welcome everyone to ICFC EU / Middle East as well. You know, regions are represented here. I am Ringe, guest appearance this week, and we got Double Lazarus in the building. Broski didn't want to be on camera. He's like, you know what? I'm going to remain anonymous. I don't want to give people insights into what I look like. I'm just going to give insights into the game. So Lazarus is here with me. Broski's here with me despite the camera function right now. Misfunction. How you doing, Lazarus?
I'm doing good. You know what's better than one Lazarus? That's right, two of them. Yeah, no, I'm doing good. I spent the past 2 weeks in the bracket, right? And not gonna lie, I'm feeling a lot safer from all those JP players up here. I can't lie. I'm sorry, broski. I'm sorry.
Oh, this character's an abomination. You say JP players and he is summoned out of the ether. Broski, how's it going, man?
Yeah, man. Good, good. Looking forward to trying some player commentary.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You said you're going to have plenty of insights for us. That's what I'm going to set you up for. That's what I want to hear about. Definitely spread the knowledge, permeate it through the viewers, right? That's what we're here to do today, as well as entertain, as long as the players are going to give us good matches, which I'm sure is going to happen considering it's ICFC EU in the building. But yeah, man, it's good to be here with y'all. Definitely, I think it was supposed to be like Tyrant or something. He ended up having to drop out. Tyrant Damascus ended up having to drop out today. So I have subbed from the Asia portion of ICFC. And I'm here to watch the EU action. I've been watching a lot of EU action anyway. I've been keeping up with the, what is it called? The Winter Stays Open local, the weekly in London that's going on right now. I've been watching the ICFC EUs. I've been watching the Ultimate Open series from Reversal. So a lot of good stuff coming out right now. Oh, and speaking of which, speaking of me being cameo from ICFC Asia, this is why I got brought into the EU. We are teaming up during the Intercontinental Championship, as well as Team NA, Team Can Opener, and Team Tampa Never Sleeps to duke it out in a crew battle with more details to come at a later date. But yeah, you know, the Powerhouse Weeklies are getting together to prove who's the best representation of a Street Fighter 6. It's going to be a good one, 100%. And, in the Matcherino, you guys know what it is. 90 codes to go. We just started, so I'm not going to get too upset just yet. But I need those codes to be gone. You know what I'm saying? I need them to be gone. We will claim them. I don't know if y'all have already claimed them. I will go claim them as soon as we get some matches on, get y'all entertainment. Of course, 10-0, put in the $50 in to start it popping. And you can see some codes already claimed. J South, Finland, Edu, all kinds of dope viewers, making sure these players earn some Skrilla. Oh, speaking of Skrilla, you're going to want to spin that over here on the latest merchandise from 10-0. Bad Moon t-shirts, Slayer t-shirts, you got Tekken jackets, you got Mishima merch, you got the dog from Giovanna. It was the Hype Dog combination with the
Hype Dog? Oh, yeah, I love that one, man.
OD collab, bro. You got the beanies. It's not cold outside yet, but beanies are always fashionable, you feel me? So definitely pick that up, as long as it makes a great Christmas gift as well. And the Zato 1 pressure shirt, I got to get that one next time I go to an event, which should be CEO, which is coming this weekend. So hype.
Yeah, this weekend, it's going to be madness. It's going to be like with the biggest Street Fighter 6 bracket we've had so far. I mean, obviously the game's only like 3 weeks old, right? So not actually been that many brackets yet. But I think there's over 1,000 entrants. I mean, that's going to be insane.
4 digits. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, so these are bounty clip claimage. Win a match with 2 perfect KOs. Oh, this is when I'm Still the Daddy did it. Then did he go down in the first round and then run it back with 2 perfects? Bro, that's always the saltiest perfect.
You do not want to be clipped if you're that Honda, man. Getting double perfected. Get a chip kill on stream. I mean, hey, in this game, it can happen quite a lot, right? A lot of people like to burn out. And a lot of characters can do a lot of chip.
Win a round despite going in a burnout twice. So what a great segue from what you said, right? Like, he's like, bro, I'm going to drive cancel in. That's my strat. If you can stop it, you know, good stuff to you.
He's dead, right? And 3 level 3 supers. Yes, you get 3 t-shirt. You will see the rest of the bounties later on, I'm sure. But I mean, I never get tired of seeing these level 3s. But this Ken one, I mean, it's super sick. But I might have seen it one too many times already.
Landing 3 level 3s is wild. Get a perfect with Dawson. We did see this burnout fighter. Oh man, hit him with the air down forward fireball as he came in. Uma did really well in this. I think he actually ended up taking the whole set, but it didn't prevent burnout from perfecting him a couple of times. Oh yeah, we already know what this is. You get stunned up against Marisa, bro, it's game over. You saw my man seeing birds, and then he was seeing dirt. Put underground real quick. And this is the bounty board for the summer. You see there's a lot of tasks to be claimed. You got beat a commentator on stream, win a round with at least 86 seconds. I've seen 85 multiple times already. So we have gone real close to 86. Land 5 command grabs in a row on stream. I think that's going to be one of the hardest ones to claim. But hopefully we get to see
player's dream.
Yes. If anyone's gonna get it, it's definitely the Manon players, man. I mean, if I was the player, I'd be fishing for some of these. I'd be like, what's actually reasonable to get on stream here? Land 5 command grabs, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
You think so? In a row? It's in a row though.
Yeah, okay, that actually makes it a bit harder because that means they can't hold up. Like, you gotta really strike the fear into someone for them to not hold up on 5 command grabs, man.
Like, you gotta do like the mind game where you land 4 and then you wait for them to jump and you try to get them as they land with the last command grab, you know? That's like the only way you're doing it.
Yeah, it sounds like something like Idom could do, you know? For some reason, he just always guesses right, so...
Yeah, sure. I think the Geef players might have a chance too, because they can probably do ground SPD and air SPD to catch you both ways.
True.
That's a good point.
The problem is, if you're playing Geef, they're going to be dead in 3, so landing 5 sounds pretty tricky. Like,
go for light punch on purpose.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. It's like the opposite of optimization, just so you can get that free t-shirt. Hey, I would, even if it throws the game, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay because you're gonna get on High Fight's top 10 plays of the day on
Exactly.
Twitter, you know what I'm saying? So it's all worth it in the end. The clout will make up for the loss in the bracket. But yeah, man, you brought up Idom, something like he would do. I saw him pretty much with Manon, the Cammy he was playing against, like the dive kick, and it landed just outside the Manon, and he immediately command grabbed, like as the landing happened, you know, like that's definitely something to look out for. Hopefully we can see that type of matchup. I always enjoy the grappler Cammy matchups because I think they could get like real nasty. You don't like it? No, Lazarus?
No. As a Cammy player, I mean, actually, now she's got more health in this game. It's not quite as scary. But I feel like, you know, you whiff a dive kick and you already know you're getting smoked, man. Yeah, just don't whiff.
Oh, we're going straight in.
Okay, we do have a Cammy, but not against no grappler. I mean, unless you want to count, you know, I think actually it's got an air command grab, I guess, technically. But that's a bit of it for Kimberly. Actually, I play this matchup a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I think Kimberly does really well. When you're playing Cammy and your opponent's got like the same or, you know, slightly more walk speed than you, the game's pretty hard, actually.
Yeah, I think a lot of her like strengths and usual matchups are kind of nullified here or are matched by Kimberly. And right now, I mean, just in the corner getting mixed with the spray can. It doesn't matter if you're at burnout.
Uh-oh. I mean, it's okay to burn yourself out when your opponent's one touch away, but dropping like that and giving your opponent an opportunity like that is a little scary, but luckily able to close it out.
I think it goes to show how quickly the skill level is improving in this game that like round 1 pools is Master versus Diamond. You don't get
No. I was talking to this about with some of my friends, but like literally everyone can be a killer in this game, and I'm not just saying like anyone can cook. Like that can be the case, sure, but I think genuinely the skill level of the players are really high.
And we're getting the slowdown to make sure everybody sees at home the overhead connected into the level 3. Let you know exactly what happened. But you know, you were talking about, oh my god, how quickly this game has progressed. And I was thinking about before we went live, I was like, what ICFC week is this? It's 2? It feels like this game has been out for like 6 months already, bro.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Feels like it should be month 2, not week 2.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, technically this is the 3rd week, right? They did have the preseason
it's
week.
the 3rd week.
But still, it is a bit insane to think it's only been that long, you know? But hey, I mean, it's going to be a couple months for some people, I'm sure, but...
No mistake in there, that's for sure. K-Wiz, and K-Wiz, I believe, a strong Tekken player out of London, if I'm not mistaken. So
I recognize the name. I think the commentator as well, actually. Does this count if you beat a commentator on stream?
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, he's not a Street Fighter 6 commentator, but hey.
We should get clarification on that, actually. See, oh no! Now maybe he's gonna come down with like a neutral jump button that would land cross up, but no. Alright, fast forward, we're back in there.
Alright. So Zeus is definitely the type of player that likes to spend a lot of drive early, get that advantage, and then try and close it out while in burnout.
Yeah, that is definitely a strategy you can do. We've seen, obviously, it's still early on, right? So a lot of people have been experimenting still with what might be the best way to play. Some people still like to be ultra aggressive, spend that meter, get that meter back. Some people like to be a lot more conservative with it. But as long as you got the corner in this game, you're pretty happy.
And Kimberly's, I think in general, really like to spin the drive cancel right because the stand medium kick and a crouch medium kick is a true block string, and these are like +5 or 6 or whatever it is. Pretty strong.
It's always the worst feeling when you try and check a drive impact in the corner and you just get punish counted for it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Bruce. It's like, I should have just blocked and then I would have took half that damage.
Not quite enough.
Oh, just woke up with the parry. Didn't hold it though. Okay, that's fine.
Saw it coming.
Maybe he was looking for a drive rush. Maybe the input didn't come out, but I think you're pretty happy that drive rush didn't come out.
Yeah.
Yep, good opening result for Zeus there.
Alright, that was sick. So we gotta
yeah, there is actually no region lock for this week. I think this is the last week, I believe it was, where there's no region lock, and then for next week it will be, you know, EU and ME regions.
Yes, indeed. Not Massachusetts, but Middle East. Yeah. But yeah.
Those two specifically.
Yeah, I want to get clarification if he counts as beat a commentator on stream, because I'm pretty sure he does take an ICFC EU, but we'll see if that's gonna be a bounty that's claimed or not. Only if you're currently commentating. I just got clarification, so it's not like so you get into the bracket and you're commentating that week and get beat, and that still doesn't count. Interesting. Okay. Thing. I
gotta stop signing up to the brackets now. That'll give people free t-shirts. And you too, broski. You can't join the bracket anymore, man. You're definitely gonna get a top 8, and if you lose, man, that'll be yeah, exactly. Because I know you entered your like first, I think, big online tournament at least on the weekend, right? You joined the Salt Mine.
Yeah, I entered a couple before that. Didn't do too well in the first 2, but that was kind of my first decent result, the Sunday one. But I mean, right now everything's so unstable. I feel like, you know, you can go 0-2 or you can make top 8, just kind of however it falls.
Yeah, the number of like players who I know are incredibly good going like 0-2 in these kind of tournaments is pretty impressive. But I mean, it's gonna happen when the game's this young.
Yeah, I think right now everyone's just trying to get as much tournament experience as possible, because I certainly was getting a bit lazy towards the end of Street Fighter 5. I wasn't entering as much as I should have, and now I'm trying to get like back into the swing of things, and I think that's what a lot of people here today are doing as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot to learn, right? You know what I mean? A lot to get used to in a tournament setting too. It's like 2 separate things as well. Like you can learn something, but like really internalizing it to the point where you're gonna reliably act on it in tournament is kind of different. So definitely like seeing all these players getting as much experience as possible. Of course, ICFC go down every week. We highlighted some of the other weeklies as well going down, and we're gonna highlight the Matcherino. All right, some code progression since I seen it last time. 78 down to 90. Shout out to J Balls Mahoney, a loyal viewer, stream monster. I always see him in every chat. We got Seth, Marnos, Dystopia. Oh, Lazarus claimed the code. Well done, sir.
I can't shield Matcherino without claiming a code, right? And here on ICFC we also got 100 codes. I normally only see like 50, but I mean, look, this is really easy maths. Normally with 50, I have to like, you know, use my brain a bit, you know, but 100 codes, that's like an extra, what, $25 into the prize pool for free, basically. And I know there's enough people in here to claim all those codes, so it's really that easy. Click the Matcherino link in the chat. I think there's one already posted there. And click the claim code button. You got to sign in with a, you know, million different social medias you could do, and then click the claim code button, and that's a free 25 cents.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. I know these people are out here making Instagrams and Twitters for their pets, their dogs, their cats. You can sign into that one and claim a code from there too. Don't worry, it's not gonna hurt. Definitely hook up the players for the Matcherino. It's already looking good. We got K-Wiss on stream. We had Kimberly taking it early. What do y'all think about the strength of Kimberly right now?
I think people kind of overplayed how much she'd been nerfed since the beta. I think a lot of people on day 1 were like, oh no, she's dead. She's dead. They killed all of her fun stuff. But I think now we've had a couple of weeks for things to settle down. She's, I think, still really good. I've seen Shine destroying people with that character.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about how scary the corner is in this game, and against her, it's even scarier. Like, so anyone who could do that is just going to be a good character as long as they can get you there, right? And yeah, Kimberly, obviously, I mean, she lost, I guess, her biggest thing, I guess, was her reversal OD Tatsu. Yeah, that's a pretty big thing to lose, but you still got the reversal level 1. You know, it's almost as good anyway. And yeah, I think losing that DP is quite a big, but the character is still doing, as long as you got the offense, which is kind of what she's built around. She works extremely well, I think. It's got decent neutral, and yeah, just that mix-up in the corner is what really carries her, I think.
Yeah, I think it definitely feels like they were like, all right, her offense is so potent that at this point we kind of maybe need to not give her as many defensive options as some of the other characters because her offense is one of the best in the game. But regardless, maybe we'll see another Kimberly in a bit. We got Xuses versus CensoredX. Is this Xuses like the VOD monster?
This is that Zeus's.
Oh, snap, okay.
Yeah, if you've ever watched this game on YouTube, there's a good chance you've seen this in your recommended videos.
Yes. Damn near any fighting game.
Master Rank Ken smokes this Dee Jay.
Overhead.
Yeah, right? He's gonna put himself on the channel now? That's what I want to see. Well, immediately be prepared. It's important to pretty much parry all projectiles you can. The DP was from so far. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I think if CensoredX just did a neutral jump there, that DP would have whipped way wide, but because he stuck a button out, which I don't even know would have reached at that point, he kind of got himself killed.
Oh, this man is freestyling with the cannon. What is happening, bro?
DI into DI.
Mix.
The air tech DI setup? What in the...
I see like Cammy's do that and then they do OD spin knuckle, but hey, you don't even need OD spin knuckle, man. You just do DI.
Oh my, yeah. With what he's doing, it's so hard not to press something and Censor not reacting with a DI of his own. That was a mauling.
Hey, is there a bounty board for landing 10 DIs in one round? Can we check that? if so, I think he's going for it.
If there's any bounties related to DIs, we need to keep them on deck right now.
I don't think you want to play the fireball game ever against Dee Jay, man. You just want to get into the range where you can punish it on reaction with a jump in, and then yeah, as we can see, once you get the corner, it's pretty free.
I was looking out for that jump scare drive rush from Dee Jay.
So wow, bro. Still a little bit tough to contest for Ken, I think. I don't think the crouch twist might work on the cross-up angle.
Yeah, I've had Dee Jay described to me as like a KOF character, and the more I watch him, I think the more I see it. You know, he's got a little short hop from his fake flash kick, and yeah, he's also, you can even do a little short hop just with the jump knee as well.
Yeah, definitely has that feel to him. Oh my.
Dead?
Finally getting his
that kill.
Zeus's, and yeah, I wasn't expecting that OD to kill either.
Yeah, that was like 20% off of a jab confirm. That was pretty nasty with no meter.
Well, this counter
run away with the first game, but now Censored is kind of starting to reassert themselves.
Yeah. Even on the DR there, that sweep can still be punishable if you don't space it properly.
Oh, he gave him down so quick because of the jump knee.
Players just managing to find a way to jump out the corner, and I mean, especially Dee Jay has no real way to stop cross-ups like that. He has to do like a jump back light or something. It's the only realistic way. Nice DR in, gets the DP anti-air as well, but the fake flash kick to side swap as well. This is going to be burnout gets the shimmy, but can't get the punish. Nice. EX Sabat kicks. Yeah. I like that option, the OD Sabat kicks. When your opponent's in burnout, +2 in throw range, like it's really powerful.
Fair enough, yeah. Taking the burnout into account, that was a really good decision. He's been pretty consistent with like the jab pressure off the Dragon Lash kick, so I like the tick throw. DI, of course, as soon as we get to the corner.
That's how you know he's a Ken player, man. Wouldn't be able to tell otherwise.
Was that like an intentional drop into reset, bro? Like, I don't understand. I want to say it was because the next combo killed, but I don't know. And now,
a little bit slow-mo action.
Chopped and screwed.
I think you have to. If you want to react to Dee Jay drive rush, you need to play it like this. This is optimal.
You need to affect the game.
Oh my god, now he's too fast.
We're partying.
Oh, look. Why does machine gun upper do like half the opponent's health? I need to know. Who let him cook?
Damn, look at that. Like you said, it's so tough to deal with this fireball.
Again, yeah, if you run in at the wrong spot as well and that EX projectile lands on you and he's got level 3 stomp, you can lose like over half your health, which is insane off a projectile.
Monkey flip.
Oh, the wake up level 2, but that's gonna be punished. Yeah, we saw it at the end there.
We're seeing the highlight reel.
Yeah, this is what gets uploaded to YouTube, so don't worry.
Just like that. But yeah, Xuses, man, definitely good stuff to his opponent CensoredX. I thought being able to take the second game, because the first game was like such a suffocating mauling that it would have been easy to crumble. So I give him some credit for bouncing back. That was good mental composure. And then the last game, I mean, from what we saw, it looked pretty competitive. But Xuses, he was always very on point with like the anti-air DPs pretty much every time he got a chance to. He had the DI resets on deck, and he just like made his opponent uncomfortable. And like that style is tough to play against.
Yeah, I think especially like using the sort of weakness of Dee Jay, which is, you know, is kind of lacks its anti-air a lot of the time, especially if he's trying to control you in the corner. He's standing at a range where you can normally cross him up, and it can be really hard to deal with. And then obviously once you get the corner as Ken, you can run your throw loop game pretty easily, and you know, obviously we know how potent that is.
Yeah, Ken's corner pressure in this game, especially considering how every hit from anywhere on the screen he takes you straight to the corner, is a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, he plays Street Fighter 6 pretty well.
You talked about, Lazarus, like how potent the offense is in the corner in this game, right? It's like just all about getting there, and I think that's what makes him one of the strongest characters, right? Is that his ability to get there is damn near off every hit that he gets. So
yeah, it's the to run Tatsu, right? That can take you from you know 2/3 of the screen all the way to the corner, which is really powerful. It's definitely, I think, probably the best corner carry in the game, like at least for the amount of meter he has to spend as well. Generally, he just gets one drive rush confirm into it, and at that point, obviously, if you drive rush in your combo, you're already making up so much ground. Yeah, I think that's what makes him really good for sure.
Yeah, like
I think when he lands the shimmy as well in the corner, he's got one of the best shimmy buttons in the game. He walks back and presses stand fierce, and you just explode.
Yeah.
yeah, that fierce, it's like 9 frames, obviously cancelable, so many active frames as well, so it'll probably catch you holding up, and it's a pain to deal with.
Yeah, it hurts, and then off of that, whatever combo route he chooses to go to, he's got like some frame kill setup that will go into a high-low or a frame trap on your throw attempt or your button. Like, he's wild. He's a wild character for sure.
Yeah, and he's got some really interesting tools as well, like Dragon Lash, right? Which, you know, in some matchups where you think you might struggle, you know, you can definitely use these kind of don't want to say skip neutral tools, but you know they can be if you time them at the right time. Look, Dragon Lash, I can go full screen, be +1. Yes, please.
Yeah, it's one of those things too that adds to your opponent's mental stack, right? So it's like even if they're looking out for that, then like that kind of opens you up to getting away with a dash here and there, or a DI that you wouldn't have gotten away with, or a jump. Like
even if you never use it throughout the entire set, your opponent, if they're good enough and they know the matchup, they will have to look out for it.
Yeah, the second that you start trying to focus on checking Dragon Lash, that's when the drive rush comes out, you're left unaware, everything goes wrong very quickly.
You all of a sudden see just a green screaming at you, you react too late with a button, counter hit, you're in the corner, and it's just Ken's world, and it's like, all right, cool, bro, thanks.
Or you get the opposite effect where you react to the green, you press your jab, it whiffs, and then they punish you. Against like some drive rushes, that just happens all the time because they got like a kind of a slowish startup, and then they like, you know, come up next to you. I hate that.
We'll be on the lookout for all that and more, of course. So yeah, this is ICFC EU, and if this is your first time tuning into ICFC, that means we got Street Fighter 6 all day just to get your hip. EU and ME going down right now, NA following that, and then Asia coming up at about 11 p.m. midnight Pacific time. HD Jammers, Gay Fetus, our lovely loyal viewers in the chat, Jesterful, everybody claiming those codes right now. What is that? 63, I think we got left. I think that says 63.
Yeah, 63 and counting. We've got Jester in there as well. Damn. Is he in the tournament? Jester, are you in the tournament if you're in chat right now?
I know Damascus always talks about that too. He's like, bro, if you're a player in the tournament, please claim the match.
Yeah, that's mad.
It's for you.
It's like, your money, man. Yeah. You don't want your money?
That's Damascus's strat. Big ups to Damascus, of course. But yeah, man, we're seeing the Matcherino codes go down slowly but surely. A steady decline of about 10 or so every time we check in. So let's get that deleted, because as Lazarus said, it's about 25 extra bucks. That means we're 25 after that, a little bit away from the $100 prize pool. That's the first goal. If we can get it above that, that's beautiful, of course. Kwanzaa in real time coming through for another code. Thank you very much. Look at that. We're getting it. We're getting it. Appreciate everybody viewing.
Kuroten. Thanks very much.
This is a good start to the EU side of things, right? Already gotten to see some cool matches, some Ken mauling, some Kimberly action. I wonder if we're going to see it slow down a little bit. There's a lot of rush down here. Definitely think we could see some other characters, a JP appearance, a cameo here and there to maybe stop all the nonsense.
There's a few. I'm looking at the brackets now, the pools now even, and I can see a couple of JPs. I'm sure Broski will be interesting watching those. Is there a JP in Europe you think is the best that you've seen? Aside from yourself, of course.
Yeah, obviously, apart from me. I don't know. I think Mystic Smash. I don't know if he's actually in the bracket today, but he's definitely got a terrifying JP.
Makes sense.
I've completely forgotten the name, but there was a JP player from the UAE that I played a few days ago. Who was really good. I think he trains with Big Bird and Angry Bird.
Okay.
So there's a few people to
I
look
know
out.
We had a JP player win last week, Dookie. I don't know if that's who you're referring to, maybe.
Well, Dookie is from Argentina, but he entered the ICFC.
Oh yeah, Argentina.
Yeah, so he wouldn't necessarily fall into that category. Broski, did you happen to see the Red Bull Kumite LCQ qualifiers for Japan?
I did not know.
Oh, okay. A JP took that. Lazarus was being called.
Oh no, yeah, I did. Sorry, I did see the grand finals of that actually. Yeah, I did. It was Usurer, who's got a different name now.
Yeah,
but,
Kakaru.
Kakaru.
Same person.
Yeah.
On the JP, he looked nasty. I was wondering your thoughts on
crazy
how he
man.
looked at the JP.
I think it's really interesting the different approaches people have to JP in different regions. Like, I think the Japanese JPs like Usurer and Nemo, for example, are much less worried about the mid-range. I've seen some people say that JP's like mid-range is a little bit, there's like gaps, but those guys over there just like make it look like that's his strongest range, while everyone else is kind of struggling.
It really does. It seems to me like they prioritize kind of playing in that range. Like, rather than put up some type of bullet hell projectiles for the opponent to get through, like they'll set up the trap and then walk forward and be like, in this range, like I can like overhead you or drive rush low, and the crystal's gonna protect me from any shenanigans. Yeah, it is super cool to watch. It's just a different take, as you said.
I think that's something that makes the character really interesting, right? Is that you can just approach him in so many different ways because he has that many tools to work with.
Yeah, good rush down, good zoning. Not many weaknesses. I'll try and downplay as best as I can.
Good reversal. If that's how you want to play too.
Yeah, EX counter is the most brainless wake up in the game. Don't tell people I said that.
Look, at least he looks cool while doing it, It's not like a season 1, Armika who just hits you with guard cancel or like, V reversal into 50-50s. That's always lame.
Oh,
but
look at that.
JP,
Speaking of which.
Oh, and it's Snakebelmont. Shout out Snakebelmont. Definitely did a lot of work on the Axel and Strive.
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
community character.
Check, no reaction.
It's nice to see so many players from different communities coming together for this game.
Yeah, it's something that's been really interesting to see. Is like, again, this game is very open. You can play it in many different ways. You got a lot of tools to you, and people coming from different game backgrounds might approach, the tools in different, perspectives, which is always interesting to see.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Like, you can always see where people came from. Like, once you find out what somebody's first fighting game is, like their playstyle tends to make more sense, right? You're like, oh, I can see why you play this character like this.
Oh, you're a mash. Oh, it's a Strive player. I get it.
Oh, that button is so good, bro. That's the stand medium kick.
Stand medium kick, yeah.
Whew, that button. Nasty stuff on the Snake. Oh, even going with the feint on the shadow projectile there.
Yeah, I feel like as JP, you got that kind of, because its full screen zoning is pretty good, you can just kind of set it up, and if your opponent just doesn't know how to deal with it, you can just do it all day, man. And using the departure there
that's the danger
cross up
right
the approach.
there. You get too close to those portals, you try and rush in advance, suddenly they teleport, and it just all falls apart.
Yeah, that was rough. That was perfectly timed from Snake. Like, he's like, bro, I've been keeping you out this whole time. I know once you get into this range, you're going to want to drive rush me. So just teleporting out. You can tell he's been in that situation plenty of times with JP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wow. Wake up with the amnesia. Gets punished count with the back throw, and yeah, burn out. Luckily, as JP, I think if you manage to get this situation, even without the meter, you're not as afraid as other characters.
Yeah, I think JP fights in burnout quite well, especially mid-screen. It's very hard to push into the corner.
Oh, he's catching him with the eyes though. Oh, but no, just leave some damage on the table.
Yeah, that's why it's really important to counter the DI when you got a chance. Not just because, like, obviously you get the full reward out of it, but it'll make your opponent think twice whenever they go for it in this, like, mid-range.
100%. Will be something as easily to rely on. Right there, going for the Hail Mary DI. That was from the logo. That was long distance.
I like the way Snakebelmont is using lots of jab checks as well. JP's stand jab is 6 frames. It's quite slow, but it's got an enormous hitbox.
Is crouch jab 4 frames then?
Yeah, crouch jab is 4 frames. And it changes.
Yeah, oh my god, it does have huge range.
Yeah, lots of -6 stuff JP can punish with that.
Yeah, he was trying to jump in, not committed to anything easy. Crouch in the air, the long distance.
Down forward heavy punch.
Yeah, I like that button a lot, man. It's got like this weird like range where normally you feel safe to walk back, and then obviously it's extremely minus if you throw it out, but because he pulls his hurtbox back, it can be difficult to punish for some characters.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's one of those moves where early on it might be a little bit tricky to punish, but it's actually I think -22 on blocks. So some characters can do like raw drive rushes and stuff against it. So as time passes, I think it might wear off a little bit.
Yeah.
But right now, people are getting away with it on block.
I feel like that could be said for like many long-range lows, especially coming from like Street Fighter 5 or something. The range at which you're not allowed to walk back in this game is like it's like 50% longer than you'd think.
Yeah.
So everyone's getting hit walking away from these characters because like they're not blocking low because they're like, oh, I'm out of his range, low forward.
And it feels like because the JPs, like, they know that button is really negative, they don't go for it a lot, right? So early on right now, even if you have a lot of JP experience, seeing that button kind of catches you as a surprise. So definitely effective right now.
I see someone in chat. Broski on the mic. I didn't know JP players could communicate. Any comment, Broski?
We can't. This is all just Lazarus twice. Did you guys not see it earlier?
Oh yeah, true.
Bro, I'm
just like a good ventriloquist. I can project my voice. You guys can't tell.
Yeah, it's a skill.
When we launched and I came in, I like saw the stream out of my peripheral vision. And I was like, why are they looking around, right? I thought it was separate. I thought it was Broski and Lazarus at first. I was like, why are they both looking around? What am I missing? And then I look at the
In
stream.
sync as well? That's crazy.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, I see double Lazarus. Okay.
We all just look pretty similar.
So it's like being from the UK, actually, yeah.
That's what I was going to say. All EU players, we're just the same. It's okay. That's why I'm here. Guess a special guest appearance from Asia. But yeah, man, it's been good matches already on stream. Definitely gotten some varieties. You can see right now, JP is one of those players you need to be really ready for. And King Sheamus with the $15 direct contribution, getting us ever closer to that $100 goal. Good looking out. He also claimed the code along with Jeff the Bandit. Better be up. No monkeys and level. Appreciate everybody that has been dwindling those codes down. We got like 56, 58 of them left. Definitely make sure we get them all handled before this matcherino concludes.
Yep, I don't want to see a single unclaimed code by the end of this stream.
At least before top 8 as well, man. We got a lot of games before we get there, so there's a lot of time. A lot of time, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, lots of time to go. Plenty of matches. And again, ICFC goes throughout the day. Europe and Asia. Street Fighter 6 all day, every day. Jimmy Sticks coming in. That sounds like a dude I see on Ink Master, like a tattoo artist. I don't know how into tattoos you guys are, but I don't have any, but I love Ink Master.
There's a few that I would want, but it's one of those things where, for one, they are pretty expensive, so you got to be willing to fork them out, and it's just like finding the time. If you want something that's decently big, that's going to take a lot of hours out of your life.
Oh yeah, I mean,
that's one of the things I've really struggled with.
A friend of mine is big into tattoos, and he was saying that like some of the popular tattoo artists have like 2-year waiting lists.
Oh, yeah.
Just to get the things you want. It's insane.
Yeah.
And obviously, because it is a piece of art, you are essentially commissioning. You kind of want it from an artist you want from, right? You're not going to go to any random person because that's kind of how it works. But would you guys ever get like a fighting game related tattoo? Is that something you'd be comfortable with?
So I kind of have an idea that I want to do. That's like, it would be fighting game inspired. So my favorite fighting game player is Zato. So like the tattoo I would want to get is kind of like a shadow monster, kind of like Eddie, but I don't think it would exactly be like Eddie. But like Venom is also my favorite like Marvel character. So I'm very into like the symbiote, like shadow puppet type vibe, you know? So I kind of want like some custom thing like that going down my arm, but I don't have any tattoos at the moment. But it'd also be a lot of black, like just straight black. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how like design aesthetically that would look good or not.
I think you could definitely do something cool with that. Obviously, it'd probably be one of those. It does take a while if it's going to be just full black.
Exactly. Like it's going to take a hot second for sure.
That chi tattoo, damn it, Jester. If you don't know, Sechi's like is a really strong Zato player from the UK, from Wales actually. He always represents the Welsh flag, so we don't claim him.
Nah, big ups to Sechi though for sure.
I don't know if you guys know like the Blaze Blue, like I think they're like insignias. Basically, every character has their own like insignia, which is basically like a piece of line art that kind of is specific to that character. A lot of those look incredibly sick, and they make amazing tattoos.
Okay,
Definitely recommend.
Oh, we are.
Here we go.
So we got Kuroten. Oh, look, he was one of the people that claimed the Matcherinos too. There we go. That's what we were talking about. Players get those codes going.
You know, when a player's called Hadoken and he's playing Ken, then you messed up.
Nah, bro. See, I was
You're
gonna
in the wrong bracket.
I was gonna say when I saw Hadoken and I saw Ken instead of Ryu, I was like, that's kind of telling you the state of Ryu in this game. Like, I think he's good, but it seems like everybody thinks Ken and Luke are that much better.
I mean, I saw a tweet that was like, oh, you go, Brisky.
I was gonna say it reminds me a lot of in Street Fighter 5 when people would say stuff like Lucia she's not bad, but she's just outclassed by Karen, and later Luke as well.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's Ryu in this game, where he's not bad. It's just that he's kind of a downgrade to Ken, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Ryu he doesn't play Street Fighter 6 as well, you know. He does, like, I saw tweets like, what does Ryu do better than Ken? And to me, I'm like, well, he does have plus frames, and that's pretty powerful in this game. But, yeah, I think just the corner carry alone from Ken, and obviously his conversions, I feel like a lot stronger.
Yeah. I think Juri and Ken have very similar game plans in this game.
Yes.
They're both kind of playing the same approach. Lots of crouch, medium kick, drive rush.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, the meaty overheads always recover in time to give you the opportunity to drive impact back.
Yeah. Sometimes you just go for it, you know, swing a Hail Mary. Maybe they mess it up. Maybe they mess up the meter to get punished.
Yeah.
But I had so much time to react there. Oh, again, these low forwards into the drive rush cancels, into DI. That is very powerful. It's pretty expensive, but, you know, look, he's already gained so much of his meter back.
He's gonna harass in the corner, walk back for the perfect anti-air spacing. Oh yeah, low forward confirm as well. Put her back in the corner. That's another great thing that Ken has, right? If he successfully gets some type of like drive rush poke out of the corner, he can then push you in the corner really quickly.
Yeah, the side switch is so valuable in this game.
Yep. That's one thing I think makes Cammy pretty strong, is like just a DP side swaps automatically, my man. Called Hadoken, just playing the 5 anti-air game so well.
Yeah, 100%. And Burnout right there, like he had so much time like post Jinrai kick low to just walk back and watch what she was gonna do.
Hadoken definitely got the DPs on point. I actually just checked if he was using modern controls there.
I actually do that as well when I'm playing against someone in ranked. I do like a double check, like, okay, no, I'm just getting smoked.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, you're actually just good. I see. My bad. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's too far.
Unfortunate.
It's
yeah,
hard,
dropping
man.
level 3s in this game is so bad, I think. They're such an important resource.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, level 3s especially is very powerful. As a way of closing out the game and also just turning the tides really quickly.
Yeah, taking a significant lead right there. He recovered, didn't even cancel the crouch medium kick. Recovers from it, drive impact response, double drive rush, drops the combo. That's all right.
Shit, but picks it up. Wow, that was a very fast game. We've had a lot of fast games today.
Yeah. I was gonna say we had like the one JP, but even the JP kind of smoked his opponent, so that wasn't a slow game either. Like, yeah, it's been quick.
I mean, I feel like that's actually kind of the pace in Street Fighter. To be fair, the games are quick, not just as well because the rounds go quickly, but like the infrastructure is just so good that you just click rematch and you're in it within 3 seconds. So it feels like they go faster than, you know, in other games, for example, where you might have to wait like a minute just to rematch.
Yeah, I've seen. I mean, we've all seen some people talk about first to 3 potentially for this game, or even 3 rounds in this game. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't like 3 rounds personally, but in terms of first to 3, so I'm one of those that's like of the belief that depending on the size of the bracket, I want like semis of the bracket to be 3 out of 5. Like if it's like a big bracket, then like a gigantic bracket, then like top 48. If it's like a big bracket, then like top 32 or 24 or whatever have you. And then if it's like a smaller bracket, then like top 16 and top 8. But that's kind of the whole bracket being 3 out of 5. I'm not sold on that just yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually kind of like 3 rounds. Really? It'd be impossible because you just have to change the rules within the game, and then no one would do that. Basically, everyone would forget. But because of the power level of like level 3s right now and the amount of damage they do, obviously this could change in the future anyway. But right now, at least, a lot of the second and third rounds will be like you get opened up, you get taken to the corner, you get shimmied, and you get level 3 for 60% of your health. And like it feels like you didn't get a chance to play. And with a third round, you kind of have a little bit of something extra. Like they spent their resource, and now you actually get a chance to play. But yeah,
can I raise a counter argument to that?
Is it
one word? Ready?
Okay.
Manon.
Yes. Yes. Okay. If we
ban her, what are you gonna do when she gets 5 points in the second round?
You play for 2 rounds. You just say, yeah, go next. Don't worry, you got that one. Yeah, that's very true. I found the Tekken play. I'd never played Tekken in my life. I think it's fun to experiment, you know, especially when the game's young.
Yeah, I don't like the 3 rounds, but it'd be fun to see how it go. You know what I mean? But definitely,
especially when there is something tangible that like the super meter, which is a resource. So you kind of have to consider that. And it would be something that's interesting, I guess.
The counterpoint I wanted to make towards the 3 rounds, though, because you were like, you know, sometimes things go wrong and it doesn't really feel like you get your chance to play. That's life. That's life in tournament play, right? Like sometimes you do that to somebody else and sometimes it gets done to you. I just feel like that's part of the pool experience. Like that's why you gotta be that's what makes you have to stay sharp in pools, even when you're a player that's probably gonna make it out of pools. You know what I mean? I still think that's like a cool part about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you're saying, it is just the game, and it is universal. So just as likely it is to happen to you, you could just do it to someone else as well. You know, if you get the right openings.
All right, Oraketsu in the building. I'm in the building. More codes being claimed.
We got 53 remaining.
Oreksu,
so keep at it.
Oreksu, my goat there, claiming the codes, getting in there. Frame 1. We're nearly down at least to 50 codes claimed, and we're doing well so far, guys. But again, it's super easy. We got at least 600 people in here right now. There should be a match link in the chat. Again, you guys know what to do, man. This has been around for long enough now.
Yeah, Cosmico also brought up Kimberly. That's another good one. Kimberly would definitely be one. You get the level 3 buff in like round 2.
Yeah.
Can keep going. Definitely be a nice little carryover. Oh, okay, we got like 4 insta codes taken down, getting us below 50. That's nice. That's nice.
Here they come.
Yeah, I mean, the game is definitely not balanced around 3 rounds, but maybe that's what makes it kind of goofy. Because, hey, what's stopping us just playing first to 3 extreme battle, huh? How can we not say that you won't find the best player of the tournament in extreme battle? The rules might be slightly different, and maybe you're better extreme battle than regular, but hey, you're still the best player.
There was a tournament out here in like Kentucky this past weekend. I think Kizzy K went to it. I think a few people went to it. And like they had a side tournament that had like $1,000 pop bonus for extreme battle. It was an extreme battle side tournament. Okay. And I was like, what?
Who in chat has played Extreme Battle yet? I've been trying to find people, but man,
I haven't played. I'll play Extreme Battle with you. I haven't played it
Okay,
yet.
Thank you, Ridge. I need to.
I played 1 game. During the beta, I sat down at one of the wrong setups once and got locked into Extreme Battle.
Did you have fun, broski? That's the important thing.
I got hit by the ball every time. It was unblockable. Literally unblockable.
Oh, it's literally. I've seen it does like 80% as well. It does like way too much damage.
Have you seen
they need
the
to nerf the
Zeusb
ball?
clip? Where it's like the ball hits and then the splash and then the EX. Yeah. You just die. Oh man, that was good stuff. So we got Zeus back up from Brazil. He was the Kimberly that advanced earlier in the winners bracket, going up against yet another Ken. This character is around all the time. The triple Jinrai OD in the corner.
Now, I'm not a Ken player, but is that combo like manually timed?
Is it manually timed? I haven't tried the triple OD Jinrai, to be honest with you.
I've heard Ken players saying it's difficult, but I don't trust Ken players. So
most
I don't know.
Jinrai like follow-ups and juggles aren't auto-timed, but the triple OD, I don't know.
I think the OD is, but yeah, I think the manual, just regular ones are really tricky, yeah.
But it's okay because like the light kick juggle Jinrai loops that people like doing in open bay is not actually like optimal for the image. So like that's why nobody does
yeah, sad, isn't it?
It's like it's the hardest corner combo to do, and it's not optimal. The optimal one is so much easier.
You get style points for doing it though.
You do.
I find that playing Cammy, like I'd be like, okay, if I do this, I can do some really cool setup and do a combo, and if I just do one hit into super, it'll do more damage. So
yeah. And we got
nice with punish on the Dragon Lash. That's another thing you can do. Obviously, we talked about how you can DI it, but also it doesn't reach quite full screen rate. So I don't know, where is he going?
We saw him wake up with an EX Fireball in the last round, trying to get the EX DP. He got it this time, but still not what he wanted, for real.
Yep. Getting level 3'd by Kimberly. I mean, even though the buff's not going to last for very long because you're going to win the round, it's still a pretty scary thing to get hit by.
Yeah, and the Kimberlys love their drive rush, crouch medium kick, right? That's the button we talked about. Not cancelable, you know, usually crouch medium kicks are, but it is plus regular, even without drive rush. So off drive rush, it's like +5 or +6, whatever it is. So because of that, the Kimberlys def love doing that.
Yeah, especially I think doing it twice in a row is really good as well. So they'll do drive rush crouch medium kick into a second crouch medium kick because your instinct is to walk back out of throw range, so you get clipped low. It's really hard to like unlearn in this game.
What is it on here, by the way?
In Street Fighter 5, lows were so much stubbier, so like so many people's instinct to walk backwards out of pressure is being punished in this game. Yeah,
and it feels like at least in Street Fighter 5 there's like quite a few characters that just didn't get anything off a low, you know? Like in general, unless there was like a crouch short, like the low forwards, I'm thinking of like Cody and stuff. He just hit you, and that'd be the punishment for walking backwards.
I was gonna
say, but in this game, it's like, well, I just go low forward. I can hit confirm it super easy with drive rush, so you better not be moving.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, or it was locked behind like V trigger, right? Like for Cody, that's what I was thinking of specifically. Like then he got the knife and he got a real low confirm. It is +5 on hits.
So so you can get confirm on the second hit. Yeah, that's annoying as hell. Because obviously her stand medium kick is cancelable, and I feel like most stand medium kicks in this game go pretty far. So having one that's cancelable as well is really powerful. It's another thing to a toolkit that's really good.
Very, very strong for sure. That's the Kimberlys for sure. That's like layer 1 that you gotta be prepared for a lot of the time when facing up against the Kimberlys, right? That stand medium kick is so good, and then the drive rush crouch medium kick plus setups off that. Yeah, and then you just have to pray in the corner. So.
Yeah, then, spray can setups are crazy.
Yeah, like,
yeah. I think it's something else that's really tough to deal with. It's just that she's got like a decent neutral. So you're trying to play neutral, and then she has like so many like burst options in this game. You know, obviously you've got all the universal ones, but she can just do the slide. She can just do so many things like the teleports, and trying to be ready for everything at once. I mean, I'll tell you right now, you're just not going to be. So you try to be with punishing, looking for a certain button, looking for the slide, and then boom, she's teleported above you. It's like GG's, I guess.
Yeah, one of those characters that can really stack up your mental very quickly. So you always got to be prepared. And it's important to like, I think against characters like that, to try to get that early start so you can alleviate your mental stress. Like just try to implement your game, you know what I mean? Like if we get on the offense, then even if Kimberly starts going off, then I have some health to fall back on, a lead to fall back on to not feel as bad if I get opened up first.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, obviously they did remove her OD DP, so she can't reversal out of regular, meaties now, except with the level 1. But hey, you know what? If you're Kimberly, you kind of want to use that level 3, so it's still pretty expensive if you do go for that reversal.
Yeah. I think another big thing that she lost from the beta as well is that her stand fierce into EX run stock is not plus anymore, so that was like one of her best pressure tools.
Oh, okay.
So she doesn't have a great way of forcing plus frames now.
Yeah, and that was another successful bait on the ODDP. We've seen that a couple of times. And the throw spray can combo, Azuna drop for the burnout, but she's still comfortable. She got the corner going.
Spins level 1, forced to use the spray can.
Oh, and just snuck one back in.
What a big life
When
lead
I
from
was playing
Zeusb,
Kimberly,
but
I actually didn't like that the level 1 forces you to use a spray can because it's such an important resource for her OP.
Yeah, I think that's strange. I could see that being a buff in the future where it doesn't take a spray.
And what were you just saying, broski? Went for the drive rush, low forward, did the second one,
Yep.
caught him walking back,
Twice.
got the confirm to
Unblockable.
close out the round. Actually unblockable. For real, for real.
Big
Yeah,
bait.
baiting.
Ouchies.
Ouch. My man is thirsty for that. Oh, okay. Was ready for the
Look.
reset with a DI.
Normally, he'd be called a masher, but in this game, that's optimal. Like, if someone's dropping their combo and you're just mashing DI, look, they're probably dropping it at a point where they can't DI back, so why not?
I respect it. I respect it.
So just there, they tried to actually drive impact in the corner against the burnout, but because it was a true block string from the stand heavy punch, it caused a lock effect.
Yeah, you don't actually like get the wall bounce into the stun, right? You actually just like get plus frames.
Yeah.
Before doing a hefty amount of damage. Oh, just put the EX on as well. Didn't get the conversion. I don't know if he had to go with a different button or if it was just too late on the timing, but crouch medium kick the god. Taking it home from Zeus.
Zeus takes it. What a strong
Pretty
performance.
scary on this Kimberly, yeah. Second time we've seen him on stream, second win.
And I know that's we were talking a little bit about Ken versus Ryu earlier, right? And I think Ryu has a little bit better of a projectile game, but his EX fireball is kind of like the difference, right? It's Ken keeps you standing. So can you get those full screen like drive rush confirms if they get clipped by an EX fireball? So it's one of those that also like because of that, Ken has his own pros that Ryu doesn't in that aspect.
Yeah, I think if Ryu could choose,
What was that mother base? Where were we going? Oh. Okay. So again, if you're watching this one, right, we had a Brazil entrant just now. We had an Argentinian entrant last week, but this is gonna be the last week. We have open regions for ICFC. Next week we're gonna have region locked for EU, ME, NA, Asia. I believe everyone is going to be region locked up. So just as a quick little tidbit of information to share with y'all. And Lazarus in the building. Thank you everybody that is tuning in right now for the EU branch of ICFC. It's been sick, man. Like we talked about how quickly this game is progressing and how it already feels like it should be a couple of months in. And part of that is just all the tournaments that are going on, man. Ultimate Open Series, Salt Mine, ICFCs, TNS, can openers. And there's even more besides that. Like you have the offline locals as well, right? Like NLBC is back in New York, and then Winter Stays On in London. And it's so sick just to see everybody coming out. There were so many players signed up in Japan for that LCQ. It's wild.
in EU, if you want to, you can sign up to a tournament every day of the week. You know, I mean, I don't know why you want to, but that is something you can do. And some people have. You know, I think we've got ISDD in this bracket, and he's basically just making his waves, man. Just trying to every tournament he can, get as much experience as he can. And you know, I think it is important to get that tournament experience. For sure, as Broski mentioned at the start, like it looks like a lot of players are going to start to do that now because they did get a bit lazy during the end of Street Fighter 5. But man, it must be tiring, bro. Like I could play 1 hour of ranked in this game before my brain's like fried on you know, I can't play. I got to play some World Tour just to beat up the NPCs, which kick my ass. Like.
I think this game is really demanding. Like when I was playing Street Fighter 5 with the experience, I was able to play like 4 or 5 hours, no problem. And in this game, like I feel like I need to lie down after about an hour just because it's so fresh. You know, it takes so much out of your focus. Like after an hour, you just notice that your performance just like nosedives immediately.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like, especially like the mental game. You know.
Yeah. There's so much to keep track on. We're keeping track of these codes. You guys have been claiming them. 40 down, or I should say 60 down, 40 to go. Tab 2GG in the building. Cadigan, Karen, whatever. They have all claimed the codes. I see Proviculus and a Nick UV down there at the bottom too. 2 people I always see in the stream chats as well. So big ups to everybody that's coming through supporting the ICFC EU. Again, the Matcherino code is pinned at the top as well, so you can always hit exclamation point Matcherino, but it's literally pinned at the top of the chat along with, I believe, the bracket. So if you're ever wondering, those two things is easy access.
Yep, shouts to Leo Echo and The Walking Dead, I'm gonna guess. Can't see it, but it's cut off.
We're gonna guess.
Thanks very much.
Are y'all fans of The Walking Dead? You watch that show?
I have not
I
watched
played the games, but I've not watched a single episode. The games actually are kind of hard, I can't lie.
I fell off watching the show. I watched a couple of seasons, but the games always looked interesting. I never played them. They looked to me more entertaining, but that's also because I guess I really like video games. But they slapped for you?
I think so. Yeah, they're basically like, you know, essentially just like a point and click kind of adventure kind of game.
Yeah.
But I feel like I prefer being told a story through a video game medium that I can interact with, you know, than just being told the way that the director thinks I want to be told, you know.
Yeah. So I have a question, and then I have a comment related to that. So my question is, did you cry during the Walking Dead games?
I don't think I did actually, and that is quite strange because I do honestly like video games get me especially. Okay. But like I am not one to shy away from crying over a piece of medium.
I definitely cry over plenty of stuff, shows, movies, games, whatever. So I feel you on that. So my other comment on that, because you were like, I like being told a story through a video game medium because it's more interactive. That's how I am about horror games. Like the horror movies and horror shows, I actually don't get scared by it at all. Horror games, I'm terrified. Like I'm such a little bitch on horror games. But like movies, TV shows, I'm fine. But either way, we'll get back to that.
Right there with you, Rid. Like I said, it's that medium of interaction. You know, if I have to play in it, I'm afraid.
Yeah, exactly. Like now, it's not just the dumb protagonist that's going into the dark room. It's me. Why do I want to do that? I don't want to do that.
Why am I so dumb?
Yeah. Like, why do I have to make the dumb choices? All right. So we got Lord Venom on the JP going up against ChuChu on the Chun-Li.
So Lord Venom, I think, was also in the Salt Mine at the weekend. I think he got top 8. So
I recognize the name.
One of the top JPs in the region.
He has been cooking on this JP, I can't lie. I mean, I know him from BlazBlue originally. He's a really sick Hazama player who played in the Salty EU brackets all the time. And he was always really funny in chat. But yeah, now in Street Fighter 6, seeing him cook on this JP is really cool. Although kind of getting cooked up by this Chun-Li from ChuChu right now. Is that enough? Oh, just that was the last hit.
Literally perfect.
I recognize the name ChuChu, but I can't pin it down.
Well, I know there's one there's kind of like a ChuChu from China that played a lot of Street Fighter 5. I'm not familiar with the one from Brazil, to be honest.
This matchup can be a little bit annoying for JP because that Hazanshu just goes straight over his projectiles and you get a punish counter afterwards.
Sounds pretty tough, but I mean, from I was speaking with like Foxy Grandpa at the Red Bull like qualifier that we did last weekend, and he said that Chun-Li, he doesn't think she loses any matchups. He's like, this character's broken.
Oh, yeah, really? Shout outs Foxy, bro. The one person.
That's raw.
The one person that I feel upping Chun-Li, like gassing her up.
Ooh, actually ChuChu gonna take the first game with that nice crouch short confirm. And you know what? I can kind of see this character, especially. I mean, JP doesn't, but if you don't have a way to deal with this Hazanshu and the drive rush behind it, you're just going to be constantly mixed up, like, for free. You know, all she has to do is walk back, and it's Chun-Li. She's got the best back walk speed in the game. She can make all the space she needs to be able to set that up. Nice whip punish on that Hazanshu there.
Yeah, I think she's a very strong character, personally.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think a lot of the legacy Chun-Li players were a bit unsure at first because her kit's very different in this game, but I think her strength's starting to sort of show through.
Yeah, right there. Unfortunately, not a good round to talk about the strength of Chun-Li. She's just full screen, unable to get in on Lord Venom's JP. Oh no, try to commit to the EX.
Punish counter.
He has different strengths of the EX crystal, or no? Like the one from the ground?
Yeah, you can choose wherever
okay,
it is.
Okay, and like depending on the buttons you hit?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Brazil has too much pride to play JP. What do you think, Broski?
I think you should cast away your pride and pick top tier in the world.
Exactly. And Chun-Li might be, you know, who knows? All the characters are very strong in this game, but my goodness, that DI counter confirmed at level 3.
I think he's just
this super does so much damage. Yeah,
I think it's
barely
a
alive. But your burnout is GG's. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, this is...
Oh, maybe not.
The Hazan has been getting in when Venom hasn't expected it. Oh, the whip.
You cannot get hit by yeah.
I think, yeah, one of JP's big strengths in this game is that when you finish a combo and your opponent's in burnout, you get like 10% extra damage in chip damage afterwards.
Yeah, this might be the worst character to fight in burnout, for sure.
It's the most helpful.
Because sometimes you just have to take the chip, like, because you're just going to take too much if you're going to try and approach. And you lose all your tools to approach. Apart from maybe Chun-Li, obviously does still have the Hazan. Cammy can still spin knuckle, I suppose, but it's very risky.
ChuChu is really been relying on Hazan. Oh, as you can see, demonstrated once again. And right now it's working out. Venom did a good job last game, kind of playing around it and not having to block it. Great reaction on the DI, but consistent with that as well.
Yeah, you can see ChuChu's trying to call out that the what's the spin called, Broski? You know the
I
name
don't know what the move's called.
The spin. Is that what UJP calls the spin?
I'm not jammers. I don't have them all memorized.
Why are you not jammers, damn it?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I should know actually. I love the move names, man. Oh, damn, the punish count is going to put Lord Venom to burnout. That's still a punish, though. I thought that maybe might not be minus enough, but I mean, it's, you know, spinning bird kick still going to be minus enough. Back throw, create that full screen space. Oh! Yeah. Tried to interrupt the heavy legs, but he was still in burnout, so just didn't have the frames to get that jab out.
Yeah, I respect him trying, right, because he was getting chipped out anyway. So.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was going low off that. I think that's a plus frame setup for Chun-Li, right? That little swipe she did before the low.
I gotta say though, the JP drive reversal with the golf swing is extremely hard. Yeah.
Yes, the most stylistic drive reversal in the game.
How can people hate this character? He's so cool.
He is annoyingly cool. I want to hate him more than I do. Oh, nice confirm of the departure spike right there, and actually set point for both players now.
Nah, aesthetically the character is bonkers, 100%. The Hazan though, they're working out so well.
I never knew you could get that conversion off the EX with the raw drive rush there. That's so much extra damage.
That was a lot of damage, bro.
That jump roundhouse from JP is so hard to get around, but still finds a Hazan over the projectile to level 3. I think that's going to put Lord Venom to burnout as well.
It's going to be close. It might just, he might have a pixel drive left.
Oh, he does. But I mean, you may as well not have any, right? If you block anything here, you're going to, yeah, there it is right there.
Got the regular reversal out, and it actually crossed up.
Wow.
We got a real shot. Hold up.
If Lord Venom can get out level 3 here, things might change very quickly.
I think it might kill if he gets off a confirm. Oh my god, the spike. Is that?
He's not dead. Nah, he's not dead.
He's not dead.
But
I've seen this super do so much damage, bro. Look, what? Not even close. Okay, try harder next time, Venom.
Oh, the overhead as he walked up, saw the parry. Back it up, ChuChu though. He put himself in burnout, bro.
Oh my god.
He's waiting for the Hazan. He doesn't want to throw his projectile out recklessly, bro. He's gotten hit by that so many times. Oh, jump over parry, but gets thrown. Still alive, barely. Oh, the EX comes in into it, and ChuChu with the properly timed jump.
Wire. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Oh my god. ChuChu, I mean, at that health, could not block a single thing and somehow managed to maneuver around all the special moves despite being in burnout. It was really impressive at the end.
But to me, it was the fear of the Hazan. Like, that had done such good damage and has gotten so many good hits for him throughout the game that he was like waiting for that and was like, I'll react to it and jab it, or I'll get it afterwards.
Yeah.
Something to deal with that. And it was just tunnel vision on that aspect. That was a good job from ChuChu to not go for it, because you always want to clutch onto your security blankets in time like that, right? That was definitely what he was going for in the clutch, and he refused to do it. So I give him props.
Yeah, I gotta say, when you're down to that much health, like when you gotta land one hit, right? I think Lord Venom still had a bit of health to work with. When your opponent's in burnout, you should, I mean, I see Mr. Crimson do this all the time and it works all the time. Just DI. Just DI. He doesn't have any super meter anyway.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Like, if he presses anything into it, he can't DI back anyway, right? So he's going to have to be forced to block it, which will chip him out at that point. And yeah, I think it's one of those options you got to keep in your back in mind. Obviously, when you're a good player, you're like, I'll never DI except on a specific instances because it's very reactable, like, to a good player. Yeah. But when you almost forget that when your opponent's in burnout, they completely lose the option to counter it. So
It's true. It's just one of those many things that we have to get used to, right? And we talked about, like, logically we can know all these things, but having it come to you in tournament, like especially in heated situations, it's just gonna take some
game,
time.
especially, bro. I'll be like I said, he was so worried about his Zanshu. That's for in other fighting games that could be enough to win you the round, but when you got to keep in mind everything else in this game, jeez.
Yeah, it's so hard to turn it from like a thing that you know to actual muscle memory in this game.
Yeah.
Like when you're looking at it in the replay afterwards, you're like, why did I let them live? Why did I not do anything? But it's like in the moment you've got so much tunnel vision that you just can't figure out what the answer is.
Yeah, like in I'm sure Lord Venom was thinking like if I land a special he dies, so that's my game plan. Well, you guys in chat, your game plan should be to claim these Maturino codes, especially if you're in the bracket. That's #1, should be step 1 on your game plan. Claim the Maturino code, because that's your money. And if you don't claim it, I mean, I don't know what you're doing.
To Provalicious for the $5. DI is reactable, apparently.
You know, keep spitting, man.
I agree. DI is reactable.
Is reactable. I mean, they made it so it is. As long as you're looking out for it. That's the problem, though. You can't always be looking out for it.
My favorite part, we almost had like the 30 and above crowd completely gate kept at the Japan LCQ qualifier. Shout outs to Goichi, of course, who decides to not like abide by Father Time, unlike the rest of us. But yeah, that was definitely super funny to see. Like everybody below 30 make it, and nobody above 30 except for Goichi, considering all the drive impact memes.
Yeah, I saw someone say they should add a 30+ mode to the settings that makes drive impact like 3 frames slower.
30+. It's like handicap, you know, you can do that in like local play. You turn the handicap on and yeah, it just slows down the opponent's DI.
We've got FuuFighters with the I've not seen this Kimberly color before. I like the orange hair.
Yeah.
A lot of the colors are good, man. I like them a lot. And the costumes, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to like what they cook with the costumes in this game.
This Manon costume is out of control for sure. One of my favorites.
Yeah, man. Especially, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Guile, like the costume that she has regularly, but this one it goes so hard.
Yeah, I do not like her normal costume, but this one is fantastic. Overhead, let's go.
Overhead.
Hey, that's mix.
Break hand, parry,
nice.
version, but actually still able to throw that.
Yeah.
You guys know that's
if
the
you
first perfect
parry a safe jump in this game, you're actually only +2, so you don't get a full point punish out afterwards.
Ooh, that level 3 is actually gonna kill as well. I was gonna say, do you guys know that's the first perfect parry we've seen on stream yet so far?
Oh, true.
Maybe it is ruining the game.
Nah, I mean, I've definitely seen a little bit of discourse about that, like perfect parry.
Sorry, I had to get that in.
Being a mechanic that's like, you know, grinding people's gears the wrong way. But yeah, man, I think that's why the damage scaling on it is so harsh, right? Is because I think it is good. Even if it's a little bit underutilized right now, and I think it's only going to get more and more effective as we go along, but we'll see how annoying it truly gets.
All I'll say is personally, in the current state of the game where throws are so strong, I don't think we can complain about blocking just yet.
Yeah, 100%. It's one of those things that like, there's a few things in this game. I actually theorized before this game came out that it was going to be frustrating to learn for like reasons like drive impact and parry and whatnot, right? And especially once people kind of get their handle on parry and the fact that a lot of buttons in this game are negative, like I'm expecting to see like button into parry and then like getting your Amare perfect parried. Like you're like, but that's what I'm supposed to press a button, and then you get perfect parried and you lose. Like I can definitely see the salt coming for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think compared to Street Fighter 5, -2 in this game is very different.
Yeah, for sure. You have a lot more options. And oh my god, that's just going to be a quick 2-0 from FuuFighters, man. I mean, a good Kimberly player. I think we saw FuuFighters in the top 8 last week, so definitely proven to be a good Kimberly player. Is very tough to deal with, especially I think for Manon, right? Like, kind of wants to play that kind of slow game until, you know, she gets going. And I think if Kimberly's running up on you like that, you got to do extremely well to check all those approach options. And if you don't, well, you got no reversals. So apart from, you know, your super.
Manon's defensive options are very limited. She can wake up super and that's about it. So if you maul her in the corner, she has a tough time.
Yeah, and again, we saw the perfect parries come out on these safe jumps, but it wasn't just a safe jump, Broski. It was a safe jump, and also there's a projectile on the ground that won't even go away on hit. So, yeah, good luck.
Yep. That setup, by the way, the one where you do the forward jump, safe jump there, if she does a jump light kick, it's a fuzzy afterwards, so it's like not good for you as the defender.
Hold parry, essentially.
Yeah.
Hold the block button. Save your life.
Yeah, definitely, man. So
Then she throws you. But yeah.
right, but that's kind of like the beauty about everything in this game, though. One of the beautiful things is that like there's answers, but there always is an answer to the answer. Like I have not really come up with anything or seen any situation that is like definitive checkmate, you can't do anything. Like if you're in burnout, sure, but besides that, it's really just been like there's an answer, it's just can you come up with it in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, I think if anyone's been following Big Bird's Twitter, it's been the perfect example of like finding the answer to the answer and then finding the answer to that and the layer after that. Big Bird is denying everyone the chance to find some anti-Marisa tech.
I think it's a really cool example of like how top players go about learning the game, right? Like essentially, I think it's a cool exposure to like somebody that might be new to following like high-level fighting games. Like this is what he does. He finds cheap shit and then he finds how to counter the cheap shit. Like that's just how it goes.
Yeah. Pieces, what's the answer to JP? Actually, you should go check out a video on Broski's YouTube channel about how to answer JP, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I made a video. You might find it useful. I don't know if I'm going to plug my own stuff here, but you know, you might find it helpful.
Hey, if the chat's asking.
Yeah, definitely.
Just go on YouTube and search like how to fight JP or whatever.
I'll check it. Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Gotta search.
I think JP is like a difficult character for like beginners to fight because 100%. He requires you to take full advantage of all the system mechanics. And if you're not already like fully understanding how to use parry and stuff, I can understand why so many people are struggling against him.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those characters that is going to frustrate you. I think even experienced players, like the first time they fight him, right? It's just going to be even more frustrating of an experience than usual when it comes to learning how to go against the character.
I think Honda's kind of similar to me, where I feel
like... I was going to mention him.
Yeah, your first few times fighting a Honda in this game are going to be a miserable experience. But, you know, as time passes, we can figure it out.
Then you start fighting better Honda players, and it gets even worse. Trust me. Once they stop just doing random headbutts, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, people have criticized Perfect Parry, but if Perfect Parry didn't exist, I would have no game plan against Honda.
That's so true.
All right. So, progressing pretty decently through this EU bracket. Let me check out the actual Start GG here. See where we're going. You mentioned I'm Still the Daddy. Probably entered in this week, I imagine. As I see him at the top. Dookie as well. Wonder if he actually showed he is entered. Lord Venom. Damn, Dookie and Lord Venom were in the same pool. JP's running amok over there for sure. We got Eunice. Oh, and we got a 100. Not quite 100, but close to it on the match Reno. Thanks to some more direct contributions this time from Tab2GG. Good looking out on the $5.01 set. We are approaching the $100 mark. Also, shout outs to Salt Mine League. Redis in the building. You already know Broski talked about entering this past weekend, and Salt Mine goes down each and every week over on Salt Mine League on Twitch. So yeah, man, one of my favorite tournaments that goes down. He's been holding it down for a while since Street Fighter 5, probably even before that to my knowledge. But yeah, definitely a cool ass dude. I met him at Capcom Cup.
Yeah, Retus has been like throughout the whole pandemic, everything slowed down in Europe, but Retus pretty much carried the community on his back. So shouts to Retus. Yeah,
man, definitely good looking out to everybody. Oh, and then he gave the $10 direct contribution. Greetings out of the Salt Mine to get us over to $100. Big ups, brother.
Love to see that.
We've still got 25 codes remaining, so keep those coming.
Okay, and we're almost at the top 8 as well. So again, if we could get those before we get to the top 8, I'd very much appreciate it.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, it's always nice to have
the winners finals of the pools now.
Oh, are we?
Well,
I believe so.
Bracket.
Yeah, whole lot of progression.
Man, this game's quick. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Right now, like I remember like launch week, or maybe it was the week after launch, TNS had like a 512 man bracket, and I was like, bro, they're gonna be there for 12 hours. They ran it in like 4. They ran it in like 4 hours. I was like, oh wow. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, speaking of Dookie, we got the winners finals pools between Dookie and ChuChu, who we saw just already beat Lord Venom, another JP player. So.
Oh, true. That's right. Yeah, and this one a little bit closer of a connection as well. Brazil and Argentina. So we'll see if Dookie can kind of thwart ChuChu in a way that Lord Venom kind of got hindered.
So you gotta watch out for that Hazanshu this time. He might have a bit of data going from the last stage.
Never mind.
As I say that, that's my first ever commentator's curse.
There you go. That was just commentator intel, bro. That wasn't even a curse. That was just you being accurate. You know?
Yes. You're now an official commentator. Yeah. You can now put that in your bio.
Yeah.
Player commentator.
Ooh, the parry.
Nice.
Yo, her parry is so disrespectful too. She's like, I don't want to hear none of that BS.
My favorite is on perfect parries. The characters, like, they BM you. You see their little mouth move in the freeze frame, and they say some smack. Like, I'm like, come on, you already perfect parried me. Leave me alone.
I already feel bad.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Sometimes you just got to send the DI against JP. Again, if he ever commits with some of these like longer range, non-cancelable buttons, definitely get away with it.
So one thing that I think is really good about Chun-Li is like her non-driver rush conversions. I think she's got really strong ways to like get good damage and corner carry without spinning too much drive meter.
Yeah, that spinning bird kick's always been a bit of a menace for like corner carry and stuff. And look at this. This is an anti-conversion, by the way, and on a neutral jump, by the way, which is incredibly hard to punish, I feel like, in this game. But able to do it right there.
Oh, you just
drive reversal attempt.
No way.
Oh, okay, it was drive reversal. I see. That's what we talked about before, right? That drive impact was just natural combo, so no splat at the wall.
Yeah, that level 2 is very hard to block at the moment. Well, I mean, it'll still be very hard to block in the future, but you gotta learn the right order.
There's a block button in the game.
Yeah, but punish counter throw is looming in the distance.
I'll take. Oh, the lazy shimmy gets him. I mean, look, I'll take a punish counter throw if you spend 2 super meter bars. You know, that's a good trade. But I agree. When your opponent's in burnout, especially, like, yeah, good luck.
Oh yeah, my advice on how to deal with level 2 in burnout was just guess. There's no better option than that.
Can you actually unblockable people with that, or is it like?
Yes, you can.
Hard to block. Oh wow. Okay.
Wow, okay.
If the overhead and the low hit on the same frame, you are done for.
All right.
Good character. I love that. The parry into the OD amnesia. Obviously, once you parry something, oh yep, here it is. And
tried it twice.
Wait, that worked. Okay.
So JP can jump out of the drive reversal there, but he just assumed he wouldn't go for it twice, I guess.
Yeah, you would think since it didn't work the first time, right? That he was like, well, surely he won't try it again, but
yeah,
that's the game.
Stubbornness paying off there.
Classic fighting games, isn't it, though? They're like, there's no way they do it the second time. They will always do it the second time.
Yeah, all of the perfectly timed stuff from Dookie.
Not dead, though. The level 1's going to hurt, but you're not. I mean, you're good as dead. One more button, the other spin. You could reversal level 3 there? No, I think that's a true block string.
No, I don't think so. Maybe off of that string it is. I know you can DI when he cancels into that, but maybe not off that button. Do you know, bro?
Broski will know.
In the extra frame advantage of burnout means that stand fierce into light spin is a true block string.
I forgot that.
Ooh, and there's the... So you only get a combo after the EX counter if your like back is to the wall there. So mid-screen is not as scary.
Okay.
Dookie desperately trying to hang on to that last little pixel of drive gauge.
Yeah, it's one of those situations I find myself in, or I'm sure everyone finds themselves in, where it's almost like I should just get burnt out now rather than trying to avoid it, because I'm going to get burnt out and hit if I don't. Wow, the reversal tension kicks. And Dookie's ready with the punish. You're not dead, but again, full screen and burnout versus JP. You may as well be. Even going to spend the level 2, guarantee it.
Yeah.
You see ChuChu let go of the controller.
He did. I'll save myself some time at the very least. Let's go to the next round.
Oh, it's so good. But hey, bait the Mia.
Baited the meter. We'll see if we can make it pay off. Zanchu all day, every day. It's
such a good move in this matchup.
Oh, reach.
Shimmy.
Like,
look at the
this,
damage,
bro. Like that was not a drive rush combo. Oh,
Overhead was not ready for it, and ChuChu takes that round almost with a perfect. Wow. I mean, that's Chun-Li offense, you know. Again, there is that block button. Don't have to worry about the mix-ups, but hey, you know, the punch counter grab is scary. Even for Chun-Li, who, you know, quote-unquote, doesn't have a throw loop.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was like one of her main drawbacks, right?
Yeah, Chun-Li and Honda, I believe.
Yeah. I'll say that the not having a throw loop is fake because you're still guessing anyway if you're mashing. It's not as good as having one, but like you're still guessing.
I think a stored input there perhaps.
Ooh, ready for the departure teleport. Pick the right anti-air as well. The reset into the DI. Is that actually... Nah, not gonna die, I don't think. Scaling, because he blocked this, is too high. Right?
Pretty close.
Right? Okay.
Wow, just wake up with the level 2 is like that. Oh no, you tried to stand like him.
No.
A mix.
Yo, just
No
wake
mix.
up. Wake up, stand short.
Straight back
Yeah,
into it.
yeah, overextending that Dookie, unfortunate, but you know, if you want to make a comeback, sometimes you kind of do have to do that kind of stuff.
You can feel the Hazanshu coming.
I thought he was gonna do it after blocking that right there, to be honest. Yes, nice reaction to parry, but the drive rush follow up afterwards, not letting ChuChu get comfortable. But another clean anti-air and followed up the force knockdown juggle point. That was really good.
Yeah, I like that
love it.
awareness.
That's a
When he gets a
punish.
combo off the back throw for some reason.
You know, you're a JP player, broski. You tell me. What do you mean by for some reason?
I'm a JP player, but I'll accept that he's got a lot of stuff that doesn't make much sense.
Okay, yeah. I feel like it should just have like slightly less recovery. I don't know. It's something slightly
But
more even.
the weird thing about that is that if you get the back throw there, the back throw actually does 0 damage because the damage only inflicts when they hit the ground.
Oh,
So
that's kind of
the combo
funny
off the
actually.
back throw actually does like no damage, but that's my only downplay. But that's
Okay, I like that. The reversal level 1 is a DP. Save yourself the burnout. Still get out of the situation.
He's gonna set it up again. Level 2, teleport. And yeah, he has not been a fan of trying to parry this level 2. I mean, sometimes he's been in burnout, but these times where he's had it available, he's been trying to block it out. It's been painful.
Nice. Using that big Chun back walk speed. Punishing the throw. Qlean like a chance in here, but this is set point for Dookie, so really needs to find one good confirm, one good whiff punish.
yeah, Dookie's using a lot of that drive rush crouch medium kick, which is so good
Oh.
for taking.
Bro, these neutral jumps. I feel like neutral jumps in this game are so good versus so many different characters. Like there, you can see Chun wants to use these kind of, you know, quote-unquote full-screen neutral skips with the Hazanshu, and your neutral jump at this sort of range where they could drive rush, they could DI, they could, you know, Hazanshu, and it will beat all of those.
I think it was so cool to kind of compare that game in there to the one where ChuChu won up against Lord Venom, right? Because it was like we were expecting Lord Venom to wait for the Hazanshu. He was waiting for it, didn't come. He finally threw a fireball. He got jumped in on. This time, his back was against the wall. Wasn't like a game-for-game scenario, so he tries to rely on the Hazanshu. See what happens when you look out for it, and it actually comes, right? The neutral jump, perfect punish. That was, yeah, really good.
Yeah, great adaptation.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know, to build upon your neutral jump point, Lazarus, yeah, like, there's a lot of stuff that it answers, right? Like when somebody tries to overcommit to a drive rush or a drive impact or something like that, just in fishing for a neutral jump, it can result in a huge hit because of how reliant those players are on those moves.
Yeah, and realistically, like, obviously, if they do nothing, you're not gaining anything either. But you're not risking much, you know, at that kind of range of what they're going to do. Like, nobody's, like, at least not that I've seen, nobody's good enough yet to do, like, raw drive rush into their anti-air button, juggle, you know, free juggle state, into good confirm. Because that is super hard to react to, especially already when, as we've mentioned many times, mental stack's high, you're already looking for so many things. Like, yeah, maybe when reacting to certain options becomes more automatic, we can see people reacting better to neutral jumps, but at least for right now, like, just do it, just jump.
Yeah, the only character I see that like some of the players are punishing the neutral jumps on is Ken, and that's not even with like the drive rush parry. It's with the run into DP, you know. So
yeah, I've seen Juri players do it a lot because she's drive rushing quite often, and her DP is huge. So like, if they are in the air at any point, they just in your drive rush and you just DP all correct as well if you go past them. You know, it's pretty easy to catch them.
Yeah. I really like the use of JP's level 2 throughout that set as well. A lot of the earlier JP footage we saw was mostly level 3s, but that was lots of level 2s. And in my opinion, JP has the best level 2 in the game. It's extremely versatile. And as you saw there, if you don't parry it, good luck blocking, because you don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would personally always parry it. And then also, I would personally, if I was a chat right now, I would look at claiming some of these codes as well. I think we got Che Benji with the $10 direct contribution. I don't think we've seen this yet. Ria's second best TO. You mind telling who's number one here, Che? You want to tell us?
Second best times infinity on the $5 contribution too.
Wait, and then they're having a battle here. So I am the best.
I am number
Thank you so
one.
much, guys. If you want to keep this argument going, feel free. You know, with the direct contributions, we're already at $120. It's great to see.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Plum
We've still got
potato. I don't know
21
the rest of that name, but I like the first part.
21 codes remaining. Keep it up, guys. Appreciate that.
I'm a big potato.
I love it. It's plum potato, and it's most definitely a plum potato, like from the profile picture.
Yeah. All right, so we got Zeus
Oh
back
my-
at it. What?
Sorry, this name Randumb is amazing.
I've played Randumb in ranked about 1,000,000 times. We keep getting matched up together.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
Randumb
Classic.
is a mix-up because they aren't random. They're actually a really slow, methodical Manon player.
Oh,
Okay.
I hate those type of people, bro.
You get mixed up by the name.
Yeah, the game starts as soon as I look at the bracket. It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Like when you see a guy called like Shin Akuma in the bracket and they play like Juri.
Oh, that was, I mean, that was pretty methodical, if you ask me. You get 4 medals. You know what? You're not asking for much more if you're the Manon player. You win the first round, and you basically already won the next one.
He should have been going for the bounty, bro. I think he landed 3 in a row. He should have just gone for 2
So
more.
true. That's one. We'll try and keep count. Oh, he died. You gotta do it right in a row. Nothing else.
Shall see it over.
But he's at level 5, so I don't think he could possibly land 5 command throws,
Exactly.
sadly.
He lands 2 more and she's dead.
Ow, the overhead TC. I mean, it's hitting Zeus all day. Goodbye.
Yo, I forgot how high up she was already. Yo, what's up with
How
these
could you forget,
characters
man?
that got these drive rushes off target combos? I think that's cheap.
I also kind of do, but most of them you can. They're a lot easier to at least drive reversal on reaction or DP on reaction. That's a real mix-up, by the way, off that Stamian kick. And that's already 3 medals and half your health gone. My goodness.
Okay, we just got her reaching there. Oh, the wake up super.
Broski, were you capping? That was pretty random. Immediate wake up level 1. First knockdown.
Oh,
I mean,
the
hey, it's
landing
Verse. Oh my god. Look, versus Kimberly, you know what? I respect it. I got no defensive options. You knock me down once, I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
5 medals.
No, not like this. Why does that overhead always land, by the way?
my God.
Oh my god. Okay, now is a chance for Zeus to play. There's no way he wakes up level 1s again.
Oh, overhead. Nice look at the combo off of it, despite the spray can. There's the level 1. Now you're dead, and you throw. Okay. Oh yeah.
I thought he was gonna walk up slowly and command throw. He almost got me.
Oh, this is nice. It's actually gonna put her in burnout.
Yeah, true.
Wow.
Boom.
Level
Zeus.
2.
Oh my,
yes.
that was so active. Toss him up, bring him down. Oosh.
Overkill.
Never seen that move in judo, but hey, maybe I should learn.
It's the judo ballet hybrid. I actually think that is a really cool concept though. Like the fact that she's like half ballet, half judo type joining, and like the moves are kind of like blends of both styles. I think that's really cool.
I'll say all of her like kick moves and stuff, they look really cool. All of her special moves look cool, but it's her like punch normals, man. They look so weird.
They do. It
It's
looks
like,
like she's
cat
clawing.
scratches.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I'm
She's
glad it's
got a
not just
few
me.
Unintuitive animations, I think, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
with time.
they all kind of look the same.
She's
kinda
got
thing.
she's got like the Kilua hands, you know, where he grows the nails. Like that's how I feel
Yeah.
she's doing to people. But yeah, that's always I think one of her potent tools is the fact that she has that one like punch normal that brings you closer, and then same thing with the anti-air, right, where it kind of like leaves you right in front into command grab range. That's nasty, bro.
That like in that last interaction, Randumb threw out what seemed like way too early, but the active frames, man, caught him still in the air. It was mad.
Yeah, I think certainly with Manon in this game, when we first saw her, a lot of people were saying that she might be like the Armika of the game, but I actually think that a lot of Manon players are playing her much slower and more methodical than we expected. I think she's actually got surprisingly solid neutral, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched it in a video. I think that was it. I think Lord Knight uploaded a video about like giving like random tips from players that you wouldn't expect, and one of them was from IDOM, obviously one of the best Manon players. Was like, yeah, I just play really slow, and then sometimes you just play random, and it works. Like especially if you try and set the pace by being really slow, when you suddenly do something, you know, insane, your opponent's not going to be ready for it, so it's going to work basically. And I think that's why we see these Manon players kind of slow it down a bit, so that they can land these command grabs once they get that one knockdown. You think, oh, there's no way he does it. He's playing so slow, methodical. Like landing command grabs so risky, right? That's exactly when they land it.
Yeah.
The gear switch, the tempo switch is very real, right? Because like even unconsciously, you kind of fall into a rhythm in a game and kind of the pace that's being set by you and your opponent. So if somebody just like flips that on its head real quick, it's very hard to react in time. So now Zeus is coming back up, who was just destroying folks on the freestyle Ken. No wins on this Ken, bro. It feels like nothing is planned. It's just all in the moment.
Powered by vibes alone.
Horse IRL, hopefully not literally, but already in burnout. Very impressive.
Didn't even see that.
Oh, that's a classic. That's like anime classic. You hit someone with an overhead, it doesn't combo. They start blocking high, you hit them with a low.
Yeah. That's what it
Works every time.
Ken and like the Jinrai abuse, yeah, if you're not gonna respond to like Jinrai harassment like that, Kens are just gonna do stuff like that. So you're like overhead and then go low as you're trying to walk out of it, though you can't walk out of it, stuff like that.
A horse can play Honda. Well, you'll be surprised. We're about to find out. Looks pretty good to me so far.
Oh, he got the punish counter on that. It's huge damage. Wow.
Oh, okay. Why does Ken still have that back throw, by the way? That's criminal. Literally grabs you mid-screen, back throws you, you're in the corner. It's like, come on, man.
Oh,
nice. You were saying about the drive rush anti-airs.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Setting up on the full screen fireball. He's looking for it again. He's like, oh, he didn't want it actually. Okay.
Careful about these fireballs. An EX headbutt could be coming your way.
Yeah, so just gotta be a little bit careful because Honda's level 2 is actually one of the best fireball punishes. But it doesn't matter because the command grab takes it.
Yeah, Kara cancelled off of whatever the command normal is. It's really deceptive because it just looks like the normal's coming out. You know, it's really delayed Kara cancel. I think he's always had that.
Big whiff.
Legacy. Yeah, and he got the power up before this, so yeah, he's gonna go straight to level 3 I think here as well.
Oh my lord, son. The damage on this is ridiculous.
And what's about Honda's punish combos is they don't use that much drive.
Yeah, look at him.
Because he does so many raw drive rushes, right?
Oh my.
Scoy. Oh, anti butt slam.
Guess I do the butt slam
crossed up, bro.
again.
That crossed up.
It did.
Criminal. Nah, okay, a horse can play Honda. Let's go.
Oh, man. I need to see
I was gonna say
the arcade stick.
I don't. It's a hitbox. What do you mean?
That's what I was gonna say.
Gotta get this frame perfect charging.
What were you gonna say though, Lazarus?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So the level 3, right? He draws the ring with fire.
Yes.
I realized as Ken, it looks even cooler because of course his feet make fire. You know.
True. That's a good point. Oh man, that horse. He wants to put the heads on him, the paws on him.
Boom.
Wakes up with the super, but yeah, Xuses. Oh, the raw punish counter on the run Tatsu. Hype.
He gets the link after that. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, on punish. Oh, the reset of the overhead. Sets up for the throw afterwards. Very nice. Yeah, the run tots. Yeah. I realized actually, I think a lot of characters can do this. I know, for example, Dee Jay could do like punish counter, heavy sobat kick, and that leads into full combos and stuff. And normally pretty optimal because having 0 scaling on your first specials is really good. What was that? Every set, man. And again? No.
Saw it in the first game too. He loves it off the drive impact and now the wake up level 1 to switch sides and preserve that drive meter. Very smart.
Exactly. my. Nice whiff punish on the butt slam. Gets hit by the crouch short. EX Shoryuken.
Good adaptation from Xuses. We saw that reset in the corner last time. It was into drive impact. So this time it's into the overhead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well done conditioning at first. Have the low ready for the kill.
I'll never get hit by that. I mean, I'll never block that because it looks like an overhead. It's actually a low.
No, it's an over.
It's an overhead.
It's an overhead.
Oh, is it an overhead? Bro, why am I getting hit?
I don't know. I felt like it looked like a low overhead where it hit low, but no, it hits overhead.
Okay. I thought it was. Oof. Yeah, it must be. Jesus. Call myself a commentator.
Oh, caught him reaching. No, drops it. It was all part of the setup. A frame kill, drop on the Jinrai kick.
He's so ready. He's just better, I'm afraid.
Nice
and that's the point.
And it's so painful getting hit by a neutral jump on a throw attempt in this game. The punish counter.
Yeah. Especially that big fears from Ken, man. He's not going to miss that punish at all.
Nice.
Two perfect pack. Oh!
Oh, I thought that was actually genius if it hit the wall. Unfortunately.
Oh, big drop, though. Not the biggest, punish, so you're pretty happy if you're Xuses to get away with that. Gonna jump out the corner, going for that neutral jump. Throw shimmy again. Low 4, drive rush, we all love hate.
Some good damage.
I feel like there's a big debate at the moment about whether it's a good idea to spend level 3 in round 2, but I think cash out.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah, if you want to win, like for sure, especially if it's the last game.
In tournament for sure.
It does put you on a bit of disadvantage for this round for sure. If your opponent gets the hit and gets into that level 3, you don't have that same option. So like, it's hard to turn the tides. But if you get the corner, you get the early hit, you're still feeling good. The Kara cancel again, man. Wow.
Sneaky.
After the parry too, that was very sneaky. Oh, just gets
Nice.
caught low. Maybe trying to walk back after the plus frames. Oh, DP.
Oh, you can.
And yeah, that's
DT.
one of the most successful spots to sneak in a drive impact, right? When the opponent is on the back tech rise.
I think also it's really hard to see DI on this stage.
Oh, fair point.
You're so right.
Red Ken on the red stage with the red DI.
No, it's the Guilty Gear, pick an orange color and do dust strat.
The CA on deck for Horse Ira. With the right hit, you can close it out, but Xuses just goes back to playing that fireball game. Very nice anti-air.
Like
Makes it out, pulls winner's side.
The Street Fighter 4 Volcano stage tech, where you pick like a red color and whatnot.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, well, my character's gone.
Cheap.
Pick Blanca, 30-second timer on Volcanic Rim. That was the meta. One
Bro,
round.
you guys are criminals.
Yo, fighting game players will look for any way to get an advantage, son. Like, it's for real, for real.
Precious ranked points, they mean everything to me.
That, that is though, because I know a lot of people were upset about people playing the game early via, means that they shouldn't have been playing it on and whatnot. But that is competition in general, right? Like, whether it's good or bad, whether it's moral or amoral, like, if there's something on the line, if it's going to be a competitive environment, people are going to look for every way to prepare the best they can.
Yeah, like picking Ken. Yeah.
There you go.
Best.
There you go, right there. That's what I'm saying. That's why I pick Ken.
All right, thanks to everyone who's been claiming those codes. Shoutouts to Mia Zach.
That's competition without integrity. They didn't take the Astros World Series away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think any of those fans care about integrity. They just got the ring. But yes, what are we at the codes? 15 codes of 100 remaining. Like, can PEDs help me beat Guile? I'm weak.
Yeah, we got one more pools final match before top 8, so let's try and get at least the rest of this 15 codes in the next game. All right, we got Guile coming up. I know you guys love ISDD. At least claim the codes for him, for the general.
He said Ringens and Salty. Yeah, they beat the Dodgers. I'm sad. Oh, any Saints fans? Yeah, there's been so many sports scandals. Actually, it's kind of wild. But indeed, the match Reno. Shout out to Fruity Fetus in the chat. Again, not too many codes left. About 14 in the building. We shall see. And Lazarus has been giving y'all the optional side quests. Getting those codes completed before the top 8. We always like to go to the top 8. pretty much having that settled in, knowing that the players are gonna be good to go code-wise, maybe get a couple more direct contributions. What's up?
Who said it was optional?
Oh, my bad.
This is not. This is the main storyline. Like, we won't go into the top 8 if you don't claim these codes.
Oh, that's right.
You gotta progress the main story. You gotta kill 100 boars and you gotta turn them in, and then we can progress the top 8. That's just how it works.
The top 8 locked behind the codes being claimed. That's what we need to do.
I don't make the rules. Those are not the rules, by the way. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, man, it's been a good time already. We got the 12 codes left. No bounties claimed yet. I think we were getting close. I think we saw like 3 command grabs in a row. And definitely, I mean, I gotta start entering. I want to start entering. Well, you know what I'm gonna do actually? I think I'm gonna enter the second half of the season because but never mind, because this is the last week that the regions are open. So you have to do it while you're commentating. So I do Asia, so I actually can't do it after this week. But I was gonna wait till the second half anyway to see if it's like not claimed, and then I was gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna start entering
Put me in
to give people a chance, perhaps. Yeah.
I'll just enter and try and get every single quest done. I'm gonna get 25 t-shirts.
I gotta look at the bounty board again. I gotta see which ones are up for grab. Which ones are like reasonable, you know. I can't believe getting a perfect with Dawson was one of them, man. Isn't that just an element of playing Dawson?
Someone
it will come
Crimson
at some point.
to get on that.
Man,
yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think the longest perfect I seen though was from a JP player. I think I was watching, like, it might have been the Red Bull Japan thing, but it was like 52 seconds left on the clock and he got a perfect. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Son. I was
JP
like, that's
gets
like
some
40
slow
plus
perfects.
seconds.
Definitely happens way more often in Street Fighter 6, just because obviously there's no chip. In Street Fighter 5, it was really hard to get perfect just because you basically got hit by any special move. It's not a perfect anymore. Like, you know, you can call a hood perfect or whatever, but in this game, like, it's actually pretty reasonable because of the driving and protecting your health.
Yes, indeed. We got FuuFighters on to Kimberly. I feel like Kimberly is the right character for somebody named FuuFighters. And then we got ISDD on the other side. You know what it is.
I wonder if it's like a reference to the band or if he's just, you know.
I think it is, and I think it's like supposed to be kind of like Kung Fu. But I guess there's an extra.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Right? Like, I thought he was
I'm gonna guess
like
it's a
the
JoJo reference.
It's a JoJo reference.
Why is
That's my shot. Because there's a character.
Everything a JoJo reference? Oh, is there?
But that's
I
named after the band
JoJo.
too, because JoJo's.
Here's
like
my
super
secondary
obscure.
piece of evidence. FuuFighters is Italian, and Italy loves JoJo's. I reckon.
You know,
True.
that's all you need.
He's
to tell
spitting.
me. Now I'm 100% with you. I thought he was.
Yeah, I've watched only the first season of JoJo's, so.
Like the very first.
Yeah, literally. Like,
Oh, okay.
it's the season that no one starts with, but I was just like, hey, JoJo looks cool. And then I was like, wait, this isn't what everyone's told me. Where's the stands?
Yeah,
Lots of people lie to me.
The stands definitely don't get there till part 3. That's just what they don't tell you about JoJo. But part 2 is my favorite, so there's that.
Yeah, I'll get there eventually. Oh my, upside down for the
Upside down.
throw.
That punish counter does so much mental damage as well.
Bruh, the
It's
way
because
your
it's got like the
character-
most hit stop, and then they slow-mo fall over.
Yeah, the way your character sells the hit on the upside down punish counter is so rough.
Yeah.
Okay, FuuFighters, I like this. Get the level 3 going
Good
here. Build
decision.
some of that drive meter back up during burnout. Burns ISDDs, and you get that level 3 buff. This is good.
Yeah. Trying to
Yeah, I
be
think Kimberly
patient.
has a better case for level 3 in the second round than most characters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Carry the buff over.
I would pretty much
And you get that
always
amazing
do
new dance animation as well.
Okay, her animations look awesome, but I hate the song. Where's the mod to replace it with anything I want? Oh.
The drive rush crap medium kick again. Classic.
Oh, nice. The back jump actually going to punish the run into the run head overhead. The DI actually going to hit that.
DI.
You know, yeah.
Time to guess. Wake up super.
No, he's not guessing, man.
You're guessing. It's my Oki.
Our Oki.
Oh, get
Oh no, that doesn't work. The boom was too slow. And the confirm of the boom. No way. Oh, very nice stuff from ISDD.
Yeah, Kimberly's level 2 is a little bit awkward to get over fireballs sometimes.
Yes, I found the same thing with Cammy's level 2 last frame counter DI. That's gonna hurt, Guile. No stranger to damage. Yeah, that's so
That's
cheap.
That's all the Guile players are rinsing that setup.
Oh no! Uh-oh, that's bad. Back thrown in, burnout in the corner now. FuuFighter can just control ISTD here. He's in a good spot. Trying to... Oh, no way, man. Yeah. Like I said...
Using the parry to recharge the drive gauge.
He got
so much meat
more
back.
drive. Oh, thought he was gonna cross up. Yeah, that's the weird steps in the corner like that where you can't actually
Level
jump
3?
over a character. He tried for the drive impact reset. Looked like just miscalculated, but the slide under the boom. Okay.
Nice reaction. Very scary after dropping that. I guess Oki situation. Could have closed out with level 3 maybe, but wanted to save it for this round. Definitely in a really good spot.
FuuFighters on the verge of burnout early though.
Stay on the other side.
Backs off a little bit to recharge.
Yeah. Trying. Wow, the anti-air. Wow. Off the run. Nice.
He held
Yeah,
it.
that's so
He got
good.
a nice chunk after the
Yeah, that's like every normal you block in parry after you hold it and you parry the first thing, you get like a whole bar back. It's so rewarding to hold, but obviously also so risky.
The parry and then directly into the throw. What a way to deal with the sonic boom pressure. Oh, canceled into the
Nice,
drive impact
yeah.
himself.
And he can
Big
burn
reaction
him
of
out.
D. Are we gonna see the level 3 this time? Not yet.
Maybe off this mix up, the overhead lands. Straight into level 3 here. I'm expecting off the lariat.
Oh, it was the overhead
reset!
one more time.
Never
to
mind.
get the kill. FuuFighters, holy. My man was not surrendering that meter until imstilldadaddy was dead. 1 up.
And I respect that he kept going for Oki as well. He wasn't deterred by the wake up level 3 from the previous match.
Yeah.
Still confident.
Under 1 there as well, man. That's good. I'm loving the resets, man.
Oh, and then just the hard call out long distance drive impact. I knew when he was
That's
gonna
a
throw a boom.
Confident drive impact there.
Yeah, and off that one hit, has now got the corner, can set up
got
for that
mixed.
bomb Oki one more time.
Oh, jumps over the flash kick. He is making every right decision right now.
Are you dead with level 2 here?
Oh yeah. Oh, he can
Oh,
use
that's
level
level
1.
Level 1.
No can though. So no gonna be able to kill. The low forward still with the perfect. Yeah.
FuuFighters on match point.
Every right decision from FuuFighters. Holy. This is the winner's finals of the pool, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a
top
set
8.
point. Perfect. Nice. Confirm. But Guile's low forward is so good in this game.
Oh, he
Oh
dropped it.
no.
It's a huge drop.
That's burnout as well.
Yeah,
No,
can he use
not
the
quite.
level 1?
1 block normal.
We thought he was gonna pop off with it because of that exact reason, right? Obviously, he didn't want to block, so he was gonna go away. But FuuFighters gets the corner carry anyway, loads up on a can as well. Oh, the drive impact! That's gonna be game. The drive rush, as long as she doesn't drop this here, and FuuFighters completing the set 2-1 over imstilldadaddy.
Oof. Nice. Off of some really nicely timed drive impacts. Just, I mean, you can't really do it on reaction to booms because the startup is so fast. But when you figure out the Guile's timing, you can get punishes like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a read. You can't just reaction DI through it, so you have to know exactly when it's coming.
And
Yep.
we saw it
I mean-
at the beginning and end of the rounds, like just perfectly called out in terms of the timing.
Yeah. Yeah, really nicely done. I mean, you know, obviously as a charged character, you kind of know when they can and can't do it. So I feel like every guy will get into a rhythm with it. And if you manage to read, that's why DI's in the game, so you can deal with some of these really obnoxious projectiles.
Ooh, shout outs to
Wow.
everybody coming through with the direct contributions. We got King Aggie down at the bottom. Only the best TO at OTBF September 8th to 10th in Naples, Italy. Shout outs, of course, plug
I
in
love it.
everything that's going on at Italy event that's coming up very soon in September. And then we got Johnny Rye. I'm gonna go with Johnny Ryback just because I'm a wrestling fan. I don't know what the rest of that name is. With a $20, Dawson's forward walk animation looks like a Dead Space monster, bro. I haven't played the Dead Space remake, but I know you're on point because I played the original. This character's creepy.
Yeah, they definitely made him a bit more creepy this game, but also more goofy. He's kind of like Faust in that way. Like if you imagine his redesign from Strive, where he was really goofy, and then in Strive they made him a little bit creepy. He's kind of like that. Like he walks at you like a Dead Space monster, so he can get a forward throw where he bonks you, gives you a noogie on the back of the head, and then slaps you. Like what's that about,
forward
man?
throw is so disrespectful in this game.
Like,
The slap.
definitely
bonk.
strikes a weird. It's not even like some things are creepy and some things are goofy. It's like they're both. Like they really struck a balance.
Yes.
Like his win animation where he gets pulled up from his head by the elephant. That's like both creepy and goofy, bro. I don't feel comfortable watching that. But this top 8 is moving along here. We're actually almost done filling it out. We got Dookie and FuuFighters on the first side of winner semis against Randumb and Xuses on the other side of winner semis, and pshuuu. I don't know if it's
ChuChu, yeah.
And Brickterium also
Yep.
in losers.
ChuChu, very strong Marisa player.
Yeah, I
sick.
think won the King of the Soul Mine. Like, was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. So definitely a very strong Marisa player, and we've all seen obviously what Marisa can do thanks to Big Bird. So definitely looking forward to see what she's got.
I'm not sure who Brickterium's playing in this game. If you guys
Ken.
know. Oh, Ken is it?
Yeah, we saw him at Headstomper do extremely well, playing Ken. So
Okay, something to look forward to. I feel with the Marisa stuff, like Big Bird is holding it down for that entire community at the moment. I've seen too many.
I wish I was a
people
Marisa player, bro.
I've seen people say stuff like Marissa's anti-airs are bad and all this stuff, and Big Bird just shows up and says no.
Gladius, that's what he says.
I really feel like if it wasn't for Big Bird, a lot of people would be sleeping on that character right now. But definitely he's got everybody awake. And you guys need to be awake for your various regions, ICFC, NA, EUME, or Asia. Again, you can sign up for it every week, 10-o.gg/ICFC. And I said your specific region because this is the last week where it's open to everybody. Next week, we are locking down the regions for their specific ICFC category. So NA gonna enter NA, EUME, and then Asia is gonna be exclusive to Asia as well. So this is your last week. Since the signups are already closed, you're gonna watch the free-for-all around the world, but next week is gonna be region locked up. So be prepared to sign up to your specific event.
Sorry, shoot, I swear people just walk into his fists on purpose. Have you seen Big Bird? I would probably do the same. I don't want to be this guy in a first to 3. I don't know what he'd do to me.
Okay, so NA, just to clarify as well, shouts to Fruity Fetus, is open to all 3 Americas. So we're talking like North America, South America, Central America, and of course like DR, Puerto Rico, the surrounding islands that are not technically United States, but that play in NA.
I think my favorite like tweet on the whole Marisa tech thing was someone was just like, if someone just shows anti-Marisa tech using Marisa, like he would just enter an infinite loop and like we'll never escape. That's the only way to beat Big Bird. Someone posts some anti-Marisa tech, and he's out. We'll never see him again.
I've played quite a lot of matches against Big Bird, because one of the great things about this game, of course, is that the netcode's so good that we can actually play UK to Middle East at last, because we couldn't do that in Street Fighter 5. And man, everything I thought I knew about the JP Marisa match just crumbled when I played that guy.
So like I had somebody ask me about this, but I hadn't watched the clip. I think it was like somebody said it might have been Big Bird again. Up against like Shanghai, there was like a set between his JP.
Yeah, that was
and
Big Bird, I think.
It was Big Bird still, right?
Yeah, they
And I
played
had
the first
somebody
10 or
ask me,
something.
I hadn't watched the actual set, but I guess like he was Shanghai felt very hesitant to throw like the mid-range spike in that matchup.
yeah.
Do you have any insight to that, Broski? Like why that would be the case, or if that was just like Shanghai being timid, not utilizing?
Yeah, it's tricky because Marisa is kind of unique amongst the sort of pseudo grapplers where she's got a very fast drive rush. Most of the other grapplers have very slow drive rushes. You know, Geek doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Manon doesn't go anywhere. But so she's one of the very few characters with a command grab that can actually like threaten to run straight through your projectiles. So it's very scary to risk a spike in the mid-range, because if she just goes for a YOLO drive rush or the Superman punch,
Yeah.
either way, you're in a whole heap of trouble.
Yeah, if like the timing works out where like she bypasses that, then you're getting like punish counter too, right? It's like probably on the recovery
Yeah.
of your spike, and like we've seen the damage that she does. Like, I can understand.
Yeah.
We've seen
I
the
mean,
highlight reels.
We saw that wanted yesterday. I mean, Mystic Smash. He was just playing DJ, so didn't actually bust out the JP, but he lost 7-0. Like it was the title match essentially. Lost 7-0 to Big Bird, and I think I saw someone in chat like, oh, he just doesn't know the matchup. But like, if you watch the games back, he was just getting hit once, and then getting safe jumped into 50-50s with command grab for the rest of the game. Like, it was like, no matter how well you know that matchup, there's still a 50-50, it's still a safe jump. There's not much you can do about that. Yeah, you could perfect parry the safe jump and then, you know, at least turn the tables somewhat. But what if he empty jumps? You know, that's the kind of adaptations the Big Bird's gonna make. So it's just like the amount of damage she does off of like all these confirms. It's like she'll win one round, she'll have the level 3 stocked. You make one wrong guess, go next. Like, scary character.
Certainly with JP's wake up EX counter, I've basically been trained to never use that ever against Big Bird. If he walks backwards and charges fierce, I think is the button. You just move on to the next round. If that happens.
It's just bad. I mean, you see how quick the rematch goes. It should just be like, just cut, like all those memes, just immediately straight into next game.
What was it, the Coach Steve classic where you pause the game at round start and Nova gets the grab?
It was in Marvel, right?
Yeah, it was Flux that paused because it was Coach Steve that air threw him at the round start. Just like, all right, rematch immediately. Yeah,
I think it was like a first to like 20 though, so like I respect it. You know, you just like, you get that one.
I like calling that the NRS reset too. Like NRS players, you know, like they'll pause the game and hit rematch like before the game's actually finished because it's like, bro, the game's over. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll get to certain like aspects of that game where it's just like checkmate, and you're just like, all right, let's move on.
Man. Speaking of checkmate, you got. Sorry, you go.
Are we still in the top 16 losers? I've lost track of the bracket a little bit.
I think we are just like waiting for the losers bracket to catch up a little bit. But we'll go on to our winners side quarterfinals for top 8. I think. Yeah, this will be Randumb versus Xuses.
Yeah, this is one of the winner semis of the event. So as you can see, it's changed to first to 3 now for the top 8.
Yeah, more time to adapt now.
Yeah, and against Manon, that might be important. I mean, we saw Randumb play once, and he completely washed his opponent. I hate to say it.
He's already 3 medals in, bro. It was like 86 seconds in the first round, and he's got 3 medals. So it's,
these overheads. I've not seen a Manon player.
Very difficult to get used to early on.
Not really seen a Manon player utilize them, but yeah, that's pretty good.
Ooh, already showing the parry on the first Dragon Lash. That's a really good side for him. Oh, but reacts, doesn't have the health.
That's actually the worst feeling in this game. I don't care about throw leaps in the corner. You're like, yes, I reacted DI, and you just don't actually have enough health. Like,
yeah, you mentioned how like a strong player is really utilized DI in specific instances, right? Like when the opponent's burn out and they can respond back. That's another great one. It's like they can respond back, but if they don't got health, then they just die.
Yeah. Especially if they're a good player, because you know they'll react.
yeah, exactly.
So good.
A strat that's even better depending on how good the player is.
It's like, it's like the opposite of a knowledge check. It's like,
oh, you're a researcher? I'm gonna use that against you. Horse IRL eliminates Ladno to qualify in the top 8 losers. A horse can make top 8 with Honda. You heard it here first.
He's playing Honda though, so.
Exactly, that's what we're saying. If you're a horse out there watching right now, you too can do it with Honda.
This one goes
Is there going to be many horses watching? He's off to the races. Oh my god, King Seamus, that's so good. God, get him on the mic, man. He's better than all those 3 of us combined. Like, real. Oh my god.
Oh man. You guys ever watch BoJack Horseman?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great show. Great show, but it's depressing. So if you're kind of into that depressing style of comedy, then it's great.
Yeah.
Burnt out for
Would recommend. Yeah, it happens in a block string. And show you rip, I respect it.
That's it, rip.
Yeah. It was coming.
I thought he was gonna try and look for some type of whiff punish, but that's definitely what he fought on the whole time. He was like, I just want this BI, stun her up, take the round.
Yeah. And that Ken level 2 is a great punish tool as well. 6-frame startup. Tons of stuff that you can punish with that basically nothing else will work.
Like the classic from Third Strike, right? I mean, not quite as fast, but similar idea. Oh, spin right through, and yeah, punishing the drive rush. He basically had to cancel into normal straight away.
Oh my goodness, 3 medal levels in.
Oh my god!
Do it again. Do it again.
Oh, we were approaching the command throw thing again. Like, Randumb might be the player.
He's gonna DI. Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna DI, but luckily this time Zeusb doesn't commit. Misses the overhead. Does not delay it enough.
Yeah, going into the final round with 5 medal levels. That's not what you want to see.
No. Quite a depressing start to start this round. Zeus is like, he stayed on the other side of the screen. He was like, no command throw range, please.
Please.
I'm not trying to
away
stay
from
in there. Oh, no. Half the bar. Bow.
40% gone.
All right, I got to talk about Manon's jump roundhouse though, bro. That is actually, if you don't have DP anti-air, yeah, good luck.
Oh, yeah? One of those?
Yeah, it's so big. Oh, I love the
punish
empty
counter.
jump.
Oh, my God. The punish
2
counter
hits so
there.
far. 2 hits. That's all that's happened.
Sweep. Wow, the TC still hit. And I love that empty jump punish counter on the throw because he could have jumped in and got a punish. It would have done less than that command throw though.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about Manon. You've got to sometimes just like drop the entire combo and just switch to command grab instead.
Once you get 5 medals, that's the only move you gotta worry about.
It did have the overhead media enough to combo non-counter hit. Oh, big drop. See, we're already building the medals back up.
Nice.
No, though, it was really nice. Out of range of his follow-up.
Yeah, wanted the big follow-up. Probably could have landed a fierce, but nice. There's that shimmy.
There's that shimmy. Yeah, Dragon Lash into backdash is really scary if you try and tech.
Yep. I mean, especially versus when someone's parrying, right? They see that you parried, and so they think that you're gonna go for a throw. That's a perfect time to shimmy.
Yeah, I think Randumb's trying to perfect parry the Dragon Lash, but doing it just slightly too early.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah, 3 frames just not very much, funny enough.
It's a tricky thing to land consistently.
Just gets the jump. I don't know. Zeus thought he was gonna be able to walk to the other side, walk across.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, the long legs of the law, bro.
He does have some mad long legs, man.
Oh, right.
Straight
Again.
and a medal level.
Try to sneak in one
Okay.
more. Zeus is not gonna let that happen.
Yeah,
Bruh.
Randumb's getting a little bit greedy with the command grabs.
Nice
Get your
punish,
legs
but yeah, just clearly doesn't have like the knowledge of like what exactly to do after the punish. There's that jump heavy kick, man.
jump.
She's got kind of a floaty jump, but again, it literally hits you from halfway across the screen.
Is that her sweep? What button is that? Is that just like crouch heavy kick?
That's
That's
her
just-
ballerina kick special.
Oh, it is one of her
low
specials.
version.
Yeah, it's like the light version or something. I don't know.
It's -1,000,000 on block, but it's like an unreactable 2/3 screen low.
Yeah.
They'll always do it, like at some point. And I'm actually on set point. I just realized 3 medals in the bag.
Yep.
Nice anti. Yeah, that's 4, man.
Oh,
Level
why did
4.
she get a medal off of an anti-air, bro? Jeez.
No, dropped it. That's a side swap for Ken as well. A huge opportunity for Zeus.
Oh, no DP! Shook just by the way the match is
I didn't
gone
even
so
know that
far.
jump heavy kick was a problem, but now that I'm seeing it happen in real time.
I don't know what it is. I think it's the animation as well. Like, it's because her jump is so shallow. You kind of don't even think it's going to reach, and then it just hits you so deep.
Yeah. Big commanding 3-0 there. Advances through to
Wow.
winners finals. What's track?
Yeah, it will be winners finals.
Yes, yeah, that was
Good
one half
stuff
of
from
winner semis.
Randumb.
Yeah, it was a one half of winner semis. He's got to fight the winner of let's see, Dookie and FuuFighters on the other side. So that's a matchup I'm very interested in because we got Kimberly versus JP, right? Like I want to see how these like high mobility rush down characters kind of do up against the JP.
Yeah,
Like,
I was going to
obvious-
ask, like, Broski, like, who do you think does well versus JP?
I think Kimberly gives JP a real tough time. Like, he just can't keep her out. Doesn't have any real tools to stop you. Like, she's going to, like, EX teleport, regular teleport, run, slide. She's got so many different ways of getting through neutral. So it's any character that can just kind of, like, neutral skip, I think gives JP an issue. Like, Honda is a problem. Blanca is a problem. So I think, like, the test of a good JP going forward is going to be like how well you do against these kinds of characters, where you can't just rely on your zoning kit. You've got to engage up close.
Yeah, and I think he's got the tools to do so, right? Like he's got good tools in the mid close range, but we'll see if these players are good at utilizing them. I'm still the daddy. Eliminate Salvatore to qualify in the top 8 losers. So we saw him fall to, I believe it was the FuuFighters, right? It was on the Kimberly, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so still qualified into the losers side of things.
So he'll be going up against pshuuu. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Should be a good one. Marisa versus Guile.
And the lovely viewers are bringing to our attention that there's only 2 codes left on the Matcherino. So we almost got all those completed. As you can see, 2 codes remaining. And big ups to everybody that has claimed the code, directly contributed, or just watched the stream, man. Definitely, this couldn't happen without y'all. So very, very appreciative.
I want to see those two codes go in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, on to let's do it live.
9, 8.
There we go. 1.
There's 1.
7, 6.
No top 8 if
5,
he gets to 0, guys.
4,
No top 8.
We're canceling
3,
the entire bracket if it doesn't come through.
Turn the stream off. Oh,
Yeah, thank you, JP Vari with the clutch. Everyone congratulate him in chat, man. Without him, there would be no stream.
yeah, we're gonna shut it off. It's all good. Thank
All
you
right.
to
That's
everybody.
JP Vary, but here we go.
Yeah, right into that matchup we were just talking about. Like, we watched Kakeru on the weekend at the Red Bull Kumite qualifier, and yeah, he was like air throwing Cammy's dive kick, and I just thought like, yeah, maybe this character is insane, but I think they might have just been Kakeru.
Yeah,
he seems to be very
say,
good at controlling these neutral skip characters.
A lot of people forget that JP even has an air grab.
Yes,
It's pretty good though.
It is.
because it's a back throw as well. It's only a back throw, I
Side
believe.
switches, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
People
gonna
try
say if
neutral
this
jump
was
shimmy.
a
Sorry,
Kakeru
sorry.
JP, I would expect him to throw the teleport, like air teleport. You just like jump up and air throw it.
I was like, is this a Guilty Gear player? Like, what am I watching, man? Is it even a good anti-air? He's got crouch fierce, but it worked every time.
But yeah, I mean, that was the tail of the tape in the first round, right? FuuFighters got in. You mentioned how it was tough to keep this Kimberly at bay, and that's exactly what we saw. Oh,
Such good mobility.
yeah, we talked about how Girder Crush medium kick is too. Despite not being cancelable, it just prevents you from walking back, and you want to get your space as JP in this matchup, but not giving you anything right now.
You're like just alive here,
Not quite enough
but
to
it's
kill,
definitely
but
not
still a
looking
lot.
good for you.
Yeah. Oh, the EX counter.
Nice.
Nice.
Good recognition on the
Counter
parry.
strike level 2. You better parry.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a rough one to take though, because that is going to put you in burnout. Like I was saying earlier, I think you always take that throw, but when it puts you in burnout, you're still so
combo.
done. And
Alright,
wow,
I'm stealing that.
Dookie
I'm stealing that. I've not seen
making the comeback happen. That was impressive.
That was wild. Great calculation from Dookie as well, knowing that the trade wouldn't kill him, but that was putting him in a position to kill off FuuFighters. Baits out
There it
the EX
is.
parry. Help.
Yeah, you got to start neutral jumping on JP, or he'll keep doing EX parry like that, for example.
Yeah, it's nice to see though. I've seen a lot more people answer the parry when they're not being punished, obviously, with going for a throw attempt really well, actually. Like most people aren't just like randomly getting hit by these cross-ups. They kind of have a good answer to it.
And
FuuFighters
FuuFighters is
takes
ever
it
pushing
perfect.
Dookie towards the corner. Snuck in the drive impact. You know,
Sometimes you have to.
it looked wild, but usually the JPs are pretty active once they get full screen right. It's not the worst bet in the world.
Yeah. Again, you got to present these kind of burst options, put them on your opponent's mineral stack, and then now everything else works so much more effectively. Damage off an overhead, man. Just take the throw. Take the parry.
Little jump out.
Ooh, big level
Ouch.
1.
Decent amount of damage here. EX just hits him on the way, trying to wake up, puts himself in burnout.
Oh!
Get the teleport. Nice.
That was really dope.
We actually saw him do that last week, right?
Precisely, yeah. That was actually Logan's play of the day. If you guys have
Yeah.
been following the 10-0 media on Twitter, Logan analyzed one of those situations where Dookie used that teleport to bait out a wake up in last week's ICFC.
So when you know, when they do it more than once, you know they like that's not luck.
Yeah, exactly.
They meant to do
right?
that.
Yeah.
Very purposeful setup.
Oh, big whiff on that down forward fierce.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe tried an anti-air. That was definitely a little late and a little far. Oh, nice
Tried
reaction.
to sneak in the DI, but yeah,
The
Dookie the
level 2,
reactions.
burn him out.
You can go for it, you think? Looks like it.
Yep.
Wow.
Didn't even need a second one.
Oh, that was so cool.
Just going to take the Oki instead rather than going for the full thing. I respect it. Save yourself some drive gauge, but I mean, FuuFighters with all the offense. I mean, when your opponent's in burnout, you know they're going crazy.
Indeed, here. I mean, he's still got all the meter in the world.
Oh!
Oh, avoided it with the air
nice shot.
tatsu. That
air
was
tatsu.
mind blowing.
I can't believe that worked. That was incredible.
I want to
Wow.
see. I wanted to see that in pure hitbox hurtbox. Like I want to see how
I need
close.
to see that.
You know, like I want to see
They
how
were
close it was,
grazing.
bro.
That was incredible. I
Great
mean,
awareness.
obviously saw was super, and like to have that awareness of like, oh, I can tattoo. Obviously, it might not work, but it did.
Yeah, that was wow. That was,
Wrinkly brain for sure. Was
All
that
the
it? Was that a 3-0?
think
Just
it
like,
was
oh no,
2.
I thought it was only 2-0. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
sheesh.
Might see a
What a way to end it, but oh, you think so? Oh, we are.
Switch to Luke. Okay.
Interesting.
Damn, son, he was done with the JP match. He's been so dominant on that character too.
Yeah. I mean, some people are saying that Luke might be the top one. I don't know how I feel about that, but I've seen a lot of people saying it.
Interesting. Okay. I definitely heard the character is very strong. So, Jesse.
2 games in a row.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's on purpose at this point. Stop it, Capcom.
It was definitely
We're
on
tied.
purpose last game. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Yeah, they openly admit to that one.
Now Dookie doing a good job locking down Kimberly in this set. Right? It just puts you in a completely different mindset as well, dropping the JP character. It just seems like he's way more fresh, goes with the overhead, just takes the throw after, even though the overhead hit.
I mean, you mentioned, right, Broski, that obviously Kimberly seems to do pretty well versus the JP, so I guess this character swap, just changing up the pace, being able to play a better mid-range is definitely working out.
Yeah, I think you might see quite a lot of JP players bring out a secondary for a few matchups. He's kind of might be tricky for a solo main character.
Sato actually mistimed the drive rush meaty. His punish kind of thrown because of that.
Ooh, level 3. Yep, cash it out.
Ouch.
I like that a lot. It's gonna
Put
him
you
in
burnout too, right? Yeah. And basically in a position to lose the game right here. You have to guess on something huge, but at this point, you try your best, but I don't think you want to spend any of that meter unless you're gonna kill and actually stuffed out by that stand medium kick. 1-1 and FuuFighters on set point.
Yeah, powered up for this whole round as well.
Yeah. And it's a pretty significant buff. The move speed, she becomes the fastest character in the game by quite a margin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 10%. She gets on her damage and
Damage, yeah.
So it's really quite
the
good.
anti-low.
Indeed,
Ooh,
Dookie's
level.
setting him up though. As FuuFighters concerned about some type of jumping button. Came down, exposed the ankles. Now we still got the corner locked down. Trying to bait something out though, but FuuFighters nice and patient. Those crouch jabs go really far in this game, bro.
Yeah, that went miles. What the hell? And now I'm burning up FuuFighter. Baits on the shimmy and Dookie evens it out with the Luke. Okay, 2-1. Looking a lot better now. Rematch straight back in it. No time wasted. I was going to say, Broski, what do you think Luke says during his level 3? Like non-CA.
Someone told me what it was the other day, but I've already forgotten. It doesn't sound like what it's supposed to sound like. I know that much.
Yeah, okay. What do you think, chat? What do you think? I've been told what it is. I still don't believe it. I have to ask the voice actor, I think. He's the only one who knows.
Oh my! You're just like back against the wall. Arm drive impacting.
Yeah, we're going to Memphis is definitely right.
We're
That's what I
close
heard.
to
Yeah,
Memphis.
that was what I kept hearing, the Memphis line. But I don't know what it actually is.
I hear math class. That's what I
Is
hear.
it, I think you're gonna regret this.
Ooh,
something like
wake up
that.
level 1.
You're going
I
to
mean,
math
hopefully we get a
class.
chance to hear it. Yeah, I was like, we'll go back to math class. That's what I hear anyway. Which is, I don't know, that sounds like something Luke would say. That's why I think he says it.
We need to get Alex Lee to confirm.
Ooh, EX pop off.
Glad I no longer see Luke players do the follow-up on that one anymore. You spend an extra bar for worse Oki. Level 3 though for fire. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's one of those tools that's only useful for closing out rounds, really.
exactly, yeah. I feel like that's the case for like all of his EX follow-ups, apart from maybe the projectile.
I saw some people trying to say
Buffering.
that the EX uppercut is useful into the hard knockdown. So the EX, what's it called, flash knuckle?
Yeah, that one does a lot of damage as well. Like, if you want a really easy confirm, like that's one of them, and you get really good Oki. But 3 bars is just so expensive.
We're really trying to bait out a DP from Dookie, but instead goes to the air-to-air, smart stuff.
Right, rushing out the corner, lands the sweep.
But not ready to convert. It's gonna be a tough to convert from anything from that space. Oh,
big fears. He's so much meat on the deck as well. This is what makes Luke so scary, man. We're gonna see level 3. Maybe no. Drops the perfect on the light flash knuckle. So now, oh, what a reaction, young man. Level 3, please. Okay, it's time to go to work. Let's listen, chat. I hear, are you alright to math class?
You definitely tainted me. Now I hear math class, bro. Why did you do this?
Nice. I don't know. I just don't hear the you picked the wrong guy part. All right. I'm sorry. Anyway, 2-2.
The wrong guy to mess with? I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell the first part either. Y'all are going to Netflix?
You took the wrong guy from Memphis.
You took the wrong guy to Memphis, from Memphis, to mess with. And my God. So yeah, it's 2-2
Definitely
now,
strong.
right?
Yeah, I mean, look,
2-2.
It's not quite like Street Fighter 5. I mean, the game's not been out long enough. Not everyone has a pocket Luke yet. But like you were saying, broski, I mean, a lot of JPs here, mate, for some of these matchups.
Yeah. No, sticking it out with Kimberly.
Taking a moment. This is winner's side still, so even whoever loses here, they'll still get a shot and loses. So not out of it yet, but game 5, here we go. Ooh, punish, yeah, that's not safe.
Snapshot the fireballs. This is anti-air to super point for FuuFighters.
Yeah, that crouch fist.
What? Such
a good hitbox.
Yeah, I see a lot of Kimberly's complain about it, and you know, having a normal anti in this game can be a little bit, you know, monk-esque, but it's, you know, you land it, you get a left-right mix-up, and if they start parrying, well, now you get the throw mix-up too, right?
Yeah. I think it might have been one of the things that got nerfed slightly on the release version. I think the beta anti-air was a little bit better, but it's still very solid.
Yeah, as we've seen, like I don't think FuuFighters has really been missing many of this anti-air game. How about the corner is also on set point. I mean, this is how it can end right here. Dookie says no, wakes up the XDP, but it's still plus. Wake up level 2. It whiffs, but he parried and it didn't reach.
Oh,
that is actually so sad.
Punished for trying to be good. That sucks.
Oh, try to wake up. Yeah, not the biggest punish, but it's meterless. Oh, baits the throw as well. Got the level 2. Can he do it? Oh no! Saving the meter. Saving the meter.
Then let his meter get baited.
So many drops, so many mistakes, but that's kind of what happens in this game, especially in the winner semi-finals. These players have been playing all day now.
Very nice. Drive rush overhead, always got to be aware of it.
Oh, big trade. And now Dookie with a huge life lead, nearly level 3 stocked up as well. FuuFighters level 3 of his own. If he lands it, he can turn the game around real quick.
Oh, actually still come to the timeout and teleport to get the trade. Oh, that would get stuffed.
So careful, FuuFighters, you can't trade. If that anti trades again, you're dead, I think. The back heavy punch, strive cancelled as well. The stand medium, nice check on the teleport. And the whiff punish with the fears to close it out. And Dookie with this pocket Luke makes the 3-0 reverse comeback. Yeah.
Huge comeback.
Yeah, really strong from Dookie right there. I mean, he identified the issue, right? You talked about how Kimberly was one of the characters that gave JP the most problems. And once he switched, a lot of those problems disappeared.
Yeah, it's a good case study for how important it is in such a competitive meta to have options for your bad matchups.
Yeah, 100%, man. And a lot of people, they have that Shoto fundamentals, right? Just because that archetype has been around in Street Fighter forever. So like picking a good character like a Luke that has the fireball, the DP, stuff that you're used to is definitely a very strong early strat, because it's still a character that you're going to be able to play effectively without spending as much time as you would like with some other characters that are a little bit more funky to play. So that's Randumb and Dookie in winners finals. We got pshuuu and I'm Still the Daddy in round 1 of losers, and Brickterium and Horse IRL in round 1 of losers top 8 as well.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that winners final, man. I feel like we haven't really seen any Manon players in tournament really pop off like this yet. We haven't had that luxury, of course, you know, like we said across the pond, like Idon's obviously been killing it. But at least here in Europe, like no one's been popping off, so it's really good to see Randumb.
I think Luffy has just switched to Manon recently.
Yes,
really?
he's also obviously going to be a terror when he starts signing up to these tournaments, I'm sure. Especially as when we see him offline, no doubt.
I think he started out with Lily, and then
Lily.
switched after a couple of weeks.
Lily, which I think is a cool character. I think she's a bit underrated at the moment. I think the character isn't like super bad or anything. I don't know if people are saying she's super bad or anything, but we just don't see her a lot, right? She's very underrepresented right now. I think she's better than how much people are playing her.
I've been watching Problem X has been playing quite a lot of Lily recently, and I'm starting to question, as you say, all of these early impressions of her strength. When I see people get hit like with three wing clad command grabs in a row, it's looking rough.
It's a scary character because you basically have to. She's just like a resource drain. You kind of just have to drive Russell as soon as she does this thing. Because I mean, you can start to react with like maybe DPs and stuff to it, but it's not easy, right? So sometimes it's better. But anyway, no lilies in bracket today, fortunately for our players here. Only got to have to face a Guile, even worse.
First Marisa.
I was gonna say, now we have two characters that I think are arguably worse when you see across from you, are Marisa and Guile. Definitely very, very intimidating characters to fight.
I mean, Marisa does have quite a few ways to deal with projectiles, which you do have to check. I mean, they're all quite risky, I think.
And
we'll
if
see
I'm
how
not
he uses
mistaken,
it.
oh god, you know, you mentioned how we saw Big Bird versus Mystic Smash and Wanted yesterday. Last week we saw I'm Still the Daddy versus Big Bird, and Big Bird definitely gave him the hands. So
Look.
I'm Still the Daddy. I'm just saying he's practicing the matchup. So if you're not on Big Bird's level, he's probably gonna be ready.
Look, I don't wanna scare anyone, but it's a 1st to 7. Someone try to tell me how. I mean, Broski, I don't know if you watched it, but try to tell me how quick do you think that set was?
The Mystic Smash one.
No.
The ISDD versus Big Bird.
Guile versus Marisa.
I didn't see that one. You'll have to tell me.
Okay, how long do you think?
But
it was?
yeah, just give us
Give a guess. 1st to 7.
20 minutes.
9 minutes. Enough said. Anyway, ISDD's in here. You know, we'll give him some respect.
Yeah, incredibly strong. It's just that's the force that Marisa can really hit you with, right? Especially when you're not used to the matchup.
Very nice.
And pshuuu going straight through. This is good drive meter damage as well. Puts him on the verge of burnout.
Very, very nice. That's something that's pretty nice you can do with hold parry as well. As we saw pshuuu do that. He parried the boom, held it. Is that you can keep him down, man. Wow, pshuuu actually taking the first game. All right. Kept trying to jump. I mean, we saw ISDD in the last time we saw him on stream. Likes that option, especially when he's burned out in the corner. Or, you know, he likes that back jump. Hard cool out on DIs. Hard cool out on, you know, these extended pokes. But hey, if you air him, the reaction, the immediate burnout.
It's always rough too when you bet like towards the end of your drive meter on a drive impact, and then they respond with their own because you're definitely burned out because of that.
That charged Gladius does so much damage.
I love the little cutscene as well, like the Tekken 8 camera angle, basically.
Yeah.
It's only like on this move, but it goes hard.
Oh, tried to wake up with a parry right there, being thrown. Armor straight through.
The EX counter goes through projectiles.
Wow. Great flash kick.
Access.
Yeah, and now you're going to be under range of Chip, and ISDD is trying to make enough space to make that happen. He can't just do a super because she could level 2 at some ranges. The anti-jump level 2. Ooh.
I respect
it.
Yeah, it was a fun attempt.
Fun. Not for ISDD. My man's fighting for his life.
Yeah, very, I'm sure, heart-racing attempt for ISDD. Like, oh, there we go, though.
Nice with the flash kick. That's one of the things you notice when you're playing against ISDD. He seems to always have charge, even when you don't expect it.
I mean, the man's been playing Guile for like 20 years, right?
Yeah. He'd be sleeping, he's got charge. Like, this guy's insane. Never jump on this guy, basically. Okay, never mind, just forget what I said.
I know, right? The one time. That's the commentator's curse for real. Oh, the air to air. Oh, tried the overhead, but get
That's
off
the-
me. Tying the setup real quick.
I think that EX flash kick at the end was smart as well, because even if it was blocked, I think it would have chipped out in burnout.
I think he did recover from burnout right at the end there, so couldn't have chipped, but you know, I think it's still smart. I mean, you could almost react to that overhead, right? The charged one, so
Yeah, especially with like something like a flash hit, right? You're already holding the charge,
Yeah.
the up and above.
yeah, you can kind of like situationally confirm that they're already doing something.
Yeah, ICFC.
Oh, there it is.
Ooh, but it was a lock because he actually managed to block the blade.
Noise. Another beautiful drive impact reaction from ISDD. Shu gonna have to maybe think about this in the neutral now. ISDD showing he's been able to reliably react. Punish kind of with the soul bots.
You know what? I kind of
He's done a great job of slowing the match down to his pace.
Oh, that was a sick punish, bro.
like the way that ISDD plays when his opponent's in burnout. We see a lot of people just try and extend and close out the game, and he's like, if you're in burnout, I'm gonna make you come to me. So oh my, that was off 3 hits, lose half your health, the charged overhead, fades
that's the
the
round.
flash kick, and just in an instant, man. 82 seconds. Again, there is a bounty board. If you end a round in 86 seconds,
Oh yeah.
at least we can get one. But I mean, Marisa's the character to do it, so shoot, you got to pull in through here.
Yeah, I could definitely see it happening, like in a round 3, especially as like a level 3 where it stops the clock. I'll definitely do it. Oh, got caught reaching though after the drive rush. No throws to be found.
Perfect. Yep, can't DI back no matter how quick your reactions are.
Oh, nice. Perfect parry
Perfect
this
parry, is this
time.
the start of something?
It can be, but it's so hard, man. You got to navigate Guile's normals. Like, good luck.
That so back kick is so good in this game.
Yeah, it
so
is
much space.
almost DIable. Like, not, but you just want to read. That's it.
Yeah, I think only like as a read, to be honest. When you still gotta have it early as hell.
Yeah, for sure. Flash kicking out of this pressure situation. I get it. It's Marisa scary. Stay away from me.
Parry from IFBB right there on the Superman punch.
Yeah, one thing you
does
gotta be
a-
very aware of against Marisa is how quickly she can destroy your drive gauge for blocking stuff.
Like so much of what she does just chunks your drive meter, so it's very important to react to the like the Gladius or the Superman punch with parry if you can.
Yeah. Oh.
When that happens, you get too carried away with the parries.
Oh! The back breaker, put him back down, take him out of the corner, give him all the space he needs just to get chipped out by the booms, and that's ISDD on set point.
And I like the boom into the EX boom right there, especially because he got jumped in off previously. I think he thought that Shu wouldn't expect him to throw another Sonic boom because of that previous interaction.
Nice with punch.
Neutral jump. That would be a good answer to the Superman punch as well, but this time just jumps forward. Able to switch sides. Wow, I like that. He just sets up before he gets there to try and bait out something with a drive rush.
And that Sonic Cross stays out for so long in this game.
I hate that move. it's just, he's a zoner, but then if he wants to, he just sets up the heavy Sonic Blade and then pushes it forward, and he gets a mix up behind it. It's like, come on, man. Well, he's a zoner. Oh, level 3 with the CA on deck.
Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of damage. Raw CA. Put him on life support. Oh.
He
Ouch.
also gets the corner from that as well. Nice.
Shu's still in it. Did have to spend the level 3. ISTD still has level 3 for himself. So definitely got the meter advantage.
Yeah, he's gotta be feeling pretty good because of that whole Gladius. Already going through, and the armor was active. Nice response.
With punish.
Like no more bullying here, but still going right back to that well. Nice reaction. Good jump out from
Jumps
ISDD.
out of the command grab.
And Shu had not been representing that option a lot either, so what a way to stay ahead of the game.
Wake up parry. That's the one weakness of that EX parry, is that it is throw vulnerable. And now in burnout because spent so much meter on that. I mean, at this point, ICD can chip very easily into level 3 anything.
Level 3 will just
Oh, but the jump in!
Uh-oh.
You got.
He's gonna wake up with it. No, he's not. Oh.
Wow.
Nah, you know, try to jump over, bait out something, the flashing, the super, whatever has you in ISDD. We talked about it. Been playing Guile for 20 years, bro. He's had his flash kick jumped a billion times. So he just gets up, air throws instead. That was very, very smart.
Yeah, I think the mark of a good Guile player is the way that they use other anti-airs besides flash kick. You know, the crouch fierce, the stand medium kick, the air throw. Like, you have to mix it up to cover all the different angles.
Yeah, 100%. It's something you got to keep in mind, right? Because also you're not always going to have the charge. If you're ISDD, maybe you do. But when you're learning the character, right, you got to make sure that you take advantage of those moments where the opponent is like trying to snipe you leaving your charge, right? Because that's what some players do up against these charge characters. Is like once they see you walk back or lose your down charge, maybe they try to risk a jump in then. So you got to have your normals prepared or whatever have you, the air throws, for another example.
Yeah, I feel like Guile does have like great anti-air options, but again, it's just one of those things. You gotta pick the right one, and as Broski put it, that does mark like a good Guile player, especially in this game. Like jump-ins, especially for some characters, are so big. Like, you know, you do not want to like press the wrong anti-air and, you know, get unlucky, it loses straight up, and then now you're taking a full jump-in punish.
Yep. So pshuuu, good showing, goes out in 7th. And up next, we've got Brickterium versus Horse IRL.
And you
Everyone's
said
favorite username.
Brickterium was playing Ken, and we saw Horse IRL on stream earlier with the Honda. Ken versus Honda, interesting matchup. I think it's pretty even. I don't think anybody has like a super hard advantage in that matchup, but I could be wrong.
I played a little bit of Honda myself. I think Fireballs give him a little bit of trouble,
okay.
but EX Headbutt is usually the answer. You can just kind of blow through it all.
Yeah, and Ken
Especially
like
with Ken's Fireball.
That's exactly what I was
his
gonna bring
bad.
up. Yeah, his like has a little bit more recovery than the average bear when it comes to Fireball, so Ken may react to it a bit more consistently with the EX armor and still get the hit.
Yeah,
How
I
does
have
one
actually seen a
join
few
these
Ken
tournaments?
players.
Sorry, well, let me. There's somebody in the chat. How does one join these tournaments? You can go to 10-o.gg/ICFC, I think is the link. But that will be. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there you go. 10-o.gg/ICFC. You're gonna be able to sign up for ICFC next week. I believe they're already open. So go to your respective region again. Starting next week, these are gonna be region locked. So NA is going to have like all the Americas available and the surrounding islands. EU and ME going to be exclusive to Europe and the Middle East. And then Asia as well if you're in the Asia region. So we got them all throughout the day. All regions available. So just make sure you sign up for the specific one that you're a part of. And what were you going to say, bro? My bad for interrupting you.
I already forgot, to be honest.
Well, we're into the other round of losers for one top 8. Let's get it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna just say that Ken can actually DP headbutts. You've got to have very fast reactions for it.
True.
Yeah. Well, interesting. Run, stop, get into the range for the heavy dragon lash. Okay.
You know?
Using that run. Like, I don't need to spend a bar for this driver shenanigans. I can literally press 2 kicks and I run across the screen.
Yeah.
Not a bad position. Jump out the first time he's shown the Ochio.
Yeah, I think Brickterium was watching Horse IRL on stream earlier. We saw how many times he went for that car cancelled command throw.
When you see that parry catching some of the hands, it looked like he got so much drive meter off of it. I love it. He didn't get like the side swap version of that combo, but he set himself up for the meaty overhead and the kill. Super sick for
Very
Brickterium.
nice.
That was clean. That shimmy. It was like that was like the micro shimmy where you pretty much steal that soul. You do the tiniest walk forward, walk back. Yeah, that is enough to make them flinch.
We're very close on that perfect carry timing for the headbutt. Didn't get a nice job of realizing it was an interrupt on the headbutt and getting a combo from the force knockdown juggle point. Head, yeah, not quite meaty enough that time.
Drive rushing you all the way to the corner, even without a full confirm, man. Just these light little hits, especially if you're back teching, which you probably want to do because you don't want to give him Moki anyway. You get yourself into the corner real fast.
Now just committing. Oh, he doesn't react to the drive impact in time. Walled up by Honda, saving the meter. Not even, bro.
Catches it out. Might just
Not dead, are you?
alive.
I think he's alive
He's
here.
not alive. Or he's not
It
dead.
was drive impact and it hit. which does, compared to on block, it has a lot less scaling. But that low forward confirms CA for sure, right?
Yeah, because it's
This is
CA,
Honda, but
if it was level 3, he'd be alive.
Sit down.
boom.
Shut up. Yep.
Brickterium. I like that name.
Solid showing from Brickterium at the start.
Sounds like a Marvel, like imaginary metal, you know?
It does, yeah. 100%. Like
Captain
the
America's shield
adamantium or
is made of
vibranium.
Yeah, it's made of brick.
Brickterium.
That's like what the
Solid
thing is
decent.
made out of. That's what the thing should be made out of, actually, Brickterium. Okay.
That's what happened to all of Ken's money invested into Brickterium. So that's like the new crypto coin.
That's another one, it sounds like, for sure.
Yeah.
Force IRL. There's the regular throw, scooping up whatever button Brickterium tried to wake up with. Give me that.
Yeah, like that low forward was trying to hard call out a shimmy. I respect that, in the corner, you basically should commit to something to get out. You don't want to be sitting there and getting thrown all day. And yeah,
like
if you do get out, especially for Ken, you get that side swap, which we talked about before, is so strong.
And we were watching Japan. Yeah, that was the EX headbutt, so minus 20 on that, man. Boy, you have all the time in the world to punish. But yeah, when we saw Japan, they were really betting on that wake up backdash. As soon as they got
Yeah.
put in the corner.
Yeah, literally immediately. Like, it's crazy. Because it's very punishful in this game. It's not like in 5 where you air tech out. Like, you stay grounded, you get the full punish.
Yeah.
Right there, Brickterium blocked 2 headbutts and lost most of his drive gauge.
That's another thing too, is that like blocking headbutts feels so bad because of the drive chip. Oh, level 3 again.
wow.
This one is gonna get real close.
I think that's dead.
Oh, easily.
Oh!
There's
I
been a
gotta
lot of
say-
will it kill clips for Sejam lately.
What a way to start the set. That was a quick time.
Alright, I gotta say, I know there might be some Honda enjoys in chat, but that CA, I mean, that level 3 is probably the worst in the game, but his CA is cool.
What?
His CA is
What are you
cool,
talking
but the
about?
level 3 is just so lame, man. I don't get it. What does he do? Like, I don't. He pushes you towards the edge, and then rather than pushing you out, he picks you up and throws you back out the other side. Like, come on.
Exactly, because do you know how sumo works, like the rules?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you lose if you get like knocked out of the circle, but he's
Yeah.
so sick that he's not gonna make you lose like that. He's gonna slam you to the floor instead.
Gonna put you down. All right.
Yeah.
He's like, I could win this way, but actually,
Yeah, he wants to add insult to injury.
I mean, the CA is good. I'll give you that.
The CA is incredible. It's like my favorite CA.
Okay, let's not get carried away.
There we go, though. Brickterium doing a good job. You saw the perfect parry
Look.
on the headbutts.
Fruity Fears. It's the sumo version of BM. Like, that sentence alone sounds lame.
What?
Sumo version of BM.
That sounds great to me. Okay, waiting up with the button. Nice job at the headbutt behind it as well. Bought himself some space. Not showing really any attempts at thwarting the Jinrai pressure. Just going into the low off, that is a true string.
Big
though.
damage. One of the things about Honda is that he can charge the hands power up and then just keep it for ages. He doesn't need to cash it out. Like Ryu can't throw any fireballs when he's got the density charge, but Honda can just hold on to it forever.
Does it change? Does it make them plus on block as well?
No, it just makes them plus more on hit.
Oh my,
Ah,
3
okay.
perfect parries on the fireballs in a row.
Yeah, slowing it down. I mean, look, Brickterium with the life lead. Oh wow, the empty jumping in that low, and he's got CA on deck.
CA.
He's,
Let's go.
he's
Here's the
dead.
CA. Nah,
Nah, he's
not
still alive.
Nah, he's dead. He's 100% dead. Watch this. Watch this.
Headbutt. Torpedo.
Doskoy! What? That did no damage. What are people complaining about this character for, man?
Oh,
they did.
Oicho throw. The cheeks will do some damage though.
The best tip I ever got for that, by the way, is if their health bar isn't yellow when the CA starts, they'll always survive.
Okay, I like it.
Is that true?
Yeah, like in a scaled combo, yeah.
Really?
I see. That's the problem though. Like, it's hard to tell the scaling at what point it kicks in, and there's so many like individual characters that have their own unique scalings, depending on which moves you use.
And unless it's Marisa. I'm gonna guess Marisa can kill me outside my yellow.
Marisa, yeah, it kills. Half your health gone immediately. Brickterium in a great position to win this round, but now being cornered with not very much drive gauge to work with. But luckily, I mean, Horse IRL just takes a turn to power up, and it might have worked out.
Oh, you barely have any drive meter left. Oh, he tries to backthrow with him in the corner.
Don't throw anything.
That's perfect parries on the fireballs.
Consistent with it. It was too close. He actually does catch the butt. Going with the optimal damage combo from that gets the kill. Great recognition from Brickterium. Like he needed
Punish
the
counter roundhouse from Ken, man. It is mean. It is mean.
and he needed the drive rush conversion right there. A lot of times Kens will just go to like run into DP or like even like the drive rush conversion for the Tatsu for the corner carry. He recognized that the optimal damage version would kill. That was really good.
And it's really impressive because in this game, again, we've talked about it again and again, mental stack so high, it's hard to remember what is optimal based on your resources, especially. You got to take a moment to just think about what have you got available to yourself and how can you kill your opponent.
Brickterium, great management right there to burn out horseback stuff for the perfect drive impact spacing. Oh, does catch him trying to get the meaty off. Oh, horse though, he's got a real chance here.
I mean, yeah, slowly but surely. I mean, he doesn't have much health to work with at all, but I mean, one good confirm, tries a drive rush in just as the EX Hadoken comes out.
I like the horses using that crouch fierce once he gets the hands charge up, because normally that normally is not special cancelable. You can only cancel that with the hands charge, and it's really, really long range.
Oh, really? Wow. I didn't even know he gets extra cancels. A super cool run DP to punish the neutral jump. Didn't get the biggest punch. Hey, you got still with the knockdown. Another whiff punish stand roundhouse in the corner now. And set point for Brickterium as well. I just realized.
Oh, tries to jump away from the
in the vortex.
Scoy.
Honda's ass has a gravitational pull, bro. You cannot skate it. Oh, he's DP
Sure you
immediately to the
can.
super.
No
You
clean.
get EX off this.
But can get the combo.
Still worth it, I think.
Nice up.
And you get put him in burnout. The tip of the DI gonna stun Horse IRL. Should be an easy confirm here for Brickterium to finish it off and move on in the losers bracket.
That's how he blew him in the last round too, using that light kick follow up to the Jin ride to put him in burnout and then set up for the drive impacts. Very, very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brickterium's corner pressure was very heavily focused on drive gauge damage, and I felt like Horse was so focused on not getting thrown, they weren't noticing that they were rapidly losing drive gauge. There's so many things you have to juggle at the same time in this game. Even when you're blocking, you're losing important resources.
Yeah, I think that's why I like parry and holding parry, especially if you know the Ken's doing the Jinrai stuff. Like some characters, they can like DP Jinrai on block and stuff like that. Obviously, Honda doesn't have that option, but like again, pretty much everything you get hit by after that first initial hit on your parry will generate a whole block of drive gauge, which is just such an insane amount. You block 2 jabs, that's literally your drive gauge almost refilled, right? And of course, the opposite end of that, you gain more than you think because you don't lose that much for blocking the move. You gain a number of
100%. Oh, the match arena, of course, y'all have claimed all the codes. Big ups have gotten us over $150 via some direct contributions as well from Johnny, from Reedus, from a bunch of heavy hitting MVPs that have donated directly. Thank y'all. And again, we can get these players more and more cash. We still got plenty of games to go. Make sure they are paid out nicely.
Yep, and have we still got any sponsor quests as well?
Oh, the sponsor code, that's a good point to bring up though. Yeah, in addition to the codes, you could also scroll down a little bit and see if we got any sponsor quests going on right now. Those are also things you could do that don't cost you cash and will contribute to the pot. So take a look at that on top of everything else. As you take a look at this top 8 bracket, again, Dookie and Randumb in winners finals, Xuses and I'm Still the Daddy in England's Civil War going down in quarterfinals of losers, and FuuFighters and Brickterium on the other side.
I love the flags, like the Irish and then the Italian flag. It's just like, if you're colorblind, good luck. Like, that's from the same place as far as you're concerned. Like the slight, it's like Italy is just a different shade of Irish.
Yeah,
I don't think it's actually like that. I've been to both places, but it's not quite the same.
This guy in the chat says, I remember that guy down there from that Def Jam Fight for NY commentary. Now, since you brought that up, this weekend at CEO, I'm here. I will announce it for the first time. I am doing top 8 Def Jam Fight for NY again. So if you're looking forward to the last time, then I'm doing it again this weekend.
You ever played that, broski?
Is that I played? I can't remember if it was a Fight for New York or a different one, but it had a ban list of like 20 different characters that were all way too strong.
Yes, it's an incredibly imbalanced game. Yes, with Katana Prime again, we're running it back.
Yeah, it's the only real fighting game. Yeah, people talk about Street Fighter 6, or FuuFighters, like, bro, no, it don't. Not compared to
I think
Def
it might
Jam
have been
Fight
Def
for New
Jam
York.
Vendetta I played actually. I don't think it was Fight for New York.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that was the first one. The Vendetta was before Fight for New York, and then they made like Icon, which was not like the first 2 games at all. But yeah, definitely
Bring
Fight
it back.
for New York.
We need a new one.
I'm just telling you,
Yeah,
I'm
where's the
fiending for
remakes,
one,
man? Why are they
It would be
remaking
so
these
fun.
games? Where's my fighting game remakes?
It would be so fun if we got a new Def Jam. I would be so happy. Aren't they making a new one? I don't think so. They put out a tweet like a while back that was like, should we make a new Def Jam fighting game? And everybody was like, yeah, and then nothing happened. So
See, I love that was like that for me. That was the first World Tour mode. Like this, the single player. Everyone's talking about praising Street Fighter 6 for World
Def Jam
Tour. It's
walked
got
so Street Fighter could run.
literally because you made your create a character, you went through, you traveled across New York City or whatever, you found your masters, you know, whatever, and you learned their moves, you beat them up and you could use them, you customized your character. Like it's actually the same thing. They stole the idea from Def
we
Jam.
knew. Now we know. That's why they put Lil Wayne as the spokesperson. They were like, I don't know.
Yes,
We'll pay homage this way. We'll still get a rapper to do something with the game. All right, so
all right, you guys hold it, I'm gonna grab a drink. Sorry.
Yeah, handle it, my man. Xuses and I'm Still the Daddy against the losers quarterfinals. Oh no, he was looking for the cross cut, but now he's locked down in the corner.
So I think these two guys actually played each other twice recently. I think Salt Mine and something before that as well. 2 recent online tournaments. I think Xuses won both of them, if I remember rightly. So I think I'm Still Daddy's out for revenge.
I think, you know, ISDD, I haven't watched too much of his material. I understand he gets pretty angry. And the way Xuses plays, I think it very much lends itself to tilting the opponent easily. Like, Xuses has a lot of these weird resets where you're not expecting it, and like it's like not optimal, quote unquote. So I can see I'm Still a Daddy getting kind of tilted pretty hard up against him. But right now he's looking clean.
Yeah, I think the first to 3 also works in his favor as well, because you're less likely to get caught out by, you know, a random interaction here and there if you've got more games to adapt.
Ooh, and then he's just reading him perfectly. We saw the throw on the parry attempt and the meaty counter hit him as he tried to wake up with a button, put him in burnout. This is all ISDD right now. Ooh.
Damn. You know something I learned the other day as well? I never knew that flash kick also had a perfect flash kick.
Yeah, we just figured out that you can't throw perfect booms if it's in a combo.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. It's actually hard. Okay, I agree. You know what? C4 enlightened me. This character's kind of difficult sometimes. When you're hitting your opponent, when you snap full screen, it's easy.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things too that like it feels hard at first, but then once you get used to it, it's pretty consistent. I've like there's a lot of that in fighting games.
Well, yeah, especially Street Fighter. Nice. Yeah, that jab, you can always jab that TC there. But you miss out on a bigger punish if you do it, to be fair.
Toss him to the corner. Oh, he's trying to stay at that optimal DP range, and he actually chose the perfect time to jump, but the stand medium kick moved him forward out of the jumping range. Oh my god, I don't know about that point blank stand heavy kick. That is definitely mad punishable from that range.
I wonder if using that much drive gauge early on and burning yourself out versus Guile is ever going to be conducive to like victory, you know? Unless you get the corner, of course.
You have to be very confident in your rush down.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Nice.
Wait till he gets to the other side. Really late flash kick to make sure it didn't whiff. If he does that at the wrong time, he's just going to go sailing past Ken.
ISDD doing a good job of just keeping things at his pace and not letting him get away from him.
That one had the NOS on it, bro. That was a Fast and a Furious Sonic Boom.
I'm glad it's not. It literally jump scared me out of my seat a little bit. Like I forget because normally he just sets up the slow blade because of course it's really good.
Yeah.
But then he just does EX like full screen like jumps. Oh my!
It came right after he did a light punch boom too. So you saw the slow boom and then that boom, and it was like the comparison, the contrast between the two. It was like whoa.
I actually got full screen mix-ups. It's just JP in a different flavor.
Yeah, that was sick. ISDD has definitely looked like he's if he struggled against this player against Xuses in the past 2 tournaments, he's definitely figured something out here so far. Oh, that was gonna be an awkward angle to flash kick. I honestly think he just recognized it and didn't want to do it.
Definitely don't want to mess that up and throw away around. You know, you'd rather just be forced to block, even if you lose the screen positioning.
Because it looked like it hit him in front, but at an angle that if he flash kicked, it was gonna miss.
Ooh, nice.
Did not believe though, Zeus.
Yeah, hesitate a little bit and went for the jab into throw. I'm still daddy on match point.
You do top
Yeah,
8
jeez.
for the 3 for the person asking in the chat.
Ooh, try to get that punish counter link to that perfect flash kick, but unfortunately missed it. And it's not a link you want to miss, you know, because you get put all the way to the corner, busts out the EX flash kick, and gets put right back in the corner. Wake up level 1.
Bait on the level 1.
Oh, he tried to, he wanted that run Tatsu starter that we saw before, but took a little bit too much time. Oh god!
Oh, that worked out perfectly.
He just smashed out level 2. That's not even invincible.
Oh no!
Maybe it's projectile invincible and he thought a sonic boom was coming?
Uh-oh.
Oh, now Zeus is gonna have to parry. Get burnt out very quickly otherwise.
Yep. Gotta say, this level 2, his level 2 is probably the worst in the game. Oh. Still throwing the EX boom to close it out, and ISDD makes it to the loser semifinals. Yeah, I think Guile's definitely a hard character to fight, man.
Big adaptation from the previous sets. I didn't watch the previous ones, but it looked like whatever issues he was having before, he's figured out.
Yeah, man, that was a very impressive showing from ISDD's Guile. Yeah, man, Guile is a character that, especially in NA right now, is being represented very well. You know, the likes of Kaba and Knuckle Doo, Lionheart. There's another very popular one that I'm forgetting right now that I saw in the streams, just running amok. Oh, it's Brian D. Brian D. also from the Dominican Republic. A lot of strong Guiles right now in that region, so I've been seeing plenty of them. Character is good, man. Definitely a menace.
Yeah. By the way, if anyone's having problems with Guile, play JP.
Ah,
That's my advice for you.
Especially versus ISDD, man. Like, you won't just win the matchup, like, mentally you win it.
I just think that, like, Guile has very little tools to deal with JP's kit. Like, I think that might be Guile's worst matchup, from what I can tell.
How so? I mean, I get he can't play his usual game plan, but what stops him?
So, like, he can't ever do zoning because Spike just goes behind it and hits him. And so Guile has to approach, and I just think that, like, JP's normals and lack of reliance on charge. Because the problem with Guile is he has to approach, but if he's approaching, he's not got charge. So, like, he loses half of his kit while he's walking forward. But JP doesn't have to worry about any of that. He can just control you up close.
That's fair. That's a good point. That's definitely a good point. Hopefully we get to see that matchup played at a high level, especially with CEO coming up, right? CEO, the 1,000-man plus bracket. Probably going to see one of the stronger guys versus one of the stronger JPs. I know Brian F. did say he's dropping out of the tournament. He's not actually going to go this weekend. So that's one of the stronger JPs that was going to be there, no longer going to be there. But still, always big ups to Brian. Can't wait to see him in an offline environment as well.
Yep, shout outs to Brian. Fellow Oro enthusiast.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Of course.
We've gone from sharing Oro tech to sharing JP tech.
I was going to say, I feel like it happens a lot of the time where when you play the same character as somebody else, like even across different games, and as you guys grow, it feels like you guys end up playing similar characters. Like I have a couple of people that I do that with, and now you and Brian both playing JP from playing Oro.
There's definitely certain stuff that carries between games and certain styles that we like. Because I spoke to like a bunch of Oro players before this game came out, and I think like every single one except for one said they wanted to play JP. So there's definitely something in common.
Yeah, everybody just...
It's strange to me. I feel like they are considerably different characters, but...
I think so. The only thing that I'm really thinking of that like I see animation wise similarly is like the orb on the reversal being kind of similar to the orb that Oro sent out that could track you a little bit, but I don't know. It just seems like the
I can't even explain why it is. Yeah, they don't really play that similar. It's just something about JP just vibes with Oro players, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Same brain cell, must be.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. I would like to maybe dig into that
Ooh.
at a later date. But right now we got Kimberly, FuuFighters versus Brickterium, and Brickterium's breaking out the Honda.
Yeah, I get it. You know, I think Honda does pretty well versus rushdown characters because he can just sit there. You can sit there and wait. You also can't.
FuuFighters off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, it's still Kimberly, right? I was going to say, you can't really safe jump him because of the headbutt, but I mean, you can still do this really threatening throw mix-up game with the cans. And in the corner, you know what? It doesn't matter what character you're playing, you can still get mixed up.
The great equalizer.
Yeah.
Big corner on defense. Yeah, definitely tough. FuuFighters doing whatever they wanted in that first round. But this is smart from Brickterium as well because he's in the 3 out of 5 part of the bracket, right? Might as well try a character that you think might be stronger in the matchup rather than your best.
Yeah, and you know, it's not like you're going from playing Ken to playing JP or someone, you're playing Honda. Not to say anything, but like, yeah, obviously, game plan is relatively simple.
Yeah, it's similar how we saw Dookie break out the loop, right? Like when you have a simpler character or a character that you have experience playing the archetype of, then you don't have to put as much time as in other characters.
I think a lot of people are going to have pocket Hondas in this game. I think he's pretty easy to pick up and work with.
I think we saw Ultra David talking about it in the chat, but just is a character that, hey, versus some lower mid-level players, like, because he's so reaction heavy checking and like knowledge checking heavy, you might just get some free wins, you know what I mean? I don't want to say it, but some people literally cannot deal with headbutt. Some people, you could just, we've seen Goichi's streams, man. He does headbutt, butt slam, and sometimes he just wins games, you know? Like, he doesn't have to think.
Nah, that's good. I also always like players playing simple characters because then I think you get to dedicate more brain power to figuring out your opponent, right? And like, I think that's always a plus side to the simple characters as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
this is gonna EX. Challenge. Still got that level 3 buff going on. But, I mean, look, if Brickterium finds one, confirm the DR. You tried it. You thought you were far enough away, but my friends, unfortunately not. You're going to pay with that with your life.
And you know, we've been over it a couple of times, right? Like, you got to be extra full screen to react to the headbutt with drive impact, or else that's exactly what's going to happen. Recover, drive impacted back, Brickterium put himself on the board.
Yeah. The thing that I struggle to remember is that Honda and Blanca, with like headbutt versus Blanca ball, you've got to DI as early as possible against Honda and as late as possible against Blanca. I always get the two mixed up.
It's messed up, bro. And then like, if you DI really late against the Blanca ball, like some DI still won't even reach, right? Like
they don't whiff.
Oh, do they not all reach?
I'm pretty sure.
Kimberly's does. Kimberly's goes super far.
Cammy's does, yeah.
Yeah, Cammy's does as well, yeah. Ken's, that's what I'm trying to remember. I gotta do some more experimenting. I'm not sure if Ken's does it.
Oh, nice perfect parry. That's actually burnout. Yeah, that's something that's big to consider. Perfect parry scaling, of course, 50% damage less, but drive gauge damage is unscaled.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people start perfect parrying Honda's headbutt and then do a normal into drive impact just to maximize drive gauge damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think in certain situations that's definitely the right move. Round 2. Is that
actually pretty smart.
Parry? I didn't see it. Maybe
possibly,
I know you were talking about that a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an insane thing. I mean, obviously, anytime you see a super flash, you should just parry. If you press the, especially when you know you've pressed the normal. Like if you press the button, the game might have read it. You might be lucky. It might be in the first frame startup, and you can carry cancel it into a parry. Otherwise, it will get smoked.
Frame for the car?
I believe it's literally one frame.
I remember you mentioning that. I was just like trying to mess with it in training mode. I couldn't get it. So if it's literally the first frame, that makes a lot more sense.
It's basically only after super flashes will you ever be able to do it. Like, oh my god, the whiff on the headbutt, man. Actually a punish from Brickterium.
Nice block on the overhead.
brick. He's putting up the brick house. You want to come into mine? Nah.
Oh.
EX headbutt.
Got back. Don't know if that was going to be an instant overhead or not, but takes 355 unfortunately, and little frame trap with that headbutt.
That was a cool little like gimmick that FuuFighters tried right there. It looked like drive rush into like the hop to try to like bait out a button.
Yeah.
Drive rush.
Yeah, I think if you do the drive rush into the hop and then don't do a jump follow-up, it's actually +1, I believe.
Okay.
Ah.
That's pretty cool.
They actually buffed the hop
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
you're
bit in
right.
the release version. It used to pass over your head if you were too close, now it doesn't.
Okay.
One of the only buffs Kimberly got.
Whoa, the drive rush.
Good.
Works out. Fortunate timing right there because the dodge.
Ouch. Gonna spend it all.
And the level 3, yep. Get back some of that precious burnout timer.
Is this burnout? It's gotta be very close. Oh.
No, I mean, look, when you're this close, it doesn't matter. You're in burnout.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, Skoy. And it's level 3. Oh my god, that's not CA damage, but
He didn't
I feel
start.
like you're dead.
Oh wait. Wait, was the rule of thumb, broski, like when the animation starts, like the super animation if you're not in yellow? Or like the combo?
It's only at the end of a long scaled combo, and that was only like jab into hands, so I wasn't
Okay,
sure
so it
about
wouldn't
that.
apply then.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Now we're just playing Street Fighter again. Oh my god, nearly to the wall. That would have been it. Brickterium just going to be chilling out, of course. No, again. Checking your reactions. How young are you, man? Not young enough.
I love the way people use Drive Impact in tournament. You can play someone in a lobby for like 100 games straight and they won't die. You play them in tournament, they let it rip every single time.
Yes. Let's go. Where you going, Honda? Nice check. Yeah. That's so fake.
Oh, the little hop over the cross up follow up.
Wait, I see in chat. Sorry. Where are the Foo Fighter puns, bro? You missed them.
You missed it.
We've been there.
I missed faster.
Oh. Okay. We saw on the screen counter hit. You want to know what happened? Foo Fighter countered with DI, but he was in burnout, and yeah, that happens way too often.
Yeah, a bunch of times.
You're like, oh, DI.
DI button.
It's so instinctual now, right? And it is for everyone that you kind of don't have that foresight to think you're in burnout.
Yeah, it's just like we're so used to having to like use all of our neurons to react in the moment to drive impact that you just forget you're in burnout. Oh, just through the chop. That's something I'm used to seeing. I like that, the wake up on the headbutt. We talked about how that crouch medium kick is not cancelable. I know Kimberly's really like doing it off a drive rush.
Uh-oh, where is he going? Oh, all the way out of the tournament, just like that. Brickterium win the final game, winning so fast.
Yeah, and he played Ken in that opener for losers round 1, and then brought out the Honda in quarterfinals, both master rank, I believe. So has put in a lot of time already to 2 different characters.
Yeah. And it's a great counter pick. I think Honda does well versus these rushdown characters because you want to rush them down, but hey, you got your whole life ahead of you. The headbutt's coming. No, you don't.
Yeah, you thought you had a long life to lead.
Yeah.
And then Honda showed up. So we got winners finals here, Dookie and Randumb. If the scheduling goes as planned, I believe that's gonna be our next set with imstilldadaddy and Brickterium, both with 3-0s in quarterfinals to get into that semifinals. I'm very excited to see how that one plays out, especially because imstilldadaddy defeated Xuses' Ken. So I'm wondering if Brickterium goes with the Ken of his own, or if he breaks out the Honda to start the set. I know Guile versus Honda is Guile favorite, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, that's pretty uphill for Honda.
yeah, we'll probably see the Ken. But right here, the Matcherino still up and available. Y'all completed the mandatory quest from Lazarus to get all the codes in before the top 8. So you unlocked the matches that you're seeing right now. But you know, if you want to show a little bit more love, make sure these players players deserve what they are earning by giving us all this incredible entertainment and gameplay. Definitely throw in a little bit more direct contributions, or take a look at, I don't think we have any sponsor quests this week, but if we did, I know you all will handle those as well.
If we did, you'd have them.
Yes.
There you go. Facts.
And of course, ICFC is a worldwide event. We have NA. You're watching the EU Middle East version right now, and Asia's coming up at the very end of the day / tomorrow morning. And this was the last week that it was open to all regions across all events. Next week, we are going to be region locked, NA, all the Americas, North America, South America, Central America, as well as the surrounding islands of the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico and the like, ICFC Europe and the Middle East, UAE, ICFC Asia exclusive to the Asia region. So again, all of the signups are open right now over at 10-0.gg/ICFC.
Amazing. Yeah, I guess we're going to be going to our winners finals first.
Yep.
I assume. Between Dookie and Randumb. Again, super excited to see some more Manon action. We basically just see him 2-0, 3-0 his opponents so far. Let's see if the JP can give him a little bit more trouble though.
What is this emote you put in chat, Lazarus?
Is this? It's Morlord. It's a shiny Morlord. So the name for Quagsire in German is called Morlord apparently. And it's a mascot for Kez, who's a good friend of mine.
I see.
Streams.
I like it.
Go like and subscribe at Kezman.
Hell yeah.
Twitch.tv. I don't know. I run a podcast with him as well.
Is Ken the only fighter online? Because I seem to run into him every other freaking match. I think he is the most used character right now. I believe if the data is to be believed.
It was him and I think it was. I think JP's
right?
pretty far up there as well.
Oh,
JP's got tons, like, massively overrepresented master ranks, but I don't think there's actually that many JP players. Like,
that makes complete sense. Like, that is definitely one of those for sure.
I think JP is like the #1 most master rank character, even though he's like ranked 20 in character popularity.
Yeah, I totally.
Out of 18 characters.
So
I wonder who's. I guess Lily is probably like the least represented in master rank. Probably.
Well, in master rank, probably. Yeah, Dawson I know in general is low. He's always like low on the usage meter, whether it's like by rank or by popularity in general.
Which is a pain because when you got someone like Mr. Crimson in Europe, who extremely strong player plays Dawson, where are you gonna get practice? Like you have to play him basically. That's it.
That's the tough part is that like when a character that's low usage has somebody that's super good at them, it's like damn son, like they become so much more of a problem.
I remember in Street Fighter 5, like I would always have people in my DMs being like, "Hey man, wanna run the Dowson matchup?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And they're like, "Because I got to play Crimson in tournament every single time." I was the training dummy that they had to beat up.
See, I always feel bad giving people matchup practice because when I give them as much matchup practice as I can, and then they lose the matchup, I'm like, I'm sorry, I wasn't better, bro. Like,
the worst one I've ever had of that is I gave someone a bunch of Dowson practice, and then they got smoked by Crimson, and the commentator says it doesn't look like they know this matchup very well. And I was like,
we run a first 100. What happened?
Yeah, clearly they have no competent training partners. I was like, oh, thanks.
Thank you. My ego just.
Well then.
No free lessons next time. I'm gonna start charging people.
What's your meta file linker?
Yeah, for
just
real.
To run sets.
There you go. Holla at Metafy. I'm like, no, I'm gonna charge you for this knowledge. Very smart. I like that going forward.
Hey, knowledge is power, man. Don't be giving away that stuff for free.
It's for real, bro. It's a real.
I just post it on Twitter for clout, and then it works. So
I'm done with that phase of my life. I just like study players now, so I'm like, yo, orgs, if you need a coach, holla at me, bro. I'm not trying to put nothing on Twitter for free. I'm trying to get paid for coaching.
Yes, you know what? You gotta get back somehow.
Okay, so this is winners finals. We do have our players lined up and ready to go. Dookie versus Randumb. Dookie on the JP, Randumb on the Manon. Two very hotly debated characters right now. The discourses are all about these two.
Yeah, I do feel while Manon is probably the weaker character, she just has a really toxic mechanic, right?
Yeah.
Medals is not fun to play against, and neither is the EX Departure, man, because 2 portals is kind of cheap. 2 portals for 2 bars, unfair.
Don't ask questions, it's fine.
Just live, let it be.
Yeah, it's week 2.5. We're talking about balance changes.
Oops.
Randumb, even if he goes down this round, he's still built up 3 medals, so that's going to be good going forward in the rest of the set. Trying to avoid these crystals now because he can't get chipped out.
I think that's the problem with playing against Manon, right? Even as he closes this round out, you're against 3 medals. Is like you can never win a mental game versus them, because even if you beat them like this round, you know, mentally they're like, I'm in such a good spot. I got 3 medals. Like this round's gonna go so easy. I'm gonna get 4 medals right here. Reset even into command grab. Ouch. And then now if I get 1 more, that's 5. I'm in a great position. Now mentally you've already lost. Like that's the trouble.
Oh, you're dead. 5 metal command grab. You don't need to be in the yellow life range for that.
Yeah, like not only mentally dead, like you're actually dead. Like
spiritually, mentally, emotionally.
I think on paper, like JP probably wins this matchup, but like in tournament, it's terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Any grappler matchup ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably win this, but I would hate to face him in bracket. Luckily, first of 3 though, you got plenty of time to play.
That was real good defense from Randumb right there. The first parry allowed him to recognize which side he was going to drop on. Tech the throw after 2. It's the big drive impact into the corner. Mad damage. Bam. Oh yeah, you want to hold up. I understand. I understand. You don't want to get clipped by another command grab.
You're alive though.
Yeah.
I love this level 3, by the way. Whoa.
1 more chance.
Oh, that
Baits
was
it out.
nasty.
What?
Baited out the OD parry. How did she stop her little twirl? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
how can I get a replay of that? How she turned back? She ain't got just cool, does she? Who gave her just cool?
Does she have like a feint on the twirl? Because she just like
She
stopped it?
does.
Oh, she does?
But her hit grab, I think she can hold, and then she just does like the projectile invuln 12. But I swear it moved her back. Maybe I'm seeing things, man. It's pretty late, but that was kind of clean though.
I don't know.
You
Her
simply
drive
hold
rush
the
is also
button
quite
to feint?
short, so maybe she just did drive rush into nothing. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Is it? Yeah, definitely. So she had the feint on deck, or maybe it was the drive rush into something that like halted her momentum or nothing, whatever it may have you. That's a good one for the Logan Sama. Get him on the play of the day. Have you? Let him break down that one.
Oh yeah. Wait. They gave Manon dandy step. Don't. I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Give her pile bunker.
Oh my goodness. That would be funny. You try and check the Renverse and then boom. Pile bunker.
God,
Oh.
perfectly timed to absorb the crystal. That was good.
Yeah. Obviously no DI available for Dookie. So kind of not that risky to go for, but yeah, we'll close out the round. That's such a big life lead.
Good job right now. Send up shot. Oh,
Straight out.
drive it back.
Ooh. Just barely whiffs the command grab.
Now we send up shop again. Crystals going off. Drive meter getting chunked down. Oh man.
Yeah.
Your life or your
Dookie
drive
looking to
meter?
I need to confirm now into level 3. He's going to close it out. Dookie just looking to even this out. Ooh, actually big opportunity. You only got 1 medal, which is going to make this comeback very hard. And actually, yeah, OD Amnesia drops to confirm, but
That's game.
GG's. This is sorry, you go.
I was gonna say, level 2 in Burnout is like the most unfair thing in the game.
Yeah.
You're gonna take like 2,000 damage bare minimum. Not much you can do about it.
Like we were definitely talking about like pairing the whole thing, right? Lazarus brought that up. I also think it might be a strategy worth exploring to like parry the beginning of it and then like try to stop parrying at a point where you know it's going to hit on a certain side or a certain high-low and then block from there so you can deal with the throw attempt. But yeah, man, in Burnout, you have none of those options. You just die. Like, there is nothing to be done.
Yeah. I mean, I love Burnout as a mechanic because it's like, it's just that hint of Kosoge, right? Because in a lot of situations, you get like the hint that you're allowed, that you're playing a game, but actually you've already lost. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I love about it. It's like, you got punished for either mismanaging meat or whatever, and you get the illusion that you're still playing a video game, but you've already lost. Pretty big neutral jump.
Look at all this chip damage.
Kind of had to hold it too.
Okay, so yeah, I went back to look at the end of that last round, and it was just drive rush into nothing. I forgot that you mentioned her drive rush goes nowhere. Like, it really doesn't go very far at all.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, for real. It came in handy that time, but yeah, otherwise it'd be very, very menacing.
I've seen people, they want Makoto back, and I'm just thinking that's going to be a grappler with a good drive rush. Like, no thank you.
I'm good on that.
Ooh, wake up level 2. Okay, was that actually enough? Not quite. Okay. But get pretty good Oki after that level 2. That feels pretty good. Gets the overhead to close it out. Very nice stuff.
The level 2 was a smart decision there because almost all of JP's projectiles will beat level 1s. So you have to go to level 2.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense.
Putting up the shop. Gotta deal with the aggro crack. Ooh, from long distance, that crouch fierce came in.
Yeah, we talked about that jump roundhouse being really strong, but still finding some good anti-airs. Dookie now getting command grab, 4 medals on deck from Randumb in a good position with punch from the DI. There is a risk. Oh, the overhead does land. The overhead low, the mix. That was.
If you're the JP player, right, I think you're salivating when you see your opponent in burnout. So Randumb did a great job, like just staying in Dookie. Like you weren't gonna be able to do anything.
Randumb on 2-1 in the lead now. Only 1 game to go.
Yep, in the corner, trying to fight out with the EX projectile, but yeah, just gets jumped over. Now he's still in the corner. Versus Manon, the DI over the stand strong, not cancelable. And what a round for Randumb. Oh, that's not fierce, my bad. So well, could cancel then.
He could
but
cancel,
maybe missed the window.
Cancel window.
Bruh. It's the dash up, command grab the star,
Oh,
drive
no,
run,
reset.
follow up.
Oh, no.
Let me get that reset going. 5 medals, 1 more grab and you're dead. Bye-bye. That's the set. 3 to 1
88
to
seconds.
Randumb.
88 seconds.
Oh, we
88
did it.
seconds.
Bounty
Wait,
board
is that the bounty board?
claimed. That's bounty board claimed. It was at least 86 seconds. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, we can get excited for that. Let's go.
Didn't you call last verse? You were like, if any character's gonna do it. Oh no, it was Marisa. That's who we were talking about.
Yeah,
We were talking about
Marisa,
Marisa.
yeah.
But
Manon,
Manon
Marisa.
is definitely top 2 when it comes to getting a round done that quick.
Wow, that was what, 1 command grab, another command grab, an overhead, and then the last final command grab to put you in the grave.
That was wild. 88 seconds to end the winners finals too. It wasn't even like a pool set. Like it was the winners finals to end it. Wow.
It could happen to you.
Hey, Cabinet.
It probably has happened to you, actually. Let's be real.
That's sick. Oh, you guys don't know what an aggro crag is? Let's see somebody to tell you. What's the aggro crag? That was like a thing from Nickelodeon back in the day. You're 33. You should know what the aggro crag is if you're from the US and you're 33. Because I'm old.
I'm neither of those, sadly. British.
British. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys had in terms of Nickelodeon over there.
Yeah, we had Nickelodeon, but I've never heard of Aggro Crag.
Aggro crag. It was a guts thing. I don't know if you had guts. It was like a competition.
Like all the kids doing like pole vaulting and stuff.
Yes. And the end they had to climb the mountain, and it was called the aggro crag. And it was like a purple thing that looked like that looks like the crystals.
Man, I had Nickelodeon Guts for like Super Nintendo, I think. God, that game was awful.
You had Jungle Run. What was Oh man, what was the jungle game? I love that game. I forgot what it's called. On Nickelodeon. Legends of the Hidden Temple. There you go. I love Legends of the Hidden Temple. That was my shit.
We had like the Crystal Maze. So that's
Blue Barracuda. I love the teams, bro. Damn, you guys didn't have Legend of the Hidden Temple?
I've never heard of that one. I don't think.
I think we had something similar that had a different name, but basically it was an excuse to like throw kids into like gunge pits and stuff.
yeah, exactly.
They started sliming people for no reason.
Yeah,
that's how you have to go. Oh, they were the video game one was, what was it, Double Dare? No, that was the other one. I forgot what the video game one was.
What
like
about Gula Island? People, they're just making stuff up now.
Nah, see, you guys, this is why you're more sophisticated than the U.S. Do you see the shows we had in the United States? They weren't trying to educate us. Yeah, it was Nick Arcade, right? Yeah. Bad, yeah, that's some good stuff. Some nostalgia bones are triggering. But yeah, we have Randumb in grand finals winner side. Dookie dropping down to the losers finals. Loser semis, I'm Still the Daddy versus Brickterium. Like we talked about, we already saw I'm Still Daddy go 3-0 against Xuses' Ken. But Brickterium's other character is Hondo, which is theorized to not do that well against Guile. So I'm expecting him to start with the Ken.
Yeah, I think we'll see the Ken. I actually spoke to Angry Bird recently, who's got a really good Ken. And I think he said that he thinks that Guile is the only character in the game that beats Ken.
Oh, really? Wow.
Wow.
I think he thinks Ken like goes even with or beats basically everyone else.
I can see that.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely agree.
That might be the only thing that Ryu has over Ken. I think he does better in the Guile matchup.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess he can play a better fireball game.
Yeah, he has the access to the dungeon, right? Definitely can fight fire with fire a little bit better, so to speak. But yeah. And Pisa says Dookie will win grand finals with Luke. That's a good point, actually. I'm kind of surprised after he was down 2 games that we didn't see the Luke. But JP, obviously a very strong character, could definitely see why he had his faith in that. Do you think like Luke would do better against Manon, Broski? But you said at the beginning, right, that like on paper JP's supposed to do well against Manon. It's just, you know, you can get command grab like everybody else.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you have to decide between like what I'm prioritizing is the matchup or what's actually happening. So like I think he was confident that the JP matchup was the right choice, but I don't know. I think Luke has better ways to bust out of pressure with like EXDP and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we shall see what Dookie goes with later on, but we got loser semifinals to determine who's gonna get to face off. I'm Still the Daddy and Brickterium going at it, and it is the Ken to start.
Yeah, off to a good start. Got a little bit of a life lead. Big whiff punish with the roundhouse. All the way to the corner. You know you love it.
Yeah,
the corner.
There's a timing on that to like get kind of the cross-up Tatsu going where like the last hit hits cross-up.
Oh, yes.
To do DP follow-up. It's a little tight, but it's possible.
He has some of the like swaggiest combos, but for the most part, you'll see, you know, medium, strong TC into run Tatsu and then throw loops. Throw loop city. Perfect. Good jump. Oh. Yeah, rare like missed anti right there from ISDD.
Oh, just as it came back, perfectly timed by Brickterium right there.
Yeah, that was literally, I think he buffered the DI before he got the meter back.
It really felt like it started a frame before he should have been able to do it. Like that's how it felt.
Yeah. Go time. All right. And again, another big stand heavy kick with the whiff. Ooh, ISD manages to actually jump out. Oh. Yeah, that run Tatsu's got to go, bro.
Oh. The way he just crumbles to the ground off that. But no, speaking of which, actually spins the last bit of his drive meter on that conversion. Like we talked about before, you can go straight into run DP, but muscle memory might have got the best of him there.
Yeah, definitely would have saved him the burn. Now the DI on the Dragon Lash kick. I think you're alive, yeah, for sure. And not CA damage, so.
But he can get chipped out now. He's still in burnout. I'm Still a Daddy, not actually immediately going with a boom. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah,
he didn't have any meter or was in range to threaten, but either way, it's okay. Maybe he thought he would like hold up on wake up to avoid like a boom and like was waiting for him to jump.
I think when your opponent's in burnout like that, you gotta expect that they're gonna do the most random stuff you've ever seen in your life. Like, you gotta chill out sometimes.
Yeah, I respect it. Very, very solid, safe decision from ISDD.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of different approaches to being in burnout. Like, some people just decide to go as aggressive as possible, and some people get really like back up and play super defensive.
Just trying to harass now the crouch knee punch into the Jinrai. Oh, he actually had an opportunity there, it looked like, to get a DP out, but maybe not. Maybe it was just
nice. Perfect parry though, and the challenges as well. Obviously, when you perfect parry projectiles, you're immediately actionable. Ooh, spent so much. But in a good position to close out the game. Great frame trap with the stand strong.
The walk up hezzy stand medium punch right there. Just caught him flinching. Oh no, he's trying to go with another drive rush too. It just gets punish counter thrown. Dragon suplex. Nice reaction. Off the raw drive impact. No hit absorption necessary to react.
You ain't reacting. Not on the level 1. I mean, honestly, actually, I think it's better than not react. Yeah, you're okay getting stunned there. You get all your resources back.
It's definitely not the worst thing in the world, except when it leads to something like that. ISDD caught reaching heavily.
I swear, like, whenever I see that stand fierce, like, you know, shimmy, quote unquote, from Ken, it just, I get flashbacks. I get taken all the way back to 5.
Oh, that's the meaty right there. So you can combo off that no counter hit standing if you meaty it like that.
Ooh, baited it out, but no punish.
Yeah. That, I think, could have been the kill if he went with double drive rush combo into level 3, but right now he's still in a great spot. Oh, just a meaty crouch, medium punch catches ISDD trying something on wake up. He stayed active, and Brickterium never let him do anything. To be fair, he was really smart about ISDD's wake up. Like, he blocked the EX flash kick, he put the meaty on him when he tried to wake up button. He was just right more often than not.
Oh my, the number of hit stops there. Brickterium still finds a time for all those hit effects to react to the DI. Okay, ISDD is like, I'll get you one back. I'm gonna put you
I feel like right now they're both trying to tilt each other.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Just letting the DIs fly.
Flash kick. These guys aren't playing nice anymore, that's for sure.
That was supposed to be a flash kick attempt on the sweep for a punish. Didn't actually get it. There we
Flash
go.
kick. I won't lie though, I don't know how Brickterium is finding so many roundhouse punish counters, man.
Yeah, it's definitely impressive. It's not a button that I think pays off a lot of the time against most people, but he's making it work here.
Yeah, especially against Guile. Like, it's so hard to make him whiff things because all his buttons hit up across the screen.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Unlucky.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
had the
like
right idea, just the wrong timing.
Yeah, maybe medium DP.
Oh yeah, right. Oh wait, does it change on the run stop? No, I think they're all the same, right?
Oh, I didn't know the run makes them all the same.
Yeah,
I
it does.
think so, yeah.
Makes all the special
nice,
moves to the
again.
fire versions.
Coming at you. Oh, what? No full connect? But you're still gonna get that burn out on the meaty if he lets you beat him.
And maybe I was mistaken on that one, but usually you can get jab DP into medium DP. Maybe there wasn't enough hit points for both.
So level 3 will chip out at this point.
Oh, he's gonna just install instead. Now it's my fireballs, and he tried a big bet. I don't blame him.
I respect the attempt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't blame him whatsoever.
In that situation, you don't want to sit back and just eat chip for the next 15 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think you survive that interaction basically, because if you try neutral jump, he's just gonna DR in, and yeah, obviously if you block, you die. So
Yeah, and that the run DP is full projectile invincible, I believe. Again, yeah, like you said,
Making that
that's
stand heavy kick look absolutely unstoppable.
I don't know how, man.
And he keeps going with the overhead off the run Tatsu setup. You can run stop into low right there. It's a real mix-up. Like, you won't get thrown or, like, jab woke up on. You'll be able to frame trap them.
Or you can. Where are you jumping? Still no meter right now for Brickterium. Goes for a big jump in. Doesn't work out, gets flash kicked. Still got the corner control though.
Did not commit to something after the Jin ride, but he left so much damage on the table. That's a round on the table, honestly.
I think we've seen that exact same drop twice as well.
Or you can. Yeah, I wonder what he was going for. But I do like the flash kick attempt, but I'm sure the Brickterium did that heavy Jin ride, which is safe to DP on no follow-up.
Is the run Tatsu projectile invincible? I'm not sure. I'll check that right now.
Alright, yeah, set point for Brickterium. And he's got the corner, which is a great position for the Ken player, and he's got great corner control. The number of anti-airs, great patience from ISDD though, punishing that lazy shimmy.
Oh, nice.
What an
Carry.
interruption. That's actually ISDD and burnout as well off the back of that with that punish counter. Why not? One more hit into that level 3 will close it out. Oh, gonna put himself out. I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay, it is not the Tatsu. One Tatsu is not projectile invul.
That's going to close it out, I think.
It's tough. I think it is. Oh, he's what? How is he alive?
He's driving it back. He's chilling now.
This is winnable for ISDD.
Not at risk of getting chipped now.
Great. He spin the EX though. That's why I was gonna be like, it's a little scary if he spins the EX and puts himself close to the chip range.
It's very winnable now.
And he spins it. The run,
Spins it.
but run DP, he can chip you out
I
with
think you
that
can
now,
block
bro.
this. Nah, I think you can block all that, but I mean, you're still not in a good position.
He's gotta pick the time to run DP,
Ah!
and he doesn't do it. Oh man.
Guile
No
really
way.
takes advantage of burnout.
He does. He does a good job with burnout for sure.
No way. If ISDD comes back to win the set off of the back of that,
I know,
that's gonna be
man.
insane.
There's gonna be a lot of momentum on his side going into losers finals.
Yes.
Oh, he looking so much more comfortable right now. Brickterium knows he should. This set should be over. He is playing like he's frustrated now.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to find one hit. The DI this time gets a hard read on that roundhouse that we've seen Brickterium use all day to great effect, but
I was gonna say, and
especially
that's how
in this
you punish
matchup.
someone over relying on that button, right? Not special cancelable. Takes a lot of
Yep.
frames to get done with. Great job from ISDD.
and takes the game as well, bringing us to a game 5 in a situation where I understand mentally, like especially this late into a tournament, you could be into that losers finals right now if you just, I mean, found one hit, right?
Throughout that whole last round, ISDD was playing a lot more confident. You could see from the way he was moving.
Yes. Oh, he's feeling himself.
I was gonna say, the lightning coming off his eyes right now. ISDD in the zone fully.
I gotta point out Peter's FGC in chat. This is why having no emotion is awesome. There's something so funny. Yeah, don't get tilted. I wish I could feel nothing when I lose.
Same.
Oh, nice DD. On set points, man.
Yeah,
Bullying with
this
that
is,
medium kick.
what a turnaround, bro. That's what punching out a round that you really should have won can do. It can really turn the whole set around.
That crouch medium kick into forward medium punch target combo from Guile is really good in this game because it actually frame traps you in the gap and he gets a full combo if you try to interrupt.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Wow.
Come on, you got the Ken team, Brickterium. You can't lose now. It's the rules. I don't make them.
EX out,
Oh,
but
the
no,
attack. That was so unfortunate. The Jinro follow-up doesn't connect. And you get whiff punish counted as well.
Wow.
Low forward, hits the flash kick as well. Oh, the pacing is just all turned around right now. Brickterium on the verge of burnout does have ICD on the back foot, but the mashing on the jab as well. Level 3 on deck.
ISDD got his old gauge back. He's looking rough.
chucks the back-to-back OD booms to end it.
Ease, man.
Man, ISDD, he was on the verge of going out at 4th, but instead stays alive, gonna get a berth into losers finals to take on Dookie. And we might be able to see that Guile JP matchup that we talked about. We'll see what Dookie starts with. He obviously has the Luke that we saw earlier, so he might break that out if he does find the matchup to be a bit too difficult. But yeah, man, big ups to
I thought it was free
Brickterium.
for JP.
I didn't say free.
Oh, okay, okay. Just easier than some.
It's,
But yeah, big ups to Brickterium, man. I really enjoyed watching
Yeah,
him
that
play.
was super sick. I mean, it happens, right? I mean, even just the momentum shifts so much from that one round win. Like before that round win, I'm pretty sure ISCD wasn't even getting out perfect booms. Like he just kept messing it up, like messing out perfect flash kicks as well in the combos. And but before all that, before we get into our final top 3, we'll shout out the match one more time. Thank you guys for all claiming the codes, pulling it through, and thank you to all the people who have contributed directly as well. But it's not too late. You too can contribute in the chat using that big gold button. It's very tempting if you feel comfortable doing so. Anyway, at least we really much appreciate the support.
Yes, indeed. Big ups to everybody that's already contributed. Again, these players giving y'all their heart, their blood, sweat, and tears for the entertainment. So definitely do what you can to support them, contribute to the matcherino if you're able to. But yeah, man, it is going to be a great day of Street Fighter 6, as it is every Tuesday here. Again, we're starting with the Europe edition of ICFC. But we got NA and Asia coming up. We got Can Opener coming up. And if you're looking to get in on the action yourself, you can sign up for ICFC next week. at 10-o.gg/ICFC. Just make sure you sign up to your proper region, because this is the last week that all regions were open to the entire globe. Next week we are locked and loaded exclusively to the event that the region represents. So if you're in Asia, sign up for Asia. If you're in EU-ME, sign up for EU-ME. And if you're in North America, South America, Central America, or the surrounding islands, NA is the one you're looking for. Yeah, buddy. And so great stuff to everybody so far. I'm definitely glad that you could join us for the EU leg of this event. And we are at losers of finals. Again, Dookie going up against imstilldadaddy. Who did imstilldadaddy lose to in winners? I'm trying to remember. Let me see. Because I know he started in the top
FuuFighters, right?
It was FuuFighters, who ended up losing to Brickterium. So not going to get his run back there, but I'm sure he's happy that he is still alive in this bracket. Guaranteed top 3 finish. I'm going to get a little bit of cash, but you know he wants that lion's share coming for the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really interested to see how he approaches this matchup, because like I said, I think this is tricky for Guile. I think Dookie will definitely go in with the JP pick, so I'm going to be taking notes and studying this one.
We saw the matchup last week, right? This was the grand finals, and looked like Dookie had a pretty good handle on the matchup, managing to take it over ISTD. We'll see. Maybe he's learned some more. Maybe he's picked up a counter pick. I know on Twitter he was like, "Hey guys, what do I pick to counter pick this the JP?" But just gonna stick with the Guile.
All right,
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
I saw a Qlean, who is also a great, strong Guile player, is desperately looking for a counter pick this matchup as well. So it seems the whole Guile community is having a bit of trouble with JP.
When he plays Dee Jay as well, I guess, is that not still a bad matchup?
I think he's dropped Dee Jay.
Oh really?
Lost
I know
right
I saw him. I haven't seen him play it in a while, but I assumed he still had it. He was just practicing Guile, but okay,
I think he said
fair
he
enough.
wants to try Honda for JP, but we'll see.
I respect it. No way. Yeah, I didn't think so. No way. Why did you... Fair enough. You probably couldn't punish as much else from there. DI nearly works out.
Very close in his first round here. ISTD having the drive advantage, but that's not gonna help him get thrown.
Round 2. Fight.
He'll be off to a strong start here, and immediately checking the drive rush as soon as it starts. ISTD trying to catch him. Oh, slip it at the
Flips in the
start.
back.
The EX shadow coming through, his second hit clutch. It's been a
Flash
awful
kick.
fight at the mid-range so far.
Into the corner. Oh, tries the
That
EX
doesn't...
parry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that doesn't work versus projectiles, right? So
No, a little bit ambitious, but
he maybe thought like a button was coming first. Who knows?
whenever you see a JP player look like they missed up a teabag, they were trying to do down for the spike.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay. Sure.
He does this down inputs.
I'm not teabagging. I'm just trying to get my full screen projectile out. I promise.
Down inputs.
He recovered in time, but yeah, he was gonna get chipped out by the flash kick either way. imstilldadaddy, very smart. He gets the blow through the sonic boom here, and he sets up the crystal afterwards. And yeah, that's still really what hinders Guile, right? He's like, all of a sudden he can't just sit there and throw booms anymore. Like the trap is gonna go off regardless.
Yeah, and also destroying his drive gauge as well.
Yeah. I gotta ask though, broski, why does the departure spike have to be like infinite juggle?
He needs
Is
that.
there a reason? I knew you'd say that for some reason.
That's
Maybe he does.
What I'm
who
gonna
knows?
say to every single question about like why does JP have that?
He
Oh,
needs
he
it.
cancels it to level 2.
Yeah.
And that allows him to act with the parry? Are you kidding me?
Nice.
Oh, parried. Oh, blocked even. Same thing. Whatever. Takes the first game. Dookie. What a sick counter to that DI though off that level 2.
That was so smart, bro. Yeah, being locked out of your own drive impact to still come up with that answer while burnt out, that was one of the most impressive things I've seen.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting option that JP does have. Obviously, he can just, parry the DIs.
And so it's just like, you don't usually react to that, right? But like the fact that he set it up with a level 2, the fact that he reacted to the absorption to cancel into level 2 and then get that out was wow.
Oh,
Where's he going?
way.
How did he recover in time, man?
and then ISDD was coming into a Sonic Boom on the ground there, but firmly parked on the down back. Again,
Flash
not
kick.
giving you anything.
Such a huge life lead, but you see ICD still trying to keep the pressure on, so it says something about the matchup. You know he can't throw booms unless he spends 2 bar for them, then the EX can burn through any of that Go shenanigans.
These stick weapons in fighting games has such funny sound effects to me. Like the cane here, and then like the Kung Jin staff in MKX.
Oh yeah.
So just great sound effects.
I love it. It's kind of like a spec.
Oh, nearly got hit by it on the other side.
I know. I was like, are you gonna land into that, bro? But no.
Calculated.
Dookie, I mean,
The
we've
angle that
seen
JP
that, right?
comes out of that portal is a little bit unpredictable sometimes.
And it seems like the person who's been most consistent with that is Dookie. Nice job catching the driver Suzuki knee attempt. Set up shop. Oh yeah, Relentless
reset him,
stick
maybe?
too. That's a good one.
Nah. Just gonna try and burn all that drive meter. Oh, misses the drive rush in though. But you're still in such a good spot because again, if you block anything here, you will be in that burnout. Versus JP in that full screen.
Commits to the driving pads right there. You figured he would get burnt out anyway.
Yeah, I've noticed imstilldadaddy does that a lot. If he's very close to burnout, he'll just let rip like an EX flash kick. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm going into burnout, I might as well go out in style.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I get it. You know, you at least a little bit plus off the EX flash kick, and so you know, rather than just being forced to block, being put into burnout. I mean, it's a perfect time because you know people are going to try and force that burnout situation, so they will be hitting you.
That's one of the most
Burnout,
interesting.
burnout on my terms.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's one of the most interesting situations to me in this game. Is like when you know like it just blocking a normal is gonna burn you out. So are you gonna bust out with an EX? Is the person that could burn you out expecting that? So they bait it. Like it's definitely very cool.
Another close game here in game 2. And a little shimmy off that short off the drive rush. Not going to set up for too much. Just kidding. Level 2 is going to come in. Tries to jump out. Gets punished. But I mean, yeah, he kind of got out of that situation pretty pain-free.
Yeah, honestly, it could have been way worse this time. The EX Fairy on the other side just blocking it out. So Daddy though, he actually spins again his meter on EX and the drive impact going straight through it.
Bye.
Dead.
Dookie spinning the rest of the drive meter, but it doesn't matter if I'm burnt out if you're dead. That was perfect right there. Recognize I'm still the daddy. He put himself in a burnout with that last EX, so the drive impact was gonna have very little answers.
I think I saw the start up of the regular Amnesia, but maybe just caught the start up of it.
Whoa,
Nice reactions.
Dookie, so
Side switch? Oh, I think he had a little bit of a brain fart there. He went for the side switch combo and the max damage at the same time.
I feel like that happens a lot in this game.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to do this, but I accidentally started doing the wrong thing.
And now ISDD here has put himself in burnout again. Nice job recognizing that he's been really favoring the drive impact abuse. Oh, just a dash up and catches the foot shit after.
Medium kick.
Oh,
It's worth
Counting
doing in burnout because JP's crouch medium kick becomes +1 when you're in burnout.
Oh, wow.
bad.
Just a walk-up interrupt right here as well. Dookie has been cooking
Yeah.
in this loser's finest.
That was menacing. The JP slow walk up on the crouching Guile. Just like, I know when you're going to press a button. Nice.
Oh, yeah, the flash kick coming through as well. Gonna give ISDD some more room to play
nice.
with.
Oh, no way. The booms just recover too fast. When your reactions are just too good.
Whoa,
No clean hit on
animation.
the super.
You can
Interesting.
see, I feel like ISDD like took his hands off the stick for
Yeah.
a second to
Yeah.
relax, and he was like, "What do you mean there's not a cinematic?"
Oh,
Wait
great
for this
back
10
dash.
second animation to calm down.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Oh, don't need too many more of those booms. The EX amnesia. Flash
Make
kick
something
coming.
happen here though, because he's in burnout, so he can't let ISDD do anything. I respect that attempt, because he was in burnout. So like he thought like ISDD, and he was close to being chipped too. So he thought he'd
that-
probably wake up with like a flash kick or something.
I think if he delayed that by like 3 more frames, an EX flash kick would have definitely got sniped by that level 1.
Yeah, it was definitely like it looked mad random, but I mean he was probably gonna do it anyway.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Fates it.
Wow.
what character is in winners? Who was it in winners? We got Randumb
It was
on Manon.
Randumb on Manon, man. Crazy stuff. So whoever wins this set, if Dookie takes this round, he'll get the luxury of having to fight Manon again.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get the run back.
All we can say is good luck, soldier.
Put it in
Difficult to
on
come
him.
back from this.
Go.
Close to burnout.
You just don't got the resources, bro. Yeah, tries to jump because he knows he's gonna get burned out if he blocks something else. So then you gotta risk the parry. But when you have one bar, like you have to parry instantly, right? Or else your like meter is gonna be gone because it takes a bar to parry.
Yeah, I mean that's something that I didn't really see ISDD really use that much. It's just parry in general on the projectiles from Dookie. So why he was so close to burnout so often.
Yeah, good stuff to Dookie, taking it 3-0 in losers finals, and it went how Broski said it was gonna go. He said that Guile definitely has a hard time up against the character, and that's what we saw.
But I don't usually have sympathy for Guile players, but that matchup is tough.
Yeah, I definitely have zero sympathy ever for Guiles, but that one definitely it looked hard. So big ups though. Oh, the bounty board, we saw one.
Bounties, we've got one.
Yeah, okay, wait. I heard something from the mother base, but this is the
we
bounty.
we got the winner round with at least 86 seconds left on the timer, as Randumb managed to command grab Dookie 3 times and win a game instantly.
I was
So
like,
we finally
where's
got one of
it
those.
crossed out?
You said we saw plenty of like 85-second timers, but that was 88 seconds, so beat the speed run by quite a margin.
Yeah, legit last week commentating Asia, or maybe he was watching some of the other ones, I saw multiple 85-second rounds, and I was like, oh, they can just get that much closer. Manon blowing it out the water, bro. 2 seconds to spare. Not a problem.
Okay, but Ringe, Ambroski, like, do you think he could do another one? Land 5 command grabs in a row on stream. He's got possibly 10 games to do it. Can you do it, Randumb?
The way he's
Does
playing,
it
bro,
carry over between rounds? That's my
I wouldn't carry it
assume
over
so.
between rounds. I would.
Otherwise, Manon's just going to kill you too quickly.
Yeah. There's no way you could land 5 command grabs unless you're like doing Lily like light command grab or something.
Yeah, I assume it carries between rounds.
I think it's doable.
Especially because we've seen him already represent like landing frame throws. Like when the person lands from a jump, he gets he's able to land the command grab at the right time. So because of that, I can see it. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's right. As well as he has already defeated last week's champion Dookie, right? So Dookie's gonna get his chance to run it back here in grand finals to try to take it 2 weeks straight on the EU board. But Randumb had already stopped him once. We'll see if he can stop him again.
I mean, it's a lot of these that are possible. Win a game where a double KO happens, I feel like that, especially now in in Street Fighter 6 where there's no priority system. That's normals are just trade now. That happens a little bit more often, I've noticed.
All right, here we go.
Here we go with the grand finals.
The grand finals here, EU week 2.
Immediately with the low.
Yeah, already putting a medal on the board.
Oh, big punish.
Tried for another command throw, gets EX reversal.
Why not?
This isn't that bad for Randumb though. He's still gonna have these amount of life left and all his drive meter back.
But the mix.
Time to guess.
Oh, the rudeness on that. Nice job from Dookie right there. The reactions after the drive rush commitment, get the impact out.
There was a frame of that animation where they were clashing, where Manon was just staring into the camera, and it was just like, I done goofed.
And Dookie with the bad
I'm about to die.
After blocking the jump in, he was ready for Randumb to start that command grab game.
He's already adapted from the last set they played, which is really sick. And now Randumb, a bit random with these DIs, just assuming he's going to be able to snipe one of JP's uncancelable normals, but in a pressure situation like that. Oh, you're right. Boom!
Oh, the extra drive impact.
Safe jump. Oh,
Not
no.
quite a safe jump.
Not quite safe enough.
Yeah, I love JP's level 2 combos. I love burning people out from like round start.
It's really cool, man. Oh, gets the air going Randumb. It's really cooking down. Has the drive meter back. Pops off with a level 1 though. Gives him a lead in the process. Oh, he keeps doing the drive impact, and this time Dookie cannot respond because he has no drive meter.
Yeah, that was surprisingly guaranteed. Oh my god, double dash.
Round start, double dash command grab.
I'm literally watching Armika right now. Oh no.
I think when Randumb first came out on the stream, his first match there, I said, he's not like other Manons, he's slow and methodical. He's determined to prove me wrong.
I think he's on a speed run. He's like 88 seconds. I can beat that.
And then, you know, it's a thing too, like, oh, perfect parry.
Parried.
Give me that last
Nice.
medal.
That was scaled, by the way.
I was gonna say, even with the perfect parry scaling,
Oh,
that
you're
command
dead.
grab.
Oh, okay, you
not quite.
lived. I honestly thought he was dead. EX over the head.
Manon wins.
Right, 1-0 to Randumb. But honestly, Dookie is looking way better than when we last saw this matchup in that winners finals. So yeah, there's a good chance here.
We might be seeing a switch here as well, possibly the Luke coming back out.
Yeah, didn't consider that.
I definitely can see that, right? Because this JP has had, what, 4 games now? Or it was 5 games. It was 3-1 in winners finals, if I recall it correctly. So
Yeah.
at this point, it's a lot of intel. You don't have many games left to play with, so I like him trying the Luke.
Randumb, greater than IDOM. Look, you said it, not me. I've seen this guy play once. I'm already a fan.
My man said, anyone else notice Manon is built like a character from the Emperor's New Groove? Holy shit.
Wait,
That was
she
a deep cut.
is.
She is. That's why it's accurate. That was a very deep cut.
Oh, let him cook.
Overhead. And then locked out. You seeing birds, fam. Cool.
Again?
Oh, big drop.
No.
And the side switch as well, that's not good.
Yep, and another medal off the anti-air. Snipe him with that EX overhead. It goes so far, man.
Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks of Elena's Mallet Smash in Street Fighter 4.
There you
my,
go.
you're
I
so
knew it
right.
reminded me of a move. You are 100% correct. Oh, he dropped it. That would have been the round. Dookie, no.
Oh no! He's going for that chip. He had it, the punish counter on the wake up level 2, but just missed the pickup.
That's definitely. Wow, just popping off with a kick afterwards. Okay, so yeah, you got a plot. Oh, the meaty
That's
catch
so
you holding
meaty.
up. Give me that medal. Anyway, that's really the part that chaps my ass, bro. It goes for the EXP.
Yeah, does your what now?
It chaps my ass, bro. Like the fact that you can like avoid, you're holding up to avoid getting command thrown, and she just gets a medal off the combo anyway. Nice counter. Get to the
Nice.
level 3 when
You're
you see
dead,
the
by
drive
the way.
impact.
You are so dead.
Oh,
Okay, not quite.
oh
I
so
thought the
close.
extra white life from going through the armor would have worked, but yeah, EX. He did. Well, he could have level 2. I don't know if it would have reached from there though.
Oh, it's joke. Yeah, I like
Nice
the button
interrupt.
presses. He doesn't want to get command thrown from that.
I think if you EXDP after Manon's stand medium punch into drive rush, it's guaranteed, if I remember rightly.
Oh, okay. Russell try to lock him down in the corner right here. Randumb doesn't want to give Dookie any more screen to play with. Oh, just outside the
empty
range.
jump. Watch the whole level 3 animation, because why not? And that's going to be 2 games for Randumb to 0.
Yeah, that's 2 already?
That's 2, man.
Oh, I
Randumb
definitely thought that was
speedrunning.
1.
Yeah, we saw
Well,
the
then,
Luke
and
switch,
he commits
but
to the Luke.
he's now locked in for the Luke if he wants to bring this all the way back.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You tried the JP for the first game. That's right. That's right. Oh, man.
Oh, that's so cheap.
Already into the second medal.
Empty jump DI. Almost worked too.
You know?
Fair enough, but I mean, for a medal, I'd take it. And you got the corner control. Does jump out. You're gonna punish the landing, but at least catch him off guard with the command grab there.
Cross cut DPs? No, just
Keep
cross cut
doing it.
command
Oh,
throws.
that overhead.
All right,
Look,
well,
if
this is
you're
a
not-
tournament point for Randumb now.
Tournament point for Randumb.
DDT.
Blocks the overhead, nice.
Look at that's what I'm saying, man. Like you try to win the command grab, and she still gets a medal off you. That's so demoralizing.
It's 5 medals, guys. I think I know how this round's ending. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but
It's the dream team starting 5 right there. Oh,
Ooh,
try
wanted it so bad.
Nearly it.
no CA. Wants to save the meter, I suppose. Just don't get grabbed, and you're fine.
Oh, drive impact, no
Scary
reaction
stuff.
that time from Dookie. You can tell his nerves right now.
Yeah, nearly put himself in a burnout with that OD Sandblaster. Running in, now he is in burnout.
This is
One,
scary,
come on,
bro.
grab.
Just
Little
the
take
drive
jump.
impact. Nice job. Just committing to the projectile. Random. I don't know. Maybe he tried to mash out a super or something, but ended up getting clipped.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's the worst thing. You managed to save a round, but she's still got level 5.
Yeah.
You're still in a bad spot, but at least he saved his meter, right? He could have ended with level 3 at the end of that. Ooh, scoops! Half health, boom.
I'll never get used to seeing that chunk of yellow.
Oh, is that punish? Oh, recover.
Not quite. That's a punish count. What do we think, boys? Not quite.
My.
EX would have killed.
Yeah, you're right. That's the wild part for sure. Random. Just a pixel of health away from taking the whole tournament, dethroning the champion from last week, Dookie. Dookie putting himself in burnout and gets cut off at the pass. Random. Your ICFC European Week 2 champ in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah,
Wow.
good stuff to Randumb. Very impressive.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see this guy, man. I mean, I think he did claim 2 bounties in across his run. He beat the previous week's champion, which was Dookie, of course, pretty convincingly. I'm pretty sure Randumb did not drop a game the entire tournament. I don't know if that is a bounty, but it should be probably. Also, he managed to win a
Dookie.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, winners finals is 3.
Winners final.
Yeah, and then win a round with at least 86 seconds left on the timer. I mean, he's playing Manon, got the 5 medals, bro. The planets aligned.
That's big
Speed
stuff
run.
right there. 2 bounties in 1 run from Random.
2
That's
free
big.
shirts? Hell yeah.
2 shirts and the prize pool. It's looking like a good haul.
Value.
That is definitely good stuff right there from Random. And, you know, if he keeps playing like this, he might be on Team ICFC EU Asia for that Intercontinental Championship showdown between Team NA, the team I just mentioned, Team Can Opener, and Team Tampa Never Sleeps. Of course, the powerhouses of the weeklies are going to be teaming up to bring y'all a crew battle in the future. More details are going to be coming up. But yeah, we're going to decide who is the best weekly with the best crew in Street Fighter 6. And big ups to everybody that contributed to the matcherino today. JP Vari being that last coupon code that unlocked top 8 being on stream. Definitely coming in clutch for all the viewers and all the commentators and everybody involved. Johnny Ryback and all the other direct contributors, big ups to y'all as well. And all the viewers in chat, man. Just thank y'all for joining us for another dope week of Street Fighter 6 action. Oh, and if you want to feel a little bit more generous, if you want to ensure that the ICFCs continue for the foreseeable future, buying some merch is a great way to support Tenno directly. They got some badass Bad Moon t-shirts, pretty much anything that you want fighting game wise, they're going to have a taste of it. We got the Dandyism hoodies, the Mishima jackets, the Hype Dog with the Giovanna dog, the Zatowa pressure shirt, and beanies galore. So definitely take a look, see what your favorite line of merch is, and cop it for supporting your favorite group of TOs and organizers when it comes to fighting games. All right, man. So it was a great time this week, ICFC EU. Glad I could emergency sub in because it was fun talking to y'all, man. Broski and Lazarus have great insights when it comes to Street Fighter 6 already, so it was enjoyable chopping it up with y'all.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
good to have you.
good to be back on the mic with you, Ringe. Obviously, we did the Red Bull thing last weekend, but I mean, I didn't expect to be with you again so
Me
soon.
neither.
What a luxury! What a luxury! And of course, here on for full Tenno for the ICFC is super cool. Since I've entered the bracket the past 2 weeks, it's nice to be, like I said, safe from all these JP and Manon players, man. I don't want to go back now. I've had this comfortability of watching everyone else lose.
You got to see everybody else deal with it, and you just got to talk about it. That's the good place to be, for sure.
Sitting pretty.
Man,
Yeah,
I
it's
see
nice,
somebody.
it's nice to be watching from a distance rather than stuck in the action.
Yeah, you specifically are always stuck in the middle of the action, so glad you were able to take a week off with us and chop it up. All right, y'all. I see somebody talking about I'd actually buy that Bad Moon shirt. It's pretty sick. I'm telling you, hit up the merch store,
Merch
bro.
looks so good, yeah.
Yeah, they
I
have
want
legit
I want
merch.
the Hype Dog.
Yeah, and they work with artists
Yeah,
from the community
good.
to give y'all like genuine creations that they try to make sick. So it's not just like an easy cash grab 100%, man. So check out the merch store. I saw somebody ask, when does NA start? NA starts in about 4 hours, if I'm not mistaken, 7 p.m. Pacific time. I know Can Opener starts pretty soon as well. That's obviously in conjunction with ICFC for the International or Intercontinental Championship. So make sure to tune in to IFC Yipes for that as well. But until next time, y'all, be good to each other, be good to yourselves, and we'll see you very soon.
Catch you later, guys.